working on other shit. Cause those nerds are not getting the best ratios on their CP. Cause I can still go earn that stuff that they get. I can still go get the stuff that they got. You know what I'm saying? But I have a competitive CP and I'm doing stuff that they'll never catch up.
I
They'll
don't care
never
about
catch
that
up.
one. I just want to keep these front wings dead, and then they can't get near the boss.
Yeah.
They can have all those they want, but this breaks their path to the boss. One 53. Damn it. All right. All right, so I have 2 minutes. 2 minutes in this channel, and 5 minutes in the other. I think I only need, to be honest, as long as it doesn't screw me out of stone. Yeah, buttermilk biscuits. That's exactly what they were. Flaky buttermilk biscuits.
Fat boy.
Slip again. Every time I make an adjustment in that chair, I slip. But anyways, shout out to the coach gang for being in here. I appreciate you for being here. All the sound checks is ready to go. Check it out, brothers. We got a great
I am
topic
gonna
today. We're
pause
talking
my
about
stream
movie
eventually
careers,
sometime this
the
afternoon and probably
so-called
this evening. I think my
prime
wife's gonna want me to
movie
grill
actress.
burgers.
That's
She has been
weak.
on plenty of monkey double backflips.
Burger
We're
grilling
gonna talk about
ass.
her doing a
I know it's pretty hot outside.
online petition for her to, I don't know, roll back the mileage on her peace leave, right? And we're going to talk about that. Now, if you guys want a little bit of reference, I had made a video about this, and I put it in the link in the description box. And I made a video about her and Jenny Lee probably about a year ago, and talking specifically about this, her playing the victim in the situation. And if you don't know, let me give you a brief description here. If you have no clue of what I'm talking about, let me give you a
You know who Mia
brief
Khalifa
description of
is?
what I'm talking about here. Mia
What's
Khalifa
that?
is an adult film
Do you know who
actress.
Mia Khalifa is?
She had been in the industry, per her statement, for about
Who's that?
3 years. All right, well, I mean 3 months.
She's a porn star that's
And
trying
she
to.
made a lot of movies. And if you don't know, I
She's
mean, I
not
grew up
trying
in the San
to
Fernando
pretend
Valley, so I
like
would be
she can
privy
just
to
have a
some
regular
of the
life
things that
after that.
happen in the adult film
She's like,
industry.
well,
being
why
that
can't
San
why can't I,
Fernando
why can't I
Valley
get
was
a good man who
basically the
wants to act like I didn't get my
of
pussy
adult
pounded out by like
movie,
80 niggas?
industry stuff. I went to junior college, community college, and there were several actresses that worked on the side because they were very close to it. Anyway, she worked in the movie industry for a short amount of time. Now, I don't know her catalog in particular, but she made a lot of movies, as far as I'm concerned.
Boom,
Because
got
as
his
an adult
ass.
film actress,
Oh,
in
and I
3
got
months, women
robbed.
can
That's
bang
what I'm
like
talking
5
about.
guys in one day, one film set. All right, one
I
guy busts a
didn't
big
get
old nut,
didn't
and
get
then
enough
he
stones to
replaced
clear
it
it,
with
but the
another
next
guy.
one
All
will.
right, so she can get
So I've
that
got
piece
2 minutes,
leave ran through,
3 minutes to get to
five
the other
times a
channel.
day. Maybe in a week
That's
she can
fine.
film about 20 clips, 20 scenes. I mean, if you go on to, per my research here
Get
for
off.
this particular topic, I was able to go back and research the amount of movies that she's been in, and people will
Yeah,
calculate
my
that she's
wife
been in
makes
12,000 scenes. Well, she appeared, I guess, with a couple of
biscuits like
industry
that as well.
producers,
8-bit warrior.
production
Ah,
companies. Bang
they're
Bros
pretty
was
decent.
one of them.
I'm
And
not a
she appeared
huge
in
fan
so
of
many
cheese though,
of these
but
scenes,
she does.
and she
She
became
loves
a
cheese.
household name
All
because
right, channel
she
2.
portrayed a Muslim woman, more or less, a woman from the Middle East, wearing
And
the
timestamp
garb. And
157.
somebody could probably correct me on this of a woman
Hey, can you type
that a
in
woman would wear of the Middle East, like a pure
I'll put it
Lebanese
in
woman,
after.
a wifely woman. Now, I'm sure this sparked off
Try
a
to kill this
whole
boss.
bunch of controversy
My
over there,
timestamps.
and I'm sure a whole bunch
I got
of
that
these
one
men
at
over there, 'cause, you know, these
155.
Islamic guys, they ain't
I
having
think
that. They ain't having no
it
woman
was
getting
right on
banged,
time. Yeah, it was
out
155.
in their
And
traditional
then this one
garb.
should
They want
pop up
their
at
women in line. Well,
158.
Mia felt that her look could take advantage of this, and she went out there and she wore this
And-
garb and went out there and did monkey double backflips all over
Less than a minute.
several men.
Nobody.
Okay. Now
No
she became
excuses.
famous for this because this is very controversial, and about around that time, this is when the war on terror was going on. This is when we were having some dust-ups with the people over in Afghanistan. This was a hot, heated time when she came out. The hijab. Thank you guys. She wore the hijab over there in her pornography scenes. I mean, this is like she's messing with her life here. She's a little woman, and anyway. Per my research,
That gave me
she was
credit.
getting
All
ran
right,
through
sweet.
by blacks and
All
white
right, so
actresses and actors and all of that
I can
stuff.
now quit.
She was getting that, her insides pushed all the way to her esophagus. Okay.
2 zones complete on
She
Brooke.
was getting her
managed to
insides
dodge
pushed
that,
all the way
gained
to her
some
esophagus.
infamy and some fame, and probably worked as an escort on the side. That's what they do. They do their side business, much like today. They have seekingarrangements.com and all of these things that you
Put
can
in for
make some
people.
side hustle. She probably would have been
Be
famous on
155 and
OnlyFans,
158.
etc. Okay, we got the background on Mia Khalifa. Now, about a year ago, she came out and said, because she was engaged, she got engaged to what looks like is a doctor. Let me see. She was engaged to, what is
I can't
he do?
believe anybody
All
trying
right,
to marry
anyway,
Mia Khalifa's
She got
little
engaged
ass.
to this monkey simp named Robert Sandberg. Gotta be a doctor. Hold on, let me see. Anyway, she got engaged to Robert Sandberg, and essentially, she wanted to come out and say, "Look, I got taken advantage of in the industry. I only made
Pasta and cheese. Yeah, I love pasta.
from
I'll
the
eat.
scenes of me
I
and my hajib
I
getting
just
my
I was
back
telling the boys
blown out by Chad
just
and
a couple of
Tyrone.
days ago I had
She probably
just
was
spaghetti
enjoying
noodles,
it.
and I'll
To
take
be
it
honest
and
with you, Mia Khalifa's
lather them
not
up with
the
butter
type of woman that I would
and
run
some
to and look at for her prawn collection.
Parmesan
There are other types of women that I probably would look at. She's
and a little
not
bit of
my
garlic
type.
powder and garlic salt.
But if my
That's good
memory
stuff.
serves me correctly, during her
My wife
rise
thinks I'm
to
weird
fame,
on that one,
during her
though.
recognition,
Because
she
you
would,
are weird.
all the time go on Twitter
Dude, that shit
and
is
call
so
out
good.
all of the professional
She's like, why don't
athletes
you just-
that wanted her to don the hajib and
Don't you
have
actually
them
make fucking
blow her
sauce?
back out.
And why don't you like spaghetti? I'm like, spaghetti is one of my.
She would retweet them. She would show them these men that would go in
When
there
she says
and,
spaghetti, she means spaghetti with red
getting
sauce.
her DMs and all that stuff.
Yeah, spaghetti
She
with
had
red sauce.
No problem. She had no problem
white
calling these men out.
Sauce.
I wish I would have done some research.
We'll
on
talk
who
about
these
the white
men were,
sauce.
But there were several men,
The
athletes
Alfredo.
that got in her DMs, crawled in her DMs, and she went out there.
And I like
harassed
fettuccine with
Okay.
Alfredo.
So moving forward, this guy Robert
Linguine with
Sandberg
Alfredo.
decides to put a
Alfredo's
ring
just
on it.
good.
They were engaged, and because of the pandemic or the plandemic, guess what? She says, it didn't work out. They were supposed to be married.
All right, these
June
yellow
2020, and it didn't work out. They
quests,
split up.
they if I'm
Now,
not mistaken,
Mia Khalifa's trying to get on her
they're the
feet.
ones
She wants to
where
work
you
a
get your,
regular job.
the
She
majority
wants
of
to
your
have
stones.
everybody forget about all of those baloney ponies.
Your
shoving her
imprinting
insides
stones?
all the way to her esophagus. She wants to
Dark
forget
was
that
asking
she took
yesterday
this
how
time
I had my
to don the hijab
high.
in disrespect to the Middle East.
because I do every quest I come across, and the yellow ones I'm almost positive give the most stones.
So I'll say video. And she wants us to forget about the fact that she was getting her back blown out by the best
I don't
in
know
the
if I
male adult
researched
industry.
these deer.
She wants us to forget about all of those scenes that some of you guys took lotion
I haven't.
and towels and socks and napkins and tissue
Because
paper.
I'm already in the next
Went
zone.
off
What
into
the
your
hell?
room,
I'm gonna have to
got your
make sure I
phone,
cleared that other
your
zone.
iPad,
of
got your
quest.
laptop, and start whacking off to Mia Khalifa. She wants you to forget about all of that. And not only that, she's crying a sob song saying that she only made $12,000 during that time.
I don't guess it really
Now, in
matters.
the
I mean,
original video
you're
that I did
constantly
on
doing
my
this.
main
Every damn
channel,
quest you
I
do
talked
is
about,
just
listen,
another reason to go
women,
back and kill
you
the
have a
same
small
freaking
window
mobs.
to
Yep.
make decisions in your life. That's how it works out. You're blessed by nature by doing absolutely nothing. You wake up one day, your body's developed so much so that every man from age 65 and under wants to jump your
Hell
levels.
yeah.
That's what they want to do.
Butter
They might
shells, that's
slow
where they're
pimp
at,
you, or
man.
they might fast pimp you. Some guys
And
might say,
let's see, what is it? One
Some
of my
guys might open the
My
door
favorite
for you,
thing,
pump your
and I have to
gas,
make it
take
for
your
myself because my
groceries
wife won't make it.
upstairs.
He
They might
said-
do
Is,
all kind of silly things to get close to you to try to
Some
have
niggas
these
might
more
fast
durable
pimp you.
outputs on you.
Other niggas
That's
might
what
slow
women
pimp you.
are
I'm still
awarded.
on that.
I'll
They
take
don't have to
elbow
work for it.
macaroni
Some women don't get it.
and put
Some
like
women be looking like
the
this
canned
when
milk.
they get 16 years old. All right, that's just the way it goes. All right, they looking like
Oh
a
no
bad
no,
little
I
kid
use
when you
regular milk.
You just
Well, no,
didn't
no.
get the genetics.
It is
Some
canned
women
milk.
wake up,
Canned milk,
the
and then
curves are just right. The hips are just right.
add
That's how it
a
works
little bit
out.
of water
And
to it
as
or
such,
whatever, and then add
you're
some
able to
pepper
benefit
and salt.
and elevate yourself in society. That's
Oh.
how it works out.
Cook
However,
that shit up. Oh
nature
my
has
goodness.
a cruel joke on
I can
you
eat that shit for
because
days.
during that time, you're supposed to find a select person to procreate with. Okay? And if you don't during that time, well, when the time runs out and you
Damn,
start
she
looking
blew
like
60
a group
monsters
of
up that fast.
linebackers, all right, when you age out,
You start looking
well,
like a group
well,
of
society or nature
linebackers.
says, you know what? It's over. It's
Damn.
too late for you. Nature also says, well, you're gonna probably start throwing bad eggs at a certain age. Once the curves
All right,
start,
I need to check that
falling
other
apart, and your body
make
starts
sure
looking
I'm
like a
actually
SpongeBob SquarePants
finished.
as opposed to curvaceous. Well,
Where the hell
now
am I
these
at?
eggs are gonna be running dry now. Okay, no more babies for you. And if any babies come out of you crawling out of that piece
Quest
sleeve,
there, no
they gonna be
quest
probably
there.
looking like
I know I cleared
cross-eyed
that
or
one.
something like that. Now,
No
that's what
quests,
nature
no
does. So they
quests,
give you a small window,
quests.
but they certainly give you a great benefit, and they give you everything that you need to capitalize and find that good person. That's
All
what
right,
nature
let's
does.
see if this
It has
one
nothing to do
takes
with
us
the
backwards
patriarchy.
or
It
forwards.
has nothing to do about how we as society were trained to look at women. It doesn't mean any of that. That's what nature does. Now, on the same side, what nature also does is they
All right, so what I was looking at,
penalize men by not being
if you
at
click
the
on the
top of
blue
sexual
camps,
marketplace. So much
see
so
how there's
that
a
only a few
quest
people
here?
can qualify.
So you got to make sure you clear
Only a few men
all your blue
can
camps
qualify, and
in the
only a
zone
few men
as well.
qualify
Yep.
in the eyes of that woman. So if you
That's
fall
the
out
quest.
of that, which like 85% of the men
This
would
nigga
qualify
gave me the
with qualify
jankiest.
with Khalifa
I hate it when
in
they do
her
that shit.
prime,
If I don't
they
specify,
basically got the short
niggas be
end of
giving
the
niggas the
stick.
jankiest papers, bro.
And so
The front
maybe
shit.
if I
Nigga,
had
give me
a
the
little
fresh
bit
shit.
more
Nigga, I'm trying to
money or a little
smoke.
bit more talent,
You know what I'm
I
saying,
might
Joker?
have
I'm
a
trying to
shot
smoke
at
weed.
Khalifa.
Okay, so it looks
So
like
we get a
all my
longer
quests are
window.
caught up to this
By the
zone.
time
So
we get our
good.
life together
all right,
and get
whatever.
everything that
I mean,
we need
yeah,
to
I'm
attract
ha-
Mia Khalifa, like Mr. Robert Sandberg did for Mia Khalifa. I think he was
Happy to be
adopted,
here, but
if
I'm also
not
like,
mistaken. Anyway, he got his life together and he got a post-walled, used up, ran.
But
through,
that's what it's
back
all
blown
about.
Out,
Gotta get that,
back
CP.
flipped out, Mia Khalifa version of her.
Let's see what a
But anyway,
rank
he got her. So that's what nature
is.
does for men. But we get from like 30 to 65 to enjoy our ride. Women, you get from like 16 to 25. All right, some of you women can push it a little bit further.
oh my goodness,
All right,
my rank
but
in
that's not without
CP is
hair dyes,
way
Botox,
low
and
today.
implants, and tummy
So
tucks,
low.
and makeup
Holy
artist
shit.
palettes,
I
all
was
right,
top
hair
100
extensions,
yesterday.
weaves, all right,
What's our guild
what
rank
call
right now?
waist
Did we make
trainers.
top
I
100
mean,
in
there's a
guilds?
whole bunch of tricks that they can do to extend this out. Well,
What's that?
Oh, our guild rank is
if
40,
you
boys.
decide
We
during
moved
your
up 50
most
ranks.
fertile years where nature has rewarded you with
Nice.
the best curves, with good skin, with the energy that.
Do
you
we
know,
get any
fertility,
bonus for being
the
in
energy that men wanna be
the
around.
top 100
You
guild?
decide during those
Don't know.
key years to waste that
Don't think so.
opportunity to ride the CC, to sell your peace leave on the side. If you decide to do that,
As soon as this
well, guess
quest
what?
is over,
Nobody's gonna forget,
check
and for the next 50 or
stuff
60
again. I
years,
hate
we get to say, hey,
interrupting
well,
the
you know
quest,
what, baby? Well, when you were in your prime, you sold that peace leaf. When you were in your prime, you videotaped yourself getting your back blown out. When you were in
It's
your
been
prime,
so long
you
since I
sold yourself on the
quested.
street corner.
I've almost
When you were
forgotten
in your
stuff.
prime, you ran
what the
through the
storyline was.
carousel like a rooster. See?
Might have to go watch some of my
That's
VODs.
just how it works. We don't get to forget about you getting recorded in the hajib, getting your back on. We just can't forget it. Unfortunately, today's women want to use their fertile
Yeah.
years. They wanna
You
use
act
their
like
prime
I'm
years
really gonna be.
to waste it.
I'm
to
really gonna
get
marry
drunk,
a
to
a
go to
bitch who
dorm
every
parties
nigga is
and
just
get
come on.
and have orgies with women, with men. They want to sell themselves on the marketplace. They want to sell themselves on Seeking Arrangements. They want to sell themselves also on OnlyFans.
People act like shit won't
And then
come
when
back.
they get their little bit of money, they use
She
it.
wasn't.
They run
She
out
wasn't
with
even a
bags and high
doorknob. She was a
heels.
vending machine.
They
what I'm
turn
saying,
down
dog.
pro athletes. They build up clout. See, after they've
I'm
got
watching
what
this
they
podcast
needed
where this
from
guy's
that
talking about
particular,
how these
benefit,
hoes be like
They
the
wanna
females
cry
that win the
foul.
lottery.
Alright, stop.
about the time that they used their
Stop
advantage in
what?
the marketplace. They want to crowd foul all of a sudden. Oh, this ain't fair.
Hello?
Wait a minute. You agreed to get your back blown
Oh,
out
no,
for
no, I was
3
talking.
months.
What the hell? Oh, whatever.
$12,000.
Go back and do that one.
Are you
Now,
talking to your
just
tune?
Actually, no, we'll go back.
I don't believe.
I can do
first
that
of
one.
all,
What?
Talking
No,
to
I
you,
was
Jim.
talking
I certainly
here.
don't believe that that's what she got paid for. So let me do this.
What's that?
I'm gonna look up this.
So you were talking to your
particular,
tune, your chat?
article or.
No, I was
basically,
talking to myself.
a
Oh
clapback
yeah, that's what I mean. You're
Or
talking
by
to
the
your
Bang
tune.
Bros
Yeah.
themselves, and if you guys
But
don't know
because
who
I'm
the
watching
Bang
this
Bros
thing where
are,
like this guy is
you're
basically
not a
it's a
man. I mean,
podcast where he's
you-
talking about the
you
basically
haven't been
women's
stroking your
women's
baloney to any
social
particular
advantage
artist,
is
but
front
Bang
end.
Bros have been known for
You get
quite
you
a
win the
while
lottery by
for
getting
putting
born
out
attractive,
content
and
of
between
young women
16 to
in the
25,
back of
you can
vans,
manipulate
on
most men
boats,
however you
in
want
school
because most
buses,
men 65 and under
doing
are gonna
what
want
we
to do
double
what you
backwards.
want to
All right, so
do
here's the
because they're
deal.
trying to
Bang
fuck with you,
Bros put
right?
on
Slow
their
pimp or
Instagram,
fast pimp, fast pimp.
and they say, look,
But now
Right.
truth
the
about
thing
Mia
is,
Khalifa,
if you spend all that
she
time
claimed
not
that she only
securing
made
a mate
$12,000
and you get
in
your
her
back
3
blown
months.
out for
But
money,
he says, unfortunately, Mia cannot stop
what do
with
you
her false
expect
statements, innuendos,
in the
and
future
accusations.
when you
We
have
tried
when
to
you have
stay
gone past the
silent,
peak
and they
optimization
had to
curve
stay silent
for your
because
genetical
in
benefit?
today's,
Especially when you consider that
world,
dudes work
you
in the
can't-
reverse.
you know, it's
We're
hashtag believe
so
all-
used to taking rejection and having to make
it's
moves and
hashtag
get out there and
believe
get
all
it
women, and you can't
that
go
at a
against
certain
what women
point
say. They wanna
from
be the
16 to
victim at any
25 while
point.
you're
But
manipulating
he
men,
says, look,
we're
tried-
out having
we
to
tried
just
stay
grind and
silent.
get what we
We
want.
allow Mia Khalifa to
Right?
have her publicity
Just grind
stunt,
because fucking society
which
says
is
fuck
fun.
you.
Unfortunately, Mia
Grind.
has taken our silence
And
as
then we
a-
grind until
as
we
an
get to
all
35
clear
and then we
to
look
not
up and
continue,
we go,
but to
oh,
ramp up her
from
false
now, from
allegations
35 to
and
the rest of my
statements.
life, if I did right, I
She
should be
ramped
balling,
up her false
right?
allegations and statements. Isn't
And
this
there's no
common?
ceiling on the
victims of stuff.
there's no real
And
ceiling
if
on the
you can't
potential
clap back at 'em, they
societal
continue
value
to
for
go
men,
all
but that's
in.
because
They're like, oh, you're
man's
gonna say
only
nothing,
value
continue
is the value he
and
brings to
embellish.
society. We can't we're not
He says, "We therefore
we're not
have
women.
no choice but
Like
to
nobody
respond
gives
to
a
the
fuck
most
about men.
glaring,
As much as you say it's
objectively
you say it's a
false
patriarchy, the truth is we live in a
statements.
matriarchy.
Like how much he made.
Like, look
or
at how
was
just check the
actually paid,
numbers.
how
Male
long
life
she
is
stayed
disposable in the United
industry,
States, dude.
and much more.
Or am I wrong, Joker?
And what they say is that this Mia received an excess of $178,000 from the Bang Bros in its affiliate entitled in its affiliate entities alone. Okay, we have no idea how much she made with the other 3 adult brands that she performed for before she performed for the Bang Bros. Okay, so this company says she worked for 3 other companies, but even just with our company, she made 6 figures. She made almost $200,000.
Joker, you still
Okay.
there?
Now, $12,000. I mean, was it
Yeah,
completely
I'm
lie from the beginning? I didn't
sorry,
believe it.
I was talking.
I didn't believe it at
And
one.
I had my
Any point.
mic muted
But
because I
now
coughed
the
earlier.
company's trying to come out and save face and be like, "Look, man, she's lying.
I
Right now,
was
what she's doing is what a lot of modern
Bitching
women
in my
are doing right now because
tune, too,
they've been
because
told the feminist lie. They've
tried to
been
get her to
told
stop
that,
in a
yeah, you
spot
can
she
do
didn't
whatever
want to
you
stop in,
You can do
but we were
drugs,
passing up
you
tunes
can
that were for
snort
the
coke,
quest, and I'm like, what
you
the
can
hell?
be in the back bathroom getting your back blown out by Ben Roethlisberger in a bar drunk.
All right, I just wanted to
You can
make sure
claim
that
somebody
the main
raped you
quest was
15,
in
20
here. I'm
years
not
ago.
actually trying to do it
You're
yet. I want to do all the
always the
side quests
victim.
first, so I don't miss any.
You can target rich, wealthy men, but don't target poor men. You can target men with status on your college campus because you were upset that you couldn't have this individual. You can go out there and be the victim. And now, if you go
That's
on
the other thing.
Twitter,
Because
which is the
men,
hellhole of
look,
society,
this is
by
all.
the
This
way,
is the key point.
But, you know, being that I have
The
to be
fundamental
on all
difference
social
between
media
women and
accounts,
men,
I had to have
and
a
this is
Twitter
why
account.
women, no matter how often you argue with
Twitter
them,
now
they'll
has a
literally,
hashtag,
it's like
Justice
trying to argue
for
with somebody
me,
that's blind, right?
where they're
because-
going to gather
Right.
As
millions of
men
signatures
grow, right?
of young
At some point,
millennials,
reality
or I would
checks
assume
us.
Generation Z,
And what I mean by that is,
who believe in the
oftentimes
feminist
men
lie
get
that
checked
your
checked
social
physically
marketplace value, which
in a
comes
real
from
way
women
that where you
told
go,
for
oh
30
shit,
years.
my ability stops
Nothing.
here.
They're gonna play her as the
You know what I
victim.
mean?
She was taken advantage
All the
of.
shit
Right.
How
talk
could she
stops
only
here.
make
Because this ain't no
$12,000
fucking
to get her
game.
back blown out? Number
This
one,
nigga's gonna
you
punch
signed
me.
a
This nigga's gonna
model
break my
of
arm.
release
This
form.
dude's gonna kick the shit
All
out of
right?
me. And that's
You made
if
the
I
agreement.
live.
You made the deal. Sure, the
But you
industry
learn that
probably took
young before
advantage.
anybody can
They
really
probably
put that,
took
you know,
advantage
that
of a
heavy
lot
hit
of
shit
young
on you.
girls.
And you go, damn,
Okay, they throw
like,
her $1,000 worth of cash.
that nigga beat my
for a
ass. Like,
scene.
I gotta check
Yeah,
my,
that's
I gotta
what
check
you agreed
myself.
to.
You know what I
It was
mean?
more than you would have got on the corner.
Whereas females,
Right.
how often?
OnlyFans
I'll pause
now
this for a
is
second
probably
because I was
less,
looking at
so
something.
they can go
I'm
out there
not saying
and
we should be
manage
No,
hitting
no,
females,
okay.
but
on OnlyFans. For a
well, I'm not saying we
short
should be
amount
hitting
of time.
females.
But man,
Oh, I was looking at the wrong
Think about this.
shit. My bad.
Think about
When I
this.
said my rank was so low.
The,
Okay, I
the
only dropped
standard
30
that they're setting
places.
right now.
All right.
The standard that they set is that Women
Yeah,
now
you should be
What
go
checking your
back
CP
and look
rating.
at their years that they wasted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's what I'm
not
saying.
been
I'm
able to
130
make something of it and claim the victim.
But you see
in
how
my class.
When in fact, they should be taught.
All right,
They should
so
be taught by their mothers.
38 is the
Unfortunately, who
cap
was a feminist.
now, minimum.
All right, they should be taught by their aunts, who these women don't listen to. They think they know better because they got their little curves and they rocking little bodies and they know it all.
Just to
They
be the
should
top
be
100.
taught by their
Basically, you
grandmothers,
get.
who the grandmothers have all but disappeared. They should be taught by
Let's show
their
that again.
fathers, who they run the fathers out of all the households and
Rank
silenced
benefits.
them and cucked them or divorced, raped them, and sent them to the homeless plantation. All right, fathers are silent in their own home. Can't even keep their daughters off the strip pole right now.
Oh shit.
They should be taught by the elders
Sorry,
of
y'all.
society that what you do during these years, young lady, will carry with you for the rest of your life.
And that's another
wanna
thing we need
be
to
a
have. What we
single
should
mom?
have in schools,
Or
we should have old ass motherfuckers
what is it
on
called?
the
Planned
border
Parenthood?
of life and
You wanna
death,
run through Planned
just talking to these
Parenthood
kids on just
and
real
run through
talk,
there
just
2
real
to 3
talk.
times and get
You know what I'm
babies
saying?
sucked
Like,
out of your
let
peace
these
lip? If
motherfuckers
that's what you wanna
know.
do, guess what?
The
You're gonna have to
shit
live
you
by
think
that for
you
the next
know,
50 years.
I already
That's
did
not
it.
the
I'm about
rules
to
that I
die.
made.
It's been 80 years, bitch.
That's the rules
Y'all
that
think y'all
nature
tight?
made.
Y'all think y'all
And
real?
society is not very forgiving,
Alright,
at least in my
this
generation.
bitch
it's
wants
not.
to
It might be to
choose
the new generation.
to come
But if
over
you
here
look, the new
and do this
generation,
quest
They're not
where
getting
there's
married at
50
the
other
rate they
people
are. You got pretty
when
much
we
women
were
running
in
society.
the same mob
Okay, look at
density.
the results. You got
Actually,
more
it's
feminine men
a greater mob
shaking their
density with
rear end on
fewer
TikTok
players. It's like,
like
come
they're
on,
women,
right here.
and
Just
you got
do
them
it.
competing with the women on TikTok, which is they're gonna have to find another place to do it. But you see more boys,
Need some
15
freaking
and 16,
value for my
shaking
time.
their tail like women on TikTok than you actually do the women. You see just as much, just as many of them trying to be cute. But you know, that's how y'all get girls now. That's how you do it. Listen, I'm not the hater on that one. Y'all can do what y'all want to do on that. But these things are going to come back. Now, here's the precedent that's going to be set. Here's the precedent that's going to be set. What she's doing today.
Actually, since I'm
playing the
online,
victim
we're gonna go ahead
about
and use Manipause
what she
too.
was forced to do
Oh, I gotta
on
pick some of those
adult
up as well.
video sites. We're going to see the same thing 5,
I don't
10
like
years
the
from now
AFK
from the women who
using
put their
Manipause.
videos and photos on OnlyFans.com,
But
which I still haven't been.
I value
to
my
yet.
time
I
when I'm
haven't
on.
done my research yet. Have been to Seeking.com, by the way. I've been doing some research. But listen, the women that are using OnlyFans today will find out that some company, it's probably a Chinese
besides that,
company
she picked
like
up some new
TikTok,
skills I haven't seen yet.
they own your videos.
Not that I'll get
that
to
you
see
put
them
up
really
there.
because
Or you probably
shit dies too
would
quick.
release saying that what you put up here, we can own, and they'll probably republish it once their site crashes. All right, or
I like
once
to
they
hit a
take it down,
boss
they'll sell
fight
it to somebody in a little fire sale to get rid
today.
of the company.
That way I can see some of my
And
chains.
then whoever purchases that will come out and put and release all of the OnlyFans and TikTok videos that you wished would have disappeared. But you decided to put yourself out there. And then your husband, because you know what you know what women do? Women are perfect at repackaging themselves, repackaging that peace leaf. They're great at repackaging that peace leaf. They go out there and they throw that peace leaf around. They do monkey double backflips on everybody. And guess what? They'll come out there. They'll move from another city. Don't ever trust a woman that came from another city. I moved from Atlanta to L.A. Oh, bruh. She done ran through Atlanta. So they repackage the piece. Move to
4
another
cheese
city,
pizza with extra
and then they
cheese and
claim
Parmesan
themselves
cheese
queen
on top of
choice.
that. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, they done
Dude,
ran through
it's like
Kansas
my
City,
favorite.
And they can never get back into Kansas City.
I love to stay in
So,
cinematic mode
check it
and just
out.
watch it play.
They want to repackage themselves, and all of a sudden, a doctor, a lawyer,
And then
wants
when
to
it goes
marry
to
'em up
Demon-
right when they about to hit the ball
Oh, it's so
at
sick.
50 miles an hour, and then the husband's gonna do a little bit of research and go, "Oh, wait a minute, hold up, you've been doing monkey double backflips on what is going on?" That's the 5th time I said monkey double backflips. But look, what's going on? This ain't gonna work. I need a virtuous and virginous woman. I don't need somebody that been a thought. I'm just reading this article here. This would have been Mia's 2nd marriage. She's already been married. She married to her high school sweetheart in 2011, but the couple separated in 2014. They applied for a divorce, which the court finalized in 2016, in those years in between 2014 and 2015, Mia was in the porn industry doing porn videos for the masses. So she got married. Man, this makes it worse. She got married young. She tried to do the right thing. Then she got feminized, feministized. And then she got separated. And in between her separation, this is when she went out there and got her back blown out on videos. So you got to imagine, you're the ex-husband, and this is what your ex-wife turns out to be. Boy, there's some stories there. There's some stories there. Then Mr. Robert Sandberg comes in with the cape. Here I come to save the day. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. So Mia's already made a precedent.
You know, manual combat
you know,
might not be that bad for a
complaining
caster
her
because you don't really have to move as
not
much,
having
Exactly.
control
and it's not,
of her
you know, your
media.
positioning is not as important.
But
She
you
wants
you
the
can.
video
But I'm saying you can
companies to
still
take
do
her media
medium
down.
strafes
Now,
if you
listen,
if you're
this
doing
is not
click
how it
right.
works. You
Your
can't
character's gonna
roll back
run
the mileage
straight
of your
to the
piece
right,
lead.
but like
You can't do it, women.
you can
Can't
do
do it.
some jukes.
Men can, for the
It's
most
just not-
part,
it's
because
not-
y'all probably don't
it's not
even want to
circle
know
strafing.
the type of people that we've been rolling around
Right.
with. You guys be rolling around with all kind of women like this. They be like, you ain't never been with no fat
It
women,
just
have
feels
you? You be like,
really, really heavy and clunky as a melee,
you be like, nope.
which is going to, like I
Meanwhile,
said, it's
you've
going to
been
be
on
really
Tinder,
interesting how it
wrestling in the
plays
mud
out
with pigs. I know
in
y'all.
the
Stop
future, especially as a tank.
So here's it.
Because,
Here
you
it
know,
is.
tanking, it's all about position.
It is vital that women keep their peace leave in good company. They don't want to run up the mileage on this thing, because if you do, ultimately, if you keep this going, then what's going to happen is people are going to find out what that past is. You're going to go to her high school reunion at age 28. You're going to walk around. People are going to look at you and snicker. You'll be like, hey, man, oh, yeah, oh, you married up Mia? Oh, man, good girl. Yeah, oh, man, Friday night. I mean, oh, she was caught in the bushes with, see, they snickering at you. They like, dude, he didn't marry her. You'll find out.
The hell?
Or if you one of these guys that are rescuing these women that's really aged out, at age 38, you go to the 20-year high school
Oh,
reunion.
okay.
Then you sit up there and they really laughing at you. You be like, you took the SpongeBob SquarePants version of Mia Khalifa, bro. I had her when she was tight 20 years ago. All right, she was tight
What
20
do
years
you
ago.
get for these
Now
guys?
you got her.
Okay.
She looking like that. All right, at the high school reunion. This is why it's important. It's vital. But guys, can't roll back the
Okay.
mileage on PC. Simply can't. But of course,
Well, we're going to pick up some really
you
good
know, today
goodness on.
it's imperative that women play the victim in these things, and they want to make absent
Really
all
good
of the
stuff.
bad decisions that they made when they're younger. Now, it is kind of unfair because we don't have these type of things to deal with. We don't. But alongside of that, you know, because nobody really looks at us. What did you do when you were 18? Nobody really cares. They knew you were probably a scrub. You were scrawny. You couldn't get no girls. That's like 80% of us. They knew you were broke. They knew you probably was eating top ramen noodles every single day of your life. They knew you was working. You was barely had a job bagging groceries. I mean, this was the vast majority of men. Nobody cares. They knew you was banging fat
What the
women,
shit?
banging anybody you could get your hands on. They knew this is what you were doing. Nobody cares. This is the plight of men. They knew you had nothing to offer. So they don't roll back to our years. What were you doing in college? Jacking off? I mean, what? Wishing I was with some women?
Right back.
Nobody cares. But they know women at this age, what did you do with that peace leave? What you do? Was you throwing it out there, giving it away for free? And if you was, then why are you making me pay for it now that you 35? 20 years on the marketplace and you still single. Man, that's the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, man. I can't deal with it. But, you know, the modern society wants us to give her a peace leave pass for giving that peace leave out. Let me do this. I got some super chatters in the building. My man Jericho Flower, shout out to you. He says go up 100 pounds in the trunk. Right now, about to grab 200 bands. CGA Wilden, love you. Keep up the good work. Disregard women and acquire currency. I love when that song comes on by Junior Mafia, FBs and get money. All right, I only listened to the first verse
Yeah,
because
you
when
get
Lil Kim jump
most of
on
your
there with
CP
her
from
nasty
your
tail, I just gotta rewind it back to
Stones,
Biggie's
yeah.
verse. All right, FBs, get your money, man. Stop taking shortcuts in life with these women.
Holy crap! And
Manuel says some dude marrying her just to show. He says some dude marrying her just shows there is always a simp ready to sweep in and save the day. No civic, no dinner, no free dinners. You can't see. That's I'm a MFing simp. Bruh, these guys. Listen, how do you marry a woman like this? How? I just don't get it. I would never put a ring on this, but we've seen people do crazy things. They put rings on 50-year-old Janet Jackson. I mean, they put rings on twice, 3 times divorced Mariah Carey just to have them around as trophies. Guys, many of these women as trophy wives, I mean, they're just trophies. All right, they really don't listen to them. They really don't care what they think. They're just, they really just disregard them. But women go for these men and hope these men change and really love them. Listen, rich men love so-called beautiful women like they like their cars, like they like to brag about their vacations, like they like to brag about the 2 or 3 homes that they own. You're just a piece of that. All right, as a trophy wife. All right, and hopefully if you get older and you maintain your value, he'll keep you around. if you don't maintain your value and you become ornery and argumentative and your skin starts sagging and your implants don't get put in right, your implants put up, one nipple down, you like, let's get rid of this girl. And he'll pay half to get rid of her. Jarrell Boston with a couple of super chats said her peace sleeve is the hallway that the hot dog goes into. You don't want to see your wife getting banged out like that. Ryan Michael says she's way too skinny now. All right, yeah. I'm looking at her photos right here. I wish I could share the screen that I'm looking at here. I mean, these aren't new photos that I'm looking at. I'm looking at her with the t-shirt on. I mean, the one thing that jumps out on me is the skin. I'm a skin guy. Skin. And I'm not talking about color of skin. I'm talking about, like, your skin has to look, like, good.
I know, right?
If you looking like you got scabs and ashy, your skin got blemishes. I'm that guy.
Hey, the Warriors were saying
I don't
that
know what's going on with my eyes. I don't know if this is a superpower or like a weakness. When a woman
pretty
walks by me,
ironic that we use
I will look at her and it's without fail, it will go to where there's a blemish. Like I'll be like this, oh look, and then I'll look down at her legs and there's a stain, a bruise, a scrape, a surgical scar. I mean, I'm like, how does this always happen? It's like because I'm like, oh, look at her. Damn. That big ass bruise right there. What is that? A stab wound if you in the hood, a bullet wound. If you in the black community, boy, you be like, what she got stab wounds right there?
We're doing
Maybe
this
got
for
stab
request
wounds,
anyway.
bullet
Let's just
wounds, stuff when they didn't
kill
fell through
everything.
glass when they were a kid. Why her knees all scuffed up? Why her? It's without fail. I don't know. It
Why
must be a superhero. It must. I mean, a superpower
specific about
to
a
keep you from looking at
certain
these
species. That's
girls.
dumb.
Well, yeah, I see her. She kind of curvaceous, but she got breast implants. Again, not one of my favorite things. Breast implants. It's one of those. It's hit or miss with me. I like it natural. I like it natural, man. Oh, I'm still on super chats. Oh, did I close the screen? Oh no, I didn't. Super chats. My man Jarrell Boston says, "Hey ladies, you can't unsuck a pass." What is modest? Oh. He says you can't unsuck your past modest. Your past modest. All right, I got you, brother. Shout out to Jarrell. He says, Gerald Hoop says, "Hey coach, just want to send you props for all you do for men, both young and old." Shout out to you, brother. My man Radio says, "What's up, coach? Any tips for a new YouTuber?" I would say, be consistent. Use all of the tools. See, YouTube, and I'm going to get off a little bit of subject here because I like to help people. YouTube requires tools, just like any job that you do. And a lot of people want to do YouTube since it's free. They want to do it without the tools. They don't want to invest. But there's a whole bunch of tools that you can use to help your channel, to help it grow, to do tags in the background, to do your thumbnails, to do higher quality, to get your quality up. Okay, maybe post every day, be consistent. There's a lot of tools that you can use. Now you have to be able to invest and believe in yourself in order to purchase these tools to use. Some people don't want to do that. Every now and then a YouTuber can do it without these tools. Like if you have a strong characteristics, strong personality, you know, like my man AMS, he got a phone. He's still doing like phone videos, same angle, and he hitting home runs. That's rare. If you look at the big YouTubers which I spend a lot of my time looking
Yoker?
at now, because I'm like, all right, how did they get
What's
from
up?
here to
Is he
here?
Yoker? Is Yoker
These
here?
people have put and invested a lot more into their product, into their content, than just a phone. And I see guys that are wanting to get their channels blown
Are
up,
you
and I'm
streaming?
like, you still
Yeah.
got a damn cell phone.
Yeah, that's true.
It ain't gonna work. You walking and doing walk videos. I'm like, bro, you gotta settle down. Look at what I've invested in this. Look at the camera quality. Look at, I have 2 lights right here. Look at the lights in the background. The background matters. Okay? That acoustic guitar. I ain't picked that guitar in I don't know how long, but it looks decent back there. Everything matters. Okay? Everything matters. Shout out to you. Jarrell Boston says she's gonna die alone, and there is nothing she can do to stop it. Even the architect from the Matrix knew. Again, you live the first 25 years as a woman. You live those critical 10 years with a extreme advantage on the marketplace. Then what's going to happen is your quality, your marketplace value is going to kind of decline over years. It's not going to decline as fast, but it's going to start declining. Now, if you haven't made good decisions in now those critical 10 years, your next 50 years is going to be miserable. I mean, it's going to be painful. And especially if you adopt feminist ideology on top of that, and you believe that you're the same person at 25 and 35 as you are in 35, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be on dating apps frustrated as hell because the type of men that you used to get at 25 is not going to be the same type of guys. Most of the men are either going to be married off or divorced already or have kids. Your choice is going to be slim to none, and you're going to complain the entire way. Well, then you're going to be eating cat food and drinking down the bottom of the box wine at Costco. You're going to do this for the next 50 years. It's going to be miserable. Nobody's going to offer to pump your gas anymore. Nobody's opening your doors. You're going to want chivalrous good men. That's not how it works, man. No matter how much they try to change it, that's not how it works. My man Sean Brown says, any way I can send you an email that you can read out loud on a future podcast. I have a testimony. I think it will help someone else. Send me an email. This is what you do. Send me an email to askcoachgregadams@gmail.com, and that's where I do my responses. All right. Any other email that you send, email address that you send to me, it's already flooded, and I've already disregarded that email box. Because there's so much garbage and junk, even from YouTubers, even from also people who want to do affiliate programs with me and sponsorships. The stuff that don't even work with what my content is. I get flooded with all of that stuff. So that whatever my original channel's email is, don't ever send nothing there. If you really like, even the Ask Coach Greg Adams, I just go there to look to see what content I can make out of it. Okay, so send the email there. And then, if you want it to be read on the podcast, put in there, don't make a Ask Coach Greg Adams video, or just make it on the podcast. That's what I would suggest. Anybody wants to email me. Anthony V, shout out to the Coach Gang. She lied about the 12K. She made almost 200K off Bang Bros alone. And then she made 200K off Bang Bros. She had 3 other production companies that she worked for. She worked on that. You know she was getting taken out to Dubai. You know those sheiks was mad at her. They probably told her a big old lesson out there, and they made her miss. You know how they do over there. They probably took turns on her and all that. She probably made another 200 grand doing that. And don't think these Victoria's Secret models, these professional women's wrestlers, all of them go over there and do that. That's how they make their money. There's an article on this. I ain't saying nothing that's not already known in the industry. I remember those wrestlers when I used to watch wrestling, and they had that Tori Wilson, the girl that married George Clooney. what was her name? She had the long legs. All of those women were on sites to go over there. Stacy Keebler. They would go over there and they would turn tricks. Because they don't make no money in how much money you gonna make in women's wrestling? Like, you ain't getting no $1 million contract wrestling as women. So to patch up those slow times when they were doing little vignette videos, all right, we need you for 5 minutes, do a bra and panty match. All right, they give them $5,000. And then those girls be like, what I'm gonna do now? Go sell peace leave to the sheets. That's what they do. Mr. Krause, free agent, man. Shout out to my brother here. Good to see you with the double super chat. Thank you and bravo. All right. And then what happens is somebody says, yes, the casting couch is very real. Hollywood is very sensitive. Look, this is why I would never have my kids go into that industry at all. I've seen it somewhat. Because I did a little bit of background acting. I did a little bit of, I got into these television programs, and I'll be the scene like it. I was in a show called Boston Legal. I was on, what was this show called? I was in the Herbie movie with Lindsay Lohan in the background. I mean, you can't see me. Y'all gonna be scanning. I was on a show called VR Troopers.
VR
It
Troopers.
was a spin-off of the Power Rangers. I'm trying to think of other. Boston Common was another show where I was like in the courtroom. You know those courtroom dramas where you see the people sitting in the seats. All right, I was one of those guys. I was on the show. Dang, I can never think of the name. But what's the girl, Jessie Spano? Whatever, Elizabeth Berkley.
Oh wow.
I was in the show. She was on this show. I can never remember what it's called. But it was on CBS. That was probably the best show that you could see me in. There was another. VR Troopers is another one. Anyway.
I watched all those
Called,
shows.
damn, can never remember the name. Anyway, I did a scene with Elizabeth Berkley. See, I was one of those famous background actors. So anyway, so I've seen how women get entree into that industry. So what happens is, as a background actor, he says jerking off in the background of the gangbang scene. I wasn't in those scenes. I was the fluffer. No, it wasn't Saved by the Bell. Oh man, hold on. Dang it. All right, hold on. What was the name? It was a CBS. It was a drama show. Let me see something. Elizabeth Berkley. They like, you spending time looking up this. Elizabeth Berkley. And then the show was like this one. CBS. Let me see something. Oh shoot. Hold on. CBS. Murder mystery show. Let me see what it was called. Anyway, I can't think. It begins with a C. Y'all wasting time on the podcast on this BS. Anyway, Criminal Minds. No, that wasn't it. NCIS. All right, I can't remember what it's called. I'll think about it another day and talk about it. So anyway, somebody might say it in the super chat or in the chat room. But anyway, if what happens is when you go to these shows and they see a hot woman and you're standing there and you're a bunch of extras. They got like 50 extras in there. They feeding you turkey sandwiches. And then in the union side, which they call the Screen Actors Guild card, if you get your SAG card, what happens is, to get on the union side, they pull and draw from the attractive people in the extra side. Was the CSI Miami? So what happens is, they will find good-looking women and they would drag them over there. And this is how these women get entree into the industry. Now, a regular guy rarely gets pulled over unless you look really, really good. And then once these women get in there, then they put their claws all over them. Then they say, hey, if you want to do this, you have to do a little bit of that. You want to get your Screen Actor Guild card, your SAG card, you're going to have to do a little bit of this.
All right.
Y'all guessing it's not either one of those. So, what happens is, these women go, you know what, I do want to get in the industry. And then they meet the Harvey Weinstein. And then they meet the other industry guy, and these people put their hands all over them. They put their hands all over them, and they get a little bit of entry. And then what happens is later on, it's a Me Too case. It's a Me Too case for somebody because now these women come back and they say, yeah, well, when I was 18 to 25 and I was trying to be an actress, I did sell my peace league to this professional person, but now I want to claim that he raped me, or I want to claim that I was the victim. Well, you got what you wanted out of this. You got what you wanted out of it, right? Yeah, it wasn't the best thing to do. I don't advise anybody to do it. But if you get into that industry, you knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. And that's how I look at it. Yeah, these people are jerks. Harvey Weinstein, jerk. All of these guys. The guys at Bang Bros, I'm probably the big old jerks. You know, there's also a documentary on Netflix about young girls that get into the adult industry. It's horrible, man. I mean, it makes you feel bad about jerking off to these young, fresh, barely legal, hot pieces of peace leaf. It makes you feel bad. You be like, dang, yo, that's messed up. But they decided to do it. And these guys took advantage of them. This is just how it works. This is how it works. And that's what Mia Khalifa's trying to do. She's trying to say, you know what? I benefited from the industry. I was brought in. They took advantage of me. And now what I want everybody to do is look back and say, hey, they messed me over. They effed me over. It's their fault. They took advantage of me. Hey, this happens to recording artists. Most of your favorite recording artists don't even own their music. Okay? So you listen to music right now on Apple Music thinking these guys are rich getting money. Yo, man, these recording artists, they getting pennies on the dollar. They don't own the publishing. All they own on it is the voice, and they get a little bit of money for that. And many of those guys got paid $1,000 to show up in the studio to spit their verse. And some of these guys do that. Biggie Smalls was the biggest one that would do that. He would just be like, look, just pay me to show up. And they don't want no points on the record. They don't sign no contracts or nothing. They just want the cash. Well, if you took $5,000 to get into the studio and you put your voice on the record, but the record sold 28 million copies, you can't come to me later on and be like, well, I took a bad deal. I took the $5,000 worth of cash, but I really should have $2 million worth of points on this record. I don't feel bad for you. Yes, somebody got it. Without a Trace. Who got it? Leo K. Thank you, brother. I can never remember it. I was watching it to see if somebody got it. Without a Trace was the show. There was the episode Elizabeth Berkley appeared on, 2 episodes.
You there?
And I was a background artist.
Metal?
I was a background
Yes, I'm here.
person on 2 of those
Have you
episodes.
broken
So I
into
was
Purple
Bellhop.
Soul Stones yet?
Broken into
And I
Purple
also
Soul
was
Stones.
Yeah.
a
What
waiter.
do you mean?
So I was
So
farming all
without a
last
Trace.
night, and I got
Thank
a
you,
shit
brother.
ton of Soul Stones. So I was like, all right, let
So
me
you
get
were able
my,
to crack that?
Was not true.
I haven't
Well, no,
pushed
no,
that far
well,
yet. I haven't pushed
Bro.
that far.
Without a Trace
Bro,
is the
That's
show.
let me-
crazy.
let me-
How?
let
Where
me-
were you?
Without a Trace is similar.
That's crazy. Because what you're talking about is crazy. You're talking about Purple Soul Stones. Because not even Remens has Purple Soul Stones. So don't tell me that shit.
Thank you.
let me show you what
And then
happened when I
Cool,
hit
somebody said
auto
Boston
register
Legal,
on my
he says
Purple
Bob
Soul
Boston
Stone.
Legal,
Oh,
Hillary,
God, I'm
you
about
are
to fucking
serious,
bust
mad
on
old. Yeah. I've been around, brother.
Apparently, when you get up to
Boston
Purple
Legal-
Soul
Boston
Stones,
Legal
hitting
has
the red,
hot-
hitting the
hot blonde.
auto
This is why I'm-
auto sacrifice button
you know,
just
the
fucking
industry,
dumps
they recycle blondes like they
it
recycle
fucking
black
pulls the
cats.
release cord.
Like they every year it's a new hot blonde. They want.
I couldn't hear you because I heard Purple Soul Stone. But
Well,
I don't
Boston
wanna
Legal has
imagine
hot
it
blonde,
bricking. So just
No,
How did
I'm
you-
talking about-
She was all on
I
Maxim
haven't
magazine
pressed the
when it
button
was
yet,
back.
but like look.
oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay. Geez, I'm like in
Look
my
at
heart.
what it fucking. Look at fucking what like I
And then
put
a female
the
publisher
register in
bought
bulk,
Maxim
the auto,
magazine, and
the
then tried
auto
to make
put
it a
sacrifice.
magazine.
It dumped 710 fragments and then every single level 1 soul stone in my bag, which was 79. And it's like, oh,
Holy
okay,
shit.
so because previously it just put the little shards, but like
Yeah.
yeah, when you get into purple, it just fucking. But look, it goes from 294 attack to 487, and that's not even max. That's 37. Like that's.
I'm grinding up backups though. I have some backup Soul Stones, but I have a fucking rare.
Outside,
I have a rare
and
in one of my
Monica
gears
Potter
right
come
now.
out, cigarettes in
I
hand,
have
she's
I have a
lighting
rare
cigarette
agility
after
soul
cigarette,
stone, and I have a fine
smoking out.
agility
I'm
soul
looking
stone.
like, bruh,
Like,
she looked all
yeah,
nervous,
it's
skinny.
uh.
Her skin was
You're
young.
making
She
bold
didn't look
moves,
like
but where were
she
you
did
getting
on
all
the
these
Max
soul
and
stones
Max
at?
tape,
Where were
let
you
me tell you
farming
that.
at
I
for
was
all these
like,
soul stones to get
bruh.
all that?
I was farming research. All right, I just pressed the fucking button. I just melted,
That's when I started
just
knowing.
fucking
I was like,
melted
these people
all
walking around
the
with these
soul
cameras set
stones.
off. It's a whole new.
Oof.
These people
All
are
right.
not
Wait,
who
you said
they
the
appear to be.
the demon soul stone dismantle?
No, no,
People are not who they
no, no,
appear
no,
to
no.
be.
Not that.
Or are you talking about the soul shards?
Yeah,
Uh,
Monica Potter was in Along Came the Spider.
I'm talking the
You're talking
the
about- oh, you're
gems
talking
you
about-
put in your gear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. The soul stones. How many?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you had to put up like 2 fine soul stones and risk crushing your you risk destroying your rare to get it to
Well,
epic.
here's the thing. I had enough. I had enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
I have pretty
from
good
the
soul
Conquerors-
stones right now.
from the
like-
Conquerors and then farming overnight, I had enough level 1 soul stones to make a fucking backup blue and 2 sacrificial blues.
That's
So,
what I'm talking
I
about. I'm
didn't
working
even-
my
yeah,
way
yeah,
up
yeah.
to that.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about, Scraps. Because I was like, you're risking.
Why are they blowing her up?
So you made a backup. You made 2 backup blues. You said
No. 3.
Next year they
3
Because
backup
remember-
blues.
and then they
Yeah,
blow them
yeah.
up, and then they forget about this one.
Yeah.
This is what happened to.
Well, because I'm putting most of my effort into the greenstone because like attack max bag weight is fucking ridiculous. So
My man Jarrell
Anyway.
says these little white young girls be cute as hell.
and actually I still have a wait, hold on, let me double check that one first. Fucking spout off bullshit.
But in my
Yeah,
area where
I've
I
got
live in,
one more
California, if you take
strength
Jennifer
stone
Aniston,
that's
like
that's
Monica
blue
Potter, like think of somebody who
for when I
did-
get my
I remember the girl in
my
Bring It
purple
On, they
chest.
kept
But
blowing
anyway,
her up.
yeah.
Like,
So I was farming. So last night I farmed
if you took them and you put them
the
in my community,
blue
they would look
mushroom
just
in
like the next girl
Delano
next to them.
Forest.
That's a
That's where I
nobody.
was farming all night.
The nobodies will look better than these girls.
The blue mushroom has on the drop table are level 1 soul stones and the soul shards. But here's the other thing. I also last night I capped my bags. I fucking dropped it. I just dropped the jewels to cap my bags. So
She was
yeah.
in that scene with you know me and names. Don't get me started on names, and I'm gonna start ending it on this one.
anyway,
The girl Will Smith was with. Somebody help me out.
purple jewels are
I'm
what
gonna tell
makes
you
me
why I
chill.
forget
Silly.
names. I forget names because when I was young, when I read books, I always skip the names. This is why I do. I skip the names all over. Hayden Pantieri is bad. Yeah, I mean, but she's like 4'11". The Kirsten Dunst of business, yes, you know. Julia Stiles. I mean, she blew up because she was Margot Robbie. So Julia Stiles blew up because she was in the Black Guy movie. All right, so she looked kind of like what the Black Guy
not
was.
running,
She was like an Iron Boy.
Peapod.
But yeah, Margot Robbie. Did I lose my screen?
Going on here.
Funny you should say that because I totally let mine lapse too. I need a fucking.
What's that?
Oh, I'm here on this one. So
Well, I'm doing research,
I ran it
so
up.
Yeah, Margot
I
Robbie
did like
looked
12
great in
hours
that
last
movie.
Joker, did you hear what this man just said?
Leonardo DiCaprio
Scrapped
was
has
in that
Scrapped has some of the
Yeah.
strongest
You know,
CP in
like
the
somebody
game
I would
as far
lay
as
down on the
stability
floor and
right
iron
now.
my
People
shirt.
don't know because
But
what
they
the
got a
rushers
good
are doing.
face.
The
That's where
rushers
blondes
are
make their money,
whew,
right in here.
they're just throwing money against
from
the
here to
wall and like they are.
got the
I
blonde hair,
like. I'm gonna
and
just go
then
back to
from
main
the
chat
neck
so I
up,
can see what these
they
retards
are
are doing.
winning. All the way down here.
Yeah, they're asking for
from
what?
the
What is
shoulders
it?
down, they taking L.
25k. Now Vipers look Scrap.
They taking L.
Vipers is now asking for 25k CP plus.
It went off on my screen over here.
I thought it was 50k yesterday.
But yeah, man.
I thought they were asking for 50k yesterday.
Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, there you go. I can't get it. But anyway,
This
brothers,
is
I
funny.
appreciate y'all for being here.
It's
Going
a
down
half off
memory
sale.
lane.
It's a half
going
off
down
sale?
into my acting career.
Let me
I'm
look
gonna
at the
put up a
CP
clip
of
when
my
I was on
membership.
VR Troopers.
Oh, we're
I'll
gonna
put
be
it up on my
our guild is gonna
Instagram.
be strong, Scrapped.
All right.
You know we jumped
It's,
up to top 40, right?
see it. But
Mm-mm.
I
Yep.
appreciate
Check
it.
the ratings.
Our,
Check
our
the
average
program.
our average is 20.6K, but I think me, you, and
right about
Me, you, yeah. Me, you, Darkness, and Iniki are carrying the average. It's lovely though. Oh, you guys are doing great though. Iniki, Darkness is doing fucking phenomenal though. 2BH. His ratio is fucking on point.
so I know we hadn't really talked about it, but my
Yeah.
thoughts were, as long as people do the fucking gold donation every day, then they can just chill out.
Yeah.
And,
I booted somebody for one
and
of
if
Kung
people
Fucius's
are
people, though,
offline for more than 4 days,
I am happy.
okay.
I am
So I would say,
excited to be. I'm excited to be.
I
here,
guess
but I'm
since
especially
shit's
excited to
brand
talk
new,
to
would you
you.
say 2 days?
Thank
I, yeah.
2 days. 2 days since this is fucking launch week.
I do-
Yeah.
I usually
And
have,
then
like,
after
trumpets, someone
next
take his
week,
SAT,
increase
usually
it by
have
like a
something
day or
like
something
COVID
like
Yeah.
that. But until we get to like 5 days,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
with people getting booted as we hit cap.
Right.
So if
Exactly,
you're,
because
you
we
know-
hit cap and one of Confucius
Yeah,
viewers
we hit cap today.
came. Yeah.
Oh, we did hit cap today. All right.
Yeah. You could hate anybody.
Like
or
we're,
love
I would
I'm saying,
say-
I'm telling
I would
you, Scratch,
say-
we're sneaking up on people out here. We're sneaking up. We are sneaking up. We were 97 guild before we got to level 2, and because what here I'm telling you the secret layer of shit that they put in this game is the timing of resets on shit like that.
Yeah,
Where it's like you don't know guild rankings until they like
somebody
they
could do it
come
right
out
now. I mean,
the next day,
'cause North
and then
Korea
you
could
contribute
shoot
the
fire
whole day,
missile
and
and
you
it wouldn't
fucking
go
make
off,
changes,
I think.
and then you see what the shuffleboard looks like at the end of the day, right?
Oh,
And then
hell yeah.
s-
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
She's
So,
thin,
I got
so you
to
probably think she's
take
mean.
Because
She will.
I
She'll
deliberately,
my wife,
yeah.
she'll be a
grab some
Karen.
grub.
A Karen.
Yeah.
Imagine if your
Later.
fucking kid's named
I
Karen.
deliberately dropped out of top 100
You're a
as far
nice
as
person
like
named Karen,
my
and
shit,
then
right?
Karen-
Well, it's like Corona
But
beer.
the
I
thing
mean, I
is,
can't believe they had to
I'm
stop
getting
that.
the
That makes me sick.
they're
What do you
mean
the
they stopped
to
making it?
maintain
That's
their
what I'm
top
told to
100
stop
with
making it.
like
I don't know if that's
I mean, of
that's
course, if you have
the source
100,000
Still
CP
enjoy
right now,
Corona. I'm not a
you
fucking
just threw
child.
thousands of
Corona
dollars. I'm not
Light,
talking about those people.
but
I'm talking
what
about the
am I gonna
people
do? And
that
then-
are
and then
running with
AIDS
them
candy. That was a smart
Mhm.
move. They
that
had to
are
stop
being
that
used
diet.
against. You know what I mean? The people that are being zerged. Like you
It's
gotta realize if you have,
sad.
if you're one of the people above me that has a competitive
Correct.
CP,
Correct.
if you're zerging where they
Yeah.
want you to go,
I never took it.
you're
but
holding
it's
back
like
your
the
own
X-Lax
progress
for
right now.
dieting.
in my opinion.
Well, X-Lax actually helps
Because
you also.
I have none. You seen how early? Oh,
not
scrap.
healthy.
That's why
No,
I'm
I
just
was
gonna let that
somewhere
go.
once and I was
The
on a
scraps
podium
farm.
'cause I
I'm
was
just
having a
scrap.
rough day.
Could you go acquire soul stones?
That's another
Just
diuretic, right?
acquire soul
That's
stones.
constipator.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll be out here. I'll be the forward
Right.
scout
Right.
on the on the max level shit that's going on. But
So
I'm
it's not
I'm
No.
I'm I'm
X-Lax
being a
makes
cheap
you-
bastard because I get to
X-Lax
apply
makes you
darkness's
shit,
leveling
shit,
technique
diarrhea,
to
explosive.
the
Explosive.
to that little that little
You can find
fat
yourself
part
with
of the
that,
curve.
you could OD on it.
You know what I'm talking about, right? If this were a bell curve, where I'm like, oh, I fortunately have
They
squozen
didn't discontinue it 'cause
right
people
in
vomit.
to the edge of the top where I can draft and chill.
It sounds. That's what I heard from.
And then
somebody.
I'm just gonna
There was
boost.
also a
You- when
candy
I hit the
called
NOS,
Aimworks that they decided to
scrapped.
put off the market.
When
You
I
know,
hit the
that's kinda
NOS,
shit that why do I do it?
watch.
You
When
never
I
went
show up in
there?
your area, I'm taking your farm, dude.
You know,
It's not that like it's not. And then also, here's the thing: CP quality, because CP is not just a number. Can we talk about CP quality, Scrapped, and how people have more or
See?
less? Because you can't
I don't
get back
understand
potential
why
that
it
you've
has to
spent.
be.
Because they're fools. They're just
Yeah.
chicken shit.
I
That doesn't
think
make any
so.
sense.
Well, I'm saving my potential boxes until I unlock the last one.
It doesn't correlate to me.
Ooh, are you going? Are you going? You're going? Ooh.
And Corona.
That one gives you. That's ooh, wow, Scrap.
And
That's
now we can't see those
wild.
ads of cool-looking people
You're not gonna
gorgeous
even
and
boost your
shot of
defense
beef
up?
with the lime and the beers right
Because
there.
that defense boost is critical
Well,
to get to
I'm
that.
putting
Instagram.
gonna
I'm
be a
putting like
ratio.
white items. I'm putting like white items into it, but I have 19 enchanted necklace chests.
Or two people.
19 blue
Because
blue
it's
necklace
double
chests.
the XP.
So yeah, so I want to like as soon as because I'm not that far away. I think it's at 60, right?
I had no idea there were that many
Unlock
cards every game.
potential,
There's
insight,
so many
It's
murders
so-
right now in Mexico.
HP. Well, because here's
It's
the
a
thing.
raw HP stat. Yeah,
The
you're gonna
61 is
Oh,
HP
the
parry
tank
and
secret.
crit. Yeah.
the tank
Exactly.
secret. The secret
So as
tank.
soon as I hit 60,
Oh,
I'm gonna
Scrap's
try
gonna
and
be the best
jump
tank.
to like 40.
Oh, then group up with me. You're gonna be the tank. You're gonna
Because
tank
here's the
with me.
thing. Here's the thing. When I look at the talents, the in-game talents for Knight, the one that I'm looking at is increased parry damage decreased by 3% while a barrier is active, and I think parry is like the defense build because the parry ultimate is gated behind the increased defense. So
But you know what
my
Scrap,
thoughts are, yeah.
I don't even remember what it was, but I remember this choice when I made it because I remember being a survivable enchantress was like an important thing that I wanted for my character.
Well, you can meet
And I've seen I'm the only enchantress that has I proc this shield. Right? I have this shield that procs for me that like absorbs
Yep.
damage and
Well,
shit.
we have to have
Mhm.
order.
And
we also have to have peace.
that shit has
I
been
don't know
fucking
how-
making like making
we are
smooth.
so fucked up right now.
You know when you can tell when you just get a smooth line through content. It's one of those things. Because people, why would you? It's already built for damage. You don't really need to put that much damage onto your damage character.
Well, do you think there's adrenaline and Adderall in a person?
Yeah,
that is that?
you don't need a max because there is.
This is the thing. These cops don't.
You need a minimum of the minimum to min max.
This is like making me frustrated. I'm not getting any like fucking white upgrade scrolls. Like I've got 49 blue scrolls.
Secret
but I don't want to
secret
use
technology. Hold on, shh.
blue scrolls.
Hold on, shh.
Go ahead.
Secret
Yeah.
technology
Could also be
that we're not gonna announce on
psychological
stream until.
training
Oh yeah.
as
I've
well.
farmed
I understood. I heard
enough.
someone speak.
But
I
I'm gonna
believe
tell
it
you a
was,
secret that you're gonna know.
Who's
and
our
I'm gonna
Carl
message it to
Sagan?
you.
He's
Neil
a
deGrasse Tyson. Is
lovely guy.
that what you're talking about?
Uh,
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
said
didn't
it.
hear the first part. I'm going deaf slowly.
Are you?
Corona, but the left ear's out.
Okay.
Really?
No, I
Did
took
you-
a Dayquil.
Did you?
All right.
ever play
All right.
Rock Band or
Uh,
You see what I'm
I think
saying?
it's-
Secret
Yeah,
technology.
I guess it's time.
I play,
Time to go to the
guitar.
lab.
I play guitar.
Yes,
Same
it's
with
secret
drums.
technology,
Yeah,
You
Scrap.
guys get together?
We do. We had
Because
it.
no one-
We haven't
the
done it in a
people-
while 'cause we can't right now.
I can't even say
Don't
what
get
the
tested.
things I want to say, but the
Well,
people in
yeah,
my
you're
group
not gonna get
asked
love
me
from the Beach
questions,
Boys
right? The
that
people in
goes
the
around.
party, because I partied up with just some
I love
nerds that I
you
was stealing
gave
their
me
farm,
one. I
right?
love that. Not you personally,
Um,
but I love that I had one.
They asked me questions about getting
Well,
CP
it's-
up.
I think it's important for everybody to know because
And
you
here's
get
the thing.
Fuck yourself and think you have
I
one. I've
slightly
mind-fucked myself a
answered what
bunch of
they
times, like,
asked,
am I short of breath?
Yeah, we've
but I
all
didn't
done
tell
it.
them what I
We
just
do it
told
at
you.
night.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
A panic attack.
Yeah.
And
They're
it's
like,
could be
"Oh,
just-
did you
I
do
get
this?" And I was like,
allergies. And I've
you
also
know,
had
well,
walking
you know,
pneumonia because when I'm up on
these
the road
things
over the
exist, so I
years,
just,
you just
just
are on
did it when I
planes or
AFK'd or
international
whatever,
stuff,
you know?
and you go like,
All
you're,
right,
you're
let me
heavy
see, what
breathing,
the
and
fuck
then
do
I
I
find
gotta-
out, oh, I just did 10 dates in a row. and I come back, my
Use
dad-
your companions, hella heavy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
So-
And early
you
zone.
don't know what the fuck's coming out of the vents on the planes. It's like
Because you have to go through step by step, you know.
How about
literally
Yeah,
actual
Yeah.
shit spray. They freckle you. They walk by when
And
they go
it
to the
shit's
bathroom, and
expensive.
People don't know what freckling is.
As far
I'm not
as
telling you.
Yeah.
Raw
There's a
numerics.
product called Freckled, and they're taking it off the
'Cause
market.
I
I
only
wonder
made
if
like
people
4
are
or 5
gonna go
things.
back to no masks in public. I think there's gonna be.
All right. Well, I just need to figure out where to send the crew because I had a couple of guys on the bench, so
Yeah.
let me just send them.
Which was
Send
not
them
about-
out.
I don't think it was
That's
about
fair.
a contagion type thing. It was about cleanliness. It was
Spank
about
is
Actually,
Bycatch.
hold on. Let
To me, it's
me.
also about being
Real
polite.
cash.
The Japanese culture, if you have sniffles or something like
just-
that, you don't want to give it to someone else. They're more thoughtful and
Kind
considerate.
of
Now
tired
that is
of
what we're lacking
doing the
here.
research.
The
So let me
people
leave
that
the
are
research
yelling,
lab
I'm
and
not
go.
wearing a mask. You're taking away
go
my
out to the
rights.
field.
Did you say that in Florida?
Also,
Yeah.
pots
Give
as
away
well.
100
just so
free
you know.
Yeah,
meals
yeah,
to
yeah,
people who
yeah.
don't wear
Well,
masks.
I've just been fucking raw dogging it on those since I'm still in the low level place. So I'm just
Florida
like,
was a country. It would have the fourth. on
Because
Earth.
that's the
Yeah.
thing is,
Well,
people
they
don't
opened it
look.
up to
You know what I
prove their
mean? Because there's no
point.
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Their
There's no
petri
time
dish
because
was
every
impenetrable.
amount of
Well, they
focus in
opened up
this
a Disney
game,
World.
right?
They did.
That's why
They opened
there is
Disney World.
there
And people
is
love the
like
idea
to
of not
Darkness's
waiting in line,
credit,
so they're-
yeah.
taking
they're
your
willing to
having your
die.
patience
Get
to
me the video
discover
of
what
Disney
you're
World.
actually
Open
doing
There's
is
a big-
important.
I saw what's going around on Saturday that there were some influencers that
It's
went.
only
well, I
proof
think
when
people get lured in by
They felt sick.
The
people get lured in by the auto combat.
Yeah.
They get auto questing.
All of our throats were real
and
bad. Oh, my
you know,
I think they all
it's one of the things where I think I hit the wall on
There's a
quests,
lot of
to be frank.
And then there's
I-
My
yeah.
character,
and there's
yeah, my
things that
character
there's
was
no way
taking
droplets
like
don't come
20
out
to
of you
30
and
seconds
go
per
into the mouth
monster,
of
and
the
it's
person
like
behind. You ever see the movie
Oh no,
Alfred?
see, I
Going
don't even
back-
really take that long.
yeah. I'm like 20 to 30 seconds per monster, so it's like, all right, let me go back.
and help you
And it's
because I can farm
literally-
area.
No, I'm good.
The
I'm
guy
good.
laughs. It's a
Because the
comedy
stuff I'm
show.
doing right now, I
Laughs,
don't even
a
need
piece of
extra
phlegm
combat
comes
power,
out
so
of
it's
his
just like
mouth.
let me
Follow
let me
the
grind,
CGI
research,
or
get the
beginning
stats
of
up,
it, and it
and
goes
then
into
I'm
another
gonna hit a
person's
tipping
mouth,
point, and
and
especially
that's
farming
how
soul
in the
stones.
Contagion
So it's like
world,
I'm gonna
they
hit that
should
tipping. That's why I've been
represent
focusing on the
how they
attack soul
travel.
stones.
And
So it's like
I wear a mask.
But
Let me
isn't it
hit
kind
that
of
tipping
funny
point.
that this has a bit more like
Who's a mutual friend.
community
People do
discovery?
not understand that I was
than-
goading
than
Bill
even WoW.
into going
No, but for real, like
Well, I mean,
I'm
there's
partying up with
okay. So
people,
there's
like,
there's been stuff like that in
Me too.
like
you're-
Eastern MMOs for a
It's
while.
funny
It's just, you know,
everything's
it's
out
a
of
it's a
context.
really hard thing to balance.
I don't know. This one, I don't know. Nexon, I think what they did was they actually dissected the failed community of MapleStory 2. Like they took the box, broke it down, and then said, what
Well,
is
part of the
it?
problem with MapleStory 2 is they fucking pulled the ejector seat on 40% of their population.
But I think them doing that was to make something like this. I think they pulled a pre Fortnite
What are you doing?
uh,
I'd have a bit of
whoever
a
made
prejudice when I was
Paragon
6 years
type
old.
shit.
What
When
the?
there was profiling, when there was
No.
segregated
Why
bathrooms.
why
When I
is
started talking about it, people would get angry.
Like where they ditch
In the
MapleStory
street.
2,
watching-
which will be
You got
unrecoverable,
made
and make
for-
this,
at
which
the
is
world.
this has
One guy
community, and
built
people
the
are like,
South Pole
Oh
Road.
man, I just
Pre-COVID.
you ever play
The guy
my
yelled
you ever
out
play
the South
Minecraft?
Pole. Again, my response was,
Oh,
"So
yeah, I
we're in
played Minecraft.
Boston."
I almost just threw up in my mouth.
He was serious?
He was
This
100%
fucking
serious.
guy
And then they
finds a
went to tag
trader
him, and I said, "No, leave
that
him
lets
be."
him trade
You know, unless
sticks
it-
for
someone continues,
emeralds.
I
So
do it.
he
We
he
do it.
trades just a shit ton of
Fucking
sticks for
Boston.
emeralds,
They've had a long
and he gets like
downtime.
32 emeralds.
You
And he's
know,
staring at the
in
trader.
Boston,
The trader also
1860,
has a
you know,
trade
lines
of
again.
emeralds
The
for
other thing
for
is,
fucking
they're pulling down
arrows,
statues,
and he
right?
proceeds
So the
to
statues are
trade
like,
30
they're like
emeralds
chocolate,
for like 2 stacks
Easter
of
eggs,
arrows, and it's like
Easter bunnies, the ones
the-
that are hollow.
what-
So if a statue to me
Can
is
you-
less than an inch
But couldn't
thick
you
because
just-
the lining around it and it's hollow inside?
I feel like that's
I
capitalism
think
with more
at an
steps.
inch, it could
yeah,
be
exactly. And I'm
safe,
staring at it.
but
It's like,
maybe
and
not.
he's got this villager
Two
trapped in
guys
his chicken
pull
farm,
down
and
with
it's
a
like,
rope and it's made of
motherfucker,
aluminum,
you're
that's
gonna
upside
get
down.
the
That's
feathers.
Jiffy Pop.
It's
Like,
really-
what are you
here's
what are
the
you
thing about
doing?
statues. This is one thing that people need to
See,
understand. A
I'm
lot
only
of
These
laughing
these
at
melee
that, by the
classes
way,
have no.
because
Just my
I'm
tag
trying to
rate
find humor
is just too
in
much for you
what's
nerds.
so
chaos.
Oh, I gotta bring
It's-
up my auto combat range
it's
though, so I can
dismantling of history.
steal.
Some of it should be dismantled.
To
Some of
do the
those
boss, you know what
statues
it is.
should
I had to
go.
do that.
They really shouldn't be there, but they should
Agreed.
take them and bring them to some sort of a Civil War museum
shit.
or something like that. But a lot of
100
those
meters,
statues-
bitch. I'm taking
there's
all
the-
the
there's
fucking
Genghis
farm.
Khan museums,
Fuck
right? There's
outta
museum
here.
pieces on Genghis Khan. He killed 10% of the world's
Dimensional Rift on the
population
Nacho.
while he was alive. There's something about those statues, though,
I'll
that a
let
lot of
these
people don't
high-level
realize. Like,
nerds
they were really cheaply made and
that.
put up very quickly in response to the civil rights movement. This is
Right.
what people don't understand. Those aren't like these long
Wish a nigga would try to flag on me, huh?
homages to these great generals.
Body you.
No, they were in response to the civil
See,
rights movement.
just
So they
tell
started putting
me-
out these Confederate statues. You know, that's
Sure.
why they're made like shit. They
They're-
were made
they're
really
shit. It's
quickly.
tinfoil.
Yeah, they're
We
garbage.
could make them.
I bet we could.
Pie pans.
Yeah. We could.
But then you go
Well,
to
here's the other
Japan,
thing that people have been kind of like not
Homer Grant
not really
statue, I mean,
getting
it's
is the
made of
fact that
molten lava,
Well, they
know?
probably
If you
want to
level
break
up,
this thing down, too.
uh,
See, the thing
They
is,
want to take everything.
if you
Trump
you
said
you,
something
you,
and everybody thought it
uh,
was
go
joke.
into
What's
go
that?
into
They're gonna take down
feats
Lincoln, they're gonna take
and
down,
click on the
Washington. It's
the
like, what the fuck?
magnifying
They're not gonna
glass
do that, but
next
they
to
are
the
doing
level.
it. They are trying to take
And you
down
can
George
see that
Washington statues, and
you
people are
get
saying you should get rid of
attack
George
plus
Washington
a
statues.
secondary
George
stat
Washington owned slaves, and George
on
Washington
all
was
this
a
shit.
white supremacist, and
And
He
actually,
didn't want to own slaves. He wanted to abolish it, from what I've read.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
from
see what
I
you're saying.
understand.
yeah,
it
yeah,
would be
yeah,
so
yeah.
hard to know.
Oh
It would
hell.
be so hard to know, other
That
than
was a
what
good
he
burger.
wrote, and you know, unless
My
you're a
only
fucking
problem
dummy.
is why the hell is
It would be
teamwork
so hard.
so?
You're right. We don't
I
even
think
know what
teamwork
history is
is
right now.
hardening
Yeah.
up.
We're
Right,
being
right,
It
fed-
is.
I try to watch all news things or none. I try to watch every
But
single
it
channel.
gives you
Divvy
solid
wants to win the
stuff.
world, so-
Yo,
I think that's the worst way to get news. Is
hey,
off television. I think
Divvy,
you get
I'm on
so much nonsense, so much
Evelyn too, bro.
posturing and virtue signaling, and so much.
You would
lies.
get
Like, when I
body
watch
still.
CNN, I was
Try and
watching
body
CNN
me then.
correcting Trump on his
Try and
tweets.
body me,
whatever.
homie.
Oh,
If
you're
you
on
wanna try and
Eddie
body
One
me. Try and
news.
body
shit,
me.
It was
bro.
like this weird
Oh, fuck you are.
opinion piece.
You get body
that
still.
was
It's
on-
tabloid.
This
It's,
is-
it's all
it is.
tabloid. Fox is
You don't
tabloid.
even know, bro.
Oh,
and
I don't think there is
MSNBC.
a
There's
server
jewels
transfer.
in all
What
of
level
it.
are you?
There's reality in all
I
of
would
it.
Oh
Body
hell,
still.
nah,
Just
nah.
the
You
right,
got to keep that shit.
broadcaster,
What server am I
an
on?
actual
Elaine,
broadcaster, and
Evelyn
news
too.
journalist. You'll get a couple.
I'm
of people
definitely
No,
the.
I'm
I'm like
talking
one of those.
Shit.
networks.
My buddy,
and then you'll
he,
get
he,
a guest that
he and I used
feeds
to
the
be-
beast. Rather,
Um,
it's become like South Park,
Damn, dude.
and it's going to be
114.
offensive to
Awesome.
some people. What I'm going to say, it'll be like, we have here the President of the United States, and it's a split screen, and also
Kaiser is the
you know,
best
and then they'll have-
enchantress
or just because everyone has a
I'm
voice.
30th
and that's an offensive word
by
the
CP.
way.
So
Midget.
there's only
President of the United
29 people I expect that have a chance of being close
no
in
rim
body.
shot. Please don't hit the button. But
At least
that's
as an
what they would do.
enchantress.
Or a
But
man
on
in a
average,
hoop
that
skirt, you
means
know,
that there's
they
29
would
people
do
per
that on
class
South Park
that I
constantly.
might
We
expect
kind of
maybe could
become
give me
that.
the work
Here's a
with the hands.
person that has,
Oh, is that what you're doing? Logs
you know,
for money?
10 million.
No, I
people looking at
gathering
them on
stuff,
whatever
but,
site you look at.
I'm
And
planning
then
on,
someone who has 5,000 people who has a
using it
YouTube
myself.
page
I'm gonna
that
try
people
out
go
the.
to. But
I
it's
think-
just to
Uh-oh.
start.
I think I
Everything
think I.
We're on
goes to the
Evelyn
news
too.
source they want that validates
Ooh, global coin.
Yes.
opinion.
Or
Have
I
you,
chose to
uh,
drop out of the top 100 because I'm doing particular things right now. That's the secret. But
Hey, have you been
I
getting
gave up my
global
top
coins?
100
Did,
benefit.
did you? Are you above? Are you above 70 global coins?
I know
Am I
that
above
that's
70
what-
global coins?
I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
stand up is the root
Alright.
of that.
You need to go. You need to go into the
Yeah,
event
most
shop.
people- that's what-
Make fun
but
of
that's what I was
ideas.
gonna do.
Get the,
When
get
someone
the-
agrees
the-
with
the
the
chest.
idea,
Yeah,
they
that's
can
why
mock that idea, and
I wanted
it's
to test
so
it
funny, it gets
because
them to laugh.
yeah,
They
as a
have to
knight
think
we
about
use
it.
so
Which
much
one's
damn
global
mana.
coin?
I
Like,
usually
if
turn
you
my
s-
mana
like, say
pots
if
off when I'm
you're
body.
It's the one that looks like a globe, like a.
Oh, I have
uh,
like 195. Okay, so
Exactly,
where do I go?
Yeah, yeah.
Do it right now.
You need to go to
Oh,
the
yeah, I'd love to do
the
it.
shop,
I need to
and
do
then you need
it.
to go to
I'm-
I had this
event
bit about
shop,
Trump, and I had
and then
this guy
global
come up to
coins.
me, he goes, I'll tell you why that joke's good. He
And
goes, "I
then
fucking
global
love
coins, and
Trump,
what are we
that
buying
joke
here?
was hilarious."
the
When
70
you can say-
chest.
when you
Yeah,
can
I'm
make
a
The
I'm
rare
slow
soulstone
rolling. I
chest?
started,
Oh,
taking
shut
yesterday.
your
We
whore
just got to
mouth.
the zone.
Then they ha-
We'll
they
make
have
Just
sure
get a
we,
blue.
There's a
do all our
skill to that.
research.
I
Shut
try to
your
do
Clear our
that
research
all
whore
the
before
time.
mouth.
we
You're
move
It's
disgusting.
impossible to come up with something that
There we
pleases
go.
every
That's why
side and
Free
every
blue?
I've been
perspective,
level like I was
but I'm
level
Do we
trying
just
to
YOLO
yesterday. I'm
and
only
level
buy
7 today.
because it
But
doesn't
it's because
it
I
doesn't
slowed
mean
down
that
with
Print
bags.
stones as
Exactly.
well?
It is
clearing all these.
Yeah,
because
well,
you get
I think I've got
no
enough
bonuses
to
for all
do.
these.
I can
I
probably
might have to
I
say
can
that
buy
again
I
sometime.
can buy this 25
Please,
piece right here.
It is.
So,
Just
Yeah.
go buy them
so-
all.
T-shirts,
Fuck it,
man.
YOLO.
Please.
It
You just
just
got me
gives you
some
a
merch
bunch of
ideas.
hidden
It's
bonuses.
a good merch
basically,
idea right
for
there.
each one.
Yeah, it's impossible to make everybody happy. Because
Yeah,
here's one
imprint
everybody
stones.
doesn't want to be happy.
Never
There's
a
a lot
bad
of people
idea.
that they love being miserable. They like being angry.
Wait, were those soul
It's
stones or
Exactly.
those
Be
imprints?
angry
Yeah.
than it is to
Exactly.
dig out and wake up positive and go, I'm going to try to.
Well, those are
write
imprints.
So
something."
I would
Yeah,
ask
not
you
right. I
tips
mean,
on how you got to
RIG,
100K because I know a
make
lot of people
things
are
better
complaining
in the
at,
world
at
by
higher
putting
levels
out
that
my
they're just
energy
running into
by
not being
trying
able to get any.
If there could just be
CP,
a
but-
fucking discourse.
Because
Yeah.
they're
It's
spending
just-
thousands
also
of
a
dollars.
people
problem.
that are doing.
Don't
Yeah.
agree.
But there's also
And I know that there's a
problem
lot
we
of
have timelines.
a lot of
Like, we have
content
a
that I just don't know
deadline.
about
We
yet
have a
because I'm
deadline.
not
Our
there.
deadline's November, or the world's going to fall apart. We got to get rid of this
I'm
motherfucker by
yeah,
November.
okay.
Everybody's clamoring and trying to figure
talking
out
about
how to do it.
red
and
gems, or
pretending
you
Joe
talking
Biden's
about
brain isn't melting, and everyone's running
uh,
around trying to put
the,
together some
soul
sort of a.
stones?
Well, actually, they
good
got a
alternative.
mic
They're not soul
stand,
stones,
duct
but
tape, and
the,
a pipe cleaner. He's
yeah,
going to
soul
be
stones.
fine.
He's gonna be. They're gonna weekend at Bernie's him all the way to the fucking cabinet.
He's been doing some good, putting out some stuff that's pretty
We got,
good.
yeah, I know
Where?
the imprint stones
Online.
are.
It's been giving
That's
some-
why.
No, there's some videos.
All right, I got a bunch of
speeches,
value for those
things that
global
are a
coins.
little bit
Let's
more
boost my
promising
CP.
than
Again,
some of the
games
other.
whenever
deep
you
fakes.
every time
Well,
That's not even him. That's the guy who does
CGI.
it. Is there a
God
guy who
stuff.
does a good Biden impression? I have not heard a good Biden.
I don't think I
We-
have.
if
any.
we were
Yeah,
doing
I don't
stand up,
have any.
there would be a guy who would have. There would be some comic out there.
I would think
that-
Dana Carvey would be able
Oh,
to
yeah.
do it. He's
He can
such.
do anything.
Have you had him here?
No, I'd love to though. I'd love to.
All
He
the
and-
regional
I love him
conquest?
so much.
Yeah.
He
He
could
is one of
do-
the purest,
Gotcha.
sweetest people I've ever known.
He
Oh my
was
God,
the-
get
his
Hosh.
character
Thank
of
you,
Lorne
Scraps.
Michaels
Mhm.
was the original Doctor
go.
Evil,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And Mike Myers.
All right, let me
Mike
check some of
Myers
those
would be
other.
in the
Hold on,
mouth,
no,
and they
not
would
those.
always
The
be
All right,
Wookiee
so
in the
you're
mouth,
saying.
and,
Let me see what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
All
It was.
right,
Dana is an original. Dana.
He's brilliant.
How do you
Yeah, he's
pop it
brilliant.
out of
He's
the
a-
gear
we would
again?
sit around.
This shit doesn't want
back
to get
in-
popped
when
out.
you were, I think you were 6. But we would go to Fabs. This.
Have you looked
chain
at the guild
restaurant
store yet?
on,
What can you get with
Van
guild
Nuys.
coins?
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
we would
Don't
go
know.
to,
Just
I've not looked there yet.
Fabs. He stayed with his wife.
I
My
didn't
wife
even-
and I got divorced, but
Yeah,
I have a
haven't
new
even
wife.
Paid attention to what you
she's
did
the-
for
Congratulations.
doing
Thank
the
you.
conquest. I've been doing
Van
them. I
Nuys
just
used to
haven't
be a
been
hot
paying
spot. I was
attention.
looking at this video, or
Yeah.
these. There's I think it was the LA Times had a photographic essay
Oh.
of Van Nuys
Thank
Boulevard
you.
in
Let's
the
get that big
70s, and it was amazing. It was all these people with bell bottoms.
All right,
and these
so let's see
cool
here.
Cars, and they used to, on
Okay,
Saturday
so I
nights,
should be doing
drive their cars
in the
up
manual,
and down the
what you're saying.
road.
It was
Just
fun.
an out
Yeah, but it
manual.
was like a place where people would go to cruise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was boogie nights without the
Yes.
heroin and people
Big
getting
dicks.
harmed. Giant
Stones and Soul
prosthetic.
Okay, cool.
Marky
Gotcha.
Mark prosthetic dicks.
So,
So
when-
we would sit
had-
there, and it was right before he
You
ed
get
Saturday
these
Night Live.
besides
What year was
purchasing
this?
them, the red gems,
86.
because I know that
It was 1 year.
you can use
There's
them
a letter
he
to
got
convert
that,
it
and
back.
before I
500,000
Richard Pryor movie, that was the
500,000
first thing of
gold
consequence, and then
for
Critical
100 red gems.
condition.
It's
You got to work with
50,000 gold to
Oh.
100 red gems. But you have to have the red
And
gem
I got to hang out
exchange
with him 'cause I
tickets.
was one of the hosts
To
of
get the
Store
redstone
Break.
exchange
You got to work
tickets,
with
I
Pryor when Pryor
don't
was
know how
around.
you get
What
those.
was
And I have
after
not
the
found that
fire?
yet. But we do know the rate.
So
We know the rate.
100%
Live on the Sunset
Pryor.
Strip was after the
100.
fire.
All
It
right,
was
so let
after the fire. It was
me
JoJo Dancer.
let me do
Okay,
these
gotcha,
It was-
cool.
and
fucking.
That's what I thought.
Edition was
Yeah,
directed
I
by
pro- I
Michael
knew there was
Apted,
probably a
great
level case
director
that
who did
1917 that comes.
Coal Miner's Daughter, made a lot of important movies.
Oh,
Did the
wow.
7 Up
I'm gonna
series.
fucking
Did
just
you ever see that
liquidate
7
all
Up,
my
14
yellow
Up,
whale
21 Up?
coins.
Took 7 people through their lives
Man, I
from
have
London
words.
and followed them every 7 years to the documentary about them.
All right.
Just a real special.
So I liquidated my yellow whale coins into imprint stones.
I gotta dismantle these.
Anyway,
I gotta
so what
dismantle
happened-
these fucking.
But
I have all these
what
extra
part we
demon
were-
stones. I gotta dismantle.
Wait,
them.
no,
We
don't
were
dismantle
in a
them.
movie.
Don't
We were
don't
in a
don't
shower
dismantle them. Put them in your
stall
collection.
in a hospital.
I put them in my
And
collection.
it's
Can I
supposed
level
to
them
be,
up?
Rikers.
Oh wait, so you
All that.
Yeah,
you
I have
have
extra-
demon stone.
Up there is
Well, I got. I mean,
Ooh,
I'm
wow.
saving. I'm saving Ardum
The-
on
in
because
New
I haven't
York.
unlocked the
What's
Ardaman
the-
circle.
Yeah, you should save those. But like,
But like these
You
bro
got-
cuts
you-
are
you-
extra.
But we shot it in High
Okay.
North Carolina. It was really good
are you
acting, filming.
sure? Because there's a shit like each demon stone goes to like 4 or 5 collections.
Oh, shit.
Cool.
Yeah, I
weird,
put them all in.
eclectic.
Look, I've already
Gotcha.
completed one of my demon stone
Yeah,
collections.
The red gems are super hella important.
Okay, then yeah, then dismantle them.
Yeah, see, like
He's-
if you look here,
That
yeah, I've
movie
already
was
got,
wild.
yeah.
That's one of the that's
Alright.
that low point of
I even
view
have,
shot
I
was
even
a
have, I even have
marker.
2
Images
rares
of that
in my collection.
a lot of
Not,
them.
you know, not your everyday
Never
demon
done.
stone 2.
Come on.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
I got
love
2
Big
of those,
Lebowski.
and I got all about Bakhtar. I got all about Dinkus. I got, whew, you boy got. I'm out here slow. I'm just low key, just creeping on
dude
collecting
floating
shit.
in
Wait, I
space,
don't even know I'm out here. Just
Nah,
give me that.
That's what I do.
With Pryor.
So we're in a shower
that.
stall, and we became friends. We would go to dinner. I would.
Alright, let
I
me
was
see
the
if this
guy.
can give me a
I'm
level.
always wanting to make things better somehow. I was raised that way by my dad and my mom to try to make peace for people. That's the thing. And he liked that I would invite him because people didn't invite him to shit because he was kind
Oh.
of approachable to some people.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
So we would go to dinner and we would laugh, and I would make him laugh.
Unfortunate.
We had to do one scene,
What's that?
40 takes, because one shot that was a long steady cam shot. We
I,
to get
had
Violet that was
not
covered in water, and I was supposed to say
realized
something
how
about it, and I was
much-
in the drink,
how much of
and it was
this,
such a
stuff I
fake
needed
looking
to-
body, and every time I said
craft.
this serious
Yeah.
line of this young doctor, Richard just cracked
Yeah,
up.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
he's
Keep-
looking in
just-
my
just
face,
keep
and
sending
no
them
greater
back.
honor.
When you realize that, you're
You
not sending them
baby-faced
anywhere else, you're gonna farm.
motherfucker.
That's your
How
farm.
old
Stay
are you
there.
then?
You live there. Set up a resource farm.
26,
That is your
27.
farm. Now give it to me
And-
every tiny 5 minutes.
Wow.
That was a good scene. That's
Alright.
real
Trust me, it's gonna pay off because
must be-
you're gonna have to
Tiger
look at the
Woods.
cost
All of
for
us
for
real
for the
He and
crafting
I-
though.
So
Look at the
he
actual
couldn't-
cost
The
of the
fact that
crafting.
he couldn't look in
PvP,
my
okay.
face and kept laughing,
Are
and it was a serious scene.
they worth
Do you know
buying?
what an honor that is?
Oh, man,
So the
that's
guy
amazing.
that was
All right, I
laughing.
think
So
I need
I'm
to-
sitting in the
I'll
shower
probably worry
with
about
him,
it later.
and he shows me this.
Oh,
thing.
I know
This
what you're
is
talking about.
graphic.
Is that the
Shows me the
when you
scrubbing
get the
brush, and one
debuff or
side's
something?
soft, the other
Where
side's
you
just bristles.
lose
And he
CP
says,
or
I don't
Holy shit!
I haven't
I'm
died
at
in this
57
think- I always think
KCP
about
now.
talking about
Thanks,
someone
Scrap.
that you love that's deceased. Would they?
Look at that
be
CP
okay with
boost.
what
Now let's check my rank.
So it's not TMZ garbage.
I don't know what
that
else.
shit don't. It's not gonna update until later. I
Hard
thought.
Scrubbing part.
No, rank
He said,
resets
"This is what-
regularly.
This is what they took the skin off."
That's what I'm saying. That's how you know because they have rank that they have. Look, rank resets at regular intervals throughout the day, right? So they get people to like
Gotcha,
push and
gotcha.
move around.
Crying.
But guild
so
rank,
that helps
guild
you make
ranking
a
doesn't
long-
really
I think it was
change.
a-
Or
the
long.
combined
Okay. Okay.
Tells you who's moving and who's doing what competitive
Gotcha.
shit.
Oh.
Sister that died. Kathy was
So it's
you know,
like,
just
yo,
For the
get
level
close.
in my rank, I'm 42nd. But
And then one night I
what?
didn't invite him
Still
to dinner,
nobody's past
and
level
I
67. That's what I'm saying.
and he was mad.
I don't need to level up because this guy's been at 67.
dang,
Kaiser's
bro.
been
I
at
wish you were on my next
67.
server. That would be
He was-
sick.
he was in a
Kaiser's
rush.
been at
So-
67 for
You know,
2
it's
days.
complicated.
Right,
So-
right. It's just like BDO.
I remember saying to him.
So my understanding is that
But hell,
the
dude, yeah, you've got way too much
said,
of it.
there's
time.
like
You're
seven.
upset
There's
now.
like soft caps on leveling.
Yours, I mean, that
Like there's
This
no
one's
hard
your friend,
level
right?
cap.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Like
was saying,
apparently in
right?
Korea, the highest level
And
dude
then
is
he went to
97.
dinner again.
Wow.
Because that's like.
That's what I'm saying. So like
He's the classic complicated
chasing somebody for trying to get forward is
hardest
to
shit.
catch
drug
certain levels. Like
addiction, all
I'm
the
6 levels
chaos,
behind
growing
Kaiser.
up in a-
That's
yeah,
fine.
everything.
Kaiser has not moved.
Yeah, he grew up
I've
around
moved.
it.
I've moved much closer to 62 than Kaiser's moved
If I'm not
from
Yeah, I mean, he-
67 to 68. Yeah, he's been at 24% EXP since yesterday.
Stand up.
about that one.
But it's still. When you look at everybody goes, oh, he went and flipped like George Carlin and all.
One
these
thing I
other
want to know
guys.
is, do the
He's still
rank
the same
benefits?
guy. You still saw.
Are there rank
even the
benefits for
Cubs
both
made a
Yeah,
class
exactly. So that's
or
what we're finding.
individual?
I think it's
I'm
it's
sure
both
once,
because
you
no, I think it's
it'll
no.
like,
I think
it'll
it's
figure out-
I think it's actually based on CP ratio, level to CP ratio.
Hell, they hand out gold
Because
like
even
this.
though I wasn't in the top 100 of
Switch to Jenny a lot.
I wasn't in the top
Yeah.
100 for overall level
Yeah,
or
I
overall
remember
CP,
on stage
but there was
once,
something about the
I caught
combination
myself.
of the
Oh, they
CP,
stack
the
them, don't they?
level, and everything I was
See, I
doing
always,
that put me in the top 100 of all the combined
His
stats,
manners.
right?
Kaiser actually
No, I got rid of
dropped down.
I
Kaiser dropped
realized
down?
that,
Yeah, I usually
you
keep
know,
about a.
you
Yeah.
become who you are.
Ooh.
There's a
Ooh.
guy.
Yeah.
There's a guy
Yeah,
who's
I
now
think it's
67,
normal. I mean, it
25%.
happens with
Do
bands.
Kaiser
is
is
it-
You know,
67,
look, Stevie Ray
22%.
Vaughan was deeply influenced by Jimi Hendrix. It's like,
Removed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
he
But
became
I
Stevie
can
Ray
get
Vaughan.
I can
Even
get
when-
to, I'll
I
get
know
to
it
62
does.
when I
Voodoo
want to
Child,
get to
like, if you listen
62,
to
Log
Stevie Ray
out.
Vaughan's cover
and they're not gonna
of
be able to
Voodoo
push
Child,
like they're
it's
like.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay, well then,
It's still it's Voodoo
why
Child,
would you not wanna,
but it's Stevie Ray Vaughan's
keep it on?
version. He
Right.
became his own man, and I think all of us in the beginning got into comedy because we wanted to be some comedian that we really admired. And when I was just starting out, I got a chance to see.
Now people are asking for
Rich
more
Jenny a
realistic
few times.
CPs,
I remember
30K
being
and shit.
baffled by his ability to turn over material. It was stunning.
It,
man.
it so
Oh,
prolific.
gotcha.
You're,
So
you're
prolific.
gonna
Gotcha,
make me
so
cry.
it's- well, I
'cause
mean, you still get it.
I was close with him, as close as you could get, because he had such mental health issues.
XP for gathering.
didn't
You actually
believe
get
he
pretty
died.
decent XP for gathering.
And
Oh, okay,
I,
all right.
Dave Coulier
I got you.
instant.
I just have so
messaged
many of
me.
them.
That's not how you want to find that out. So I called.
But
his
I see what
number,
you're saying because
and his girlfriend the next morning,
which.
and his girlfriend answered.
But right
and
now
said it's
I'm
true.
one tapping everything. Once I get to higher level content where it takes
I
a
didn't believe it.
minute
I
to
couldn't believe it.
kill mob.
I met him.
You don't want to be
few
taking a
times.
minute to kill
Um,
mobs either.
I saw him live a few times in the early days.
Like
and
I'm
then
still
once-
what
you know,
I
this
can
is
kill
like
a mob in
the
the
most,
1
like,
and
I wanna see
0.25
Bobby catch
rotations.
up
Well, I
in
know. I'm
Cambridge
just saying.
when
Not,
I was
not,
just
not a
starting
literal
out.
minute.
And I
Yeah,
sat
it depends on where you're at too.
It was great. Because I had seen him on the Tonight Show. That
I
the
don't know.
first
I
time
see
ever seen him
every
was on
time.
The Tonight Show.
All I see
Tonight
is
Show, and
that
then
I'm
I've
running a
seen,
marathon where I
one of
keep
his, TV
slowly
specials,
getting
one of his hour specials,
incremental gains and
then,
passing
I got a
people
chance to see him several
who are
times. And
who
I
are
told
getting.
the story
I'm seeing
previously
people
on
get
my
slumped
podcast,
by
so-
these mobs,
but,
and
we
my
were
ability to
inside
pull
Comedy Club,
mobs is just too
and,
hot.
he had just
And I haven't
been
e-
there,
I-
and the host
They
was-
don't know. They don't know my
just-
strat scrap.
I got
Until
there
I
like
max out my
Saturday night,
lowest level abilities, you will
and the
not
host
see
was like,
the crazy
"You
shit
did
I'm gonna
4
be able to
different
do
hours.
with
You
the
did
secondary
2 different
abilities
hours
that
Friday
I haven't
night
even
and
met.
2 different
You don't even know.
hours Saturday
These are
night.
the basics.
Mostly
And murdered.
because, like I
And
said,
they were like,
I'm
Jesus Christ, and
I'm clearing each
this is
zone,
me. I was like
so
3
it's
years
a
in a comedy.
shitload of grinding.
And I remember thinking,
You see this
"God
shield? So
damn,
if you're
that
watching
is
my
so, that was so impossible to
yeah, I
even
have this shield.
imagine
That shield is so
someone could be
clutch,
that
dude.
good. Then I got this chance.
Is
to
it on my
see him
ring?
a year
Is it it's a
later
defensive
at,
proc on the ring?
Yeah,
I
if you
think?
look,
the
Maybe, I don't
Comedy
know.
cleared all
Works
the
in
low level
Montreal
zones.
as a part of the festival, the Just for
So we
Laughs
just kinda
festival.
clear 'em
He
as
was
we-
in that little. You remember? You ever worked that place, Jimbo's place?
No,
No?
no, I
Oh
just
my
did
God.
I did a show there at the Place des Arts for.
But this is a bit different than like.
Yeah, dude. If
Jimbo, the guy
if
who
you
owned
want,
the club in Montreal, had
we
this little
came up
tiny
with
club that was upstairs.
system
He had a
too.
Oh, wait
great
a minute,
bar
wait a minute.
downstairs.
basically you
Yeah.
time stamp for your
Yeah.
guild. It was
Yeah,
like
I did it the
100
night
seats.
before. I was there. Yeah, I was there. That's where you go
Channel
Yeah.
you did
the
it
night
in,
before
and then,
anything. I did
Yeah.
it with Jim Norton and
I did it with Norton. Yeah.
and Brewer.
Yes, I did it with Brewer too.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do, Metal?
On
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
funny shit. was
I
like,
forgot.
what the
Sorry.
fuck
There was
am I
something
doing?
about
You can't
I
always
don't know.
play
But
gigantic
basically
like
everything
Dirk
that
Gently.
Joker was saying. Like we know what we're doing out here.
But you play
Like,
spaceships now.
Be a completionist in this game.
I admire
This is not like other auto battlers because other auto battlers, there's only one way to play it.
There's like 5
Typically.
people. Kevin Hart thinks he's 2 of them. That
Like
kid-
low key, this is an open world MMORPG. It's just that you just
Rockstar shit.
select
I
everything you
subscribe.
want your
Right.
character to do.
That's true. And
And
that's why we
you
didn't
do
get it done
And to
now.
be
For
on a thing with
other
Chicago,
people that
and to be
rushed
able to do
ahead
that,
and leveled
and to
and
be able
just
to
did the
go out
quest
there,
and shit.
especially where we're at right
that
now.
are
this is
complaining
not-
that
I'm not-
oh, we
there's
don't know how to get
nothing on
CP.
my nose right now.
Once
I'm
they
just
figure
telling
it
you the
out,
truth from my
they're
heart.
gonna have to go back
Um,
and grind that.
it's- I do this.
Luckily, those areas aren't
No
peaceful.
value to
Yeah,
it
luckily those areas are
other
peaceful.
than, you know what they're what they're.
63.
Whereas for
but
now, you know, right now at our level,
what you're able to
there's
do
value
is you
in
can
grinding it out.
unify
But also, this whole process for our guild has set up a ladder system
at these
for where there's groups all along the way of your progression
It
that
is-
people will be plateaued in helping
Exactly.
each other level and protecting you in the chaos areas and the war areas. Because I am, like I said, anybody in my guild, if you're trying to get your completionist thing in a fucking chaotic or
And
war area and somebody flags
that's the way
PvP,
that's the way we're running. That's the way we're running this guild. Is like, you know, it's a collective.
Right.
We're trying to help everybody so that we have a high average CP.
yes.
You know, I've been doing the last few years. I've been doing arenas,
But
Benefit
we're also at cap
but
too.
so is the OR at the comedy store.
Yep.
That's great too.
Because we were hella
Exactly,
liquidated.
exactly. Everybody's complaining about that in chat.
I
That
just like doing
they're
stand-up.
basically
we can never do
they're
arenas again. If no one
wasting
ever, no rock bands,
more
no
XP
UFC
slash
ever
CP
does an
than
arena
they're
again.
gaining because they hit a
no
wall.
And they hit a wall
football
where they
ever
actually
sold
die
an
in
arena.
fatigue, and
Okay.
they don't have enough health pots, not
can't
enough
do
defense. Where
UFC.
if their character stays there, they're just gonna end up keep on getting
And
negative
another thing, they
XP.
build their
And it's
their
amazing.
shit wrong.
I love it.
They build
So
their
like
characters wrong
everybody
too.
pumps.
Two,
They build their
two fights now with no
wrong. They're
audience,
pumping
and it's
everything into
great. I
attack
enjoy it,
and
man.
making glass cannons.
It's great.
Yeah.
So
I
when they
I'm
hit
just
that
happy
wall,
that the fights are happening.
where there's a
and like when I did,
you know,
I did
a
shows in
specific amount of
Houston a couple weeks
defense,
ago.
Yeah, I was talking.
they're getting two
wanted
mobs.
to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
so.
me, Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh, I've
and
seen
that's
it.
Moses.
another thing that we're
we
making
did
sure everybody
the Houston Improv.
he
We-
prioritizes.
first of
You know,
all,
once
it's a
you're
great room.
available
It
to
was
start
a
putting
great
shit into
room.
endurance,
I was supposed to
make
go
sure
there. I had
you know
to-
you
had
have
to
enough
deny
in there.
'cause of what's
At
going
least,
on.
at the very least, if you're a tank, you're gonna want to. Scraps got the deep insight read on the raw HP value.
Wanted to, you know, first
You
of all,
want a
I
minimum
miss-
level of
I miss
defense, but you don't really
doing
care
shows,
about
I
vigor
miss
too
hanging
much.
out with comics on the road.
I mean, you want
It's
enough
fun,
vigor to be able to
you know, and
fight your way
My
in a
buddy
solo
Mike Young,
sense, but
we always
like
Sure.
I
work
think
together.
that like people are looking at this like a mobile game, not realizing you're in an open world game where anyone can flag PvP low key. It's just that everyone's so fucking focused. There's like an unspoken agreement that no one's gonna fuck each other up except for the asshole Rements who goes around sometimes at the high level and ganks people.
My best friends. So it's
But
like-
he's just doing that so he can get ranking.
From the moment we
He
started
just wants
to
to
go
establish
restaurants,
ranking
do shows, it was
on the
all
PvP
smiles
thing
and laughs.
so that he gets
Holy
bonuses.
shit, we're doing stand-up again.
Yo,
This is
Metal.
crazy.
What's
My
up?
boy
Moses
Divvy.
had done the weekend
My-
before. He did.
Repeat.
My boy Divvy, he
He did
he's
the
level
American Comedy Club in San
66
Diego. He
night
did that
with
for us,
114K.
which is apparently was open.
Um,
Now they're
ask him if he's gonna start a guild that wants to be partners with us.
He's on every
well, you know,
He's on EV1. Oh, what a.
everyone. I know.
Tell him to start a guild
Guys.
called SRSDF on EV1. Tell him to start SRSDF on
I've
EV1.
known him longer than I've known you guys, bro.
Yeah.
He
Tell
and I,
him-
played arcades.
Tell him to start SRSDF on EV1, and when we Lunatra into Evelyn 1,
That's what's
Alliance.
lacking, and that's what's lacking from.
And BDO. We played BDO. For
Right, but you know we can Lunatra in. You know we can Lunatra into other servers, right?
Yeah, but I don't think we can interact.
Yes, we can. You can PvP them. Yes.
Oh.
Right.
You can invade other servers when the warp is open, and you can PvP
for
them.
Manapod. Oh,
But tell him if he wouldn't mind, like, I'm trying to be like, you know, use our system, get people up on his level.
Subway.
I mean, he's 117. How much money your boy spent in the game though?
She's obviously extremely intelligent.
Don't tell me he spent $0, nigga. That's
The way
crazy.
She's writing it, and I believe she has a background in college.
Jimmy, if you don't mind me asking, how much did
The
you spend
way she
in the
writes
game
it.
so far?
It doesn't. It's not like a hateful thing. Like she's basically explaining why he's so fucked up. and
Oh,
why he
okay,
lacks
okay.
empathy. And what she
Yeah, I
said
think
was that
I've
the
only,
father
I've
was
personally
a
only
sociopath,
spent 60.
and the mother was never around and was.
It only
But
takes
we,
40, but I
didn't
spent
give
more,
him
just
any love or
because.
Right,
attention, and
exactly.
only
He
according to her,
said he spent 200
used
so
the
far.
children
Okay.
to comfort herself
That's not bad.
instead of
That's
being
not
there
bad.
for them. and that he developed this.
Did he get any
narcissistic,
epic drops?
self-centered
Was it what was
personality
his
response
value
to his father
return on that? Look
His
like?
value was
Show.
showed
I
emotions or anytime
guarantee
he
it
showed
was
his
the
father
redstones
would
and the
cast that
redstones
aside and
and
squash that
the soul
inside.
stone.
That's very clear.
He's at
So
100K
he
though.
developed that's the thing that's
Is
most
he
concerning
number
about
one
him.
on his
I talk to
server?
people that are fans of
Yeah, I got
and
a
they say,
blue
"Why aren't you?"
mount,
Like,
the
what do
original
you
one,
least
and I've
like?
got
I
a
go,
green
what I
head.
least
How much-
like is I
My
don't
boy
understand.
Dart got
So
Hedwig.
when people say he's good for the economy, he's good for business.
Cause 100K is
that
fucking.
short
He
term?
got
What
Hedwig
does that mean
first.
long
That,
term?
that was
The 60,
pre-COVID.
you know,
The
the
purple
$60
epic.
perk
All that
Well,
was.
the world's fucked.
when they gave us the
Economically,
free eggs.
post-COVID.
He
We don't
is
even know.
not the
Yeah,
president.
he
for
got
where
Hedwig.
we're at.
Or
Right.
Haywig
but
or whatever the hell
the
it
thing
is.
that bothers
He
me
could
most,
adjust
owl.
if he would.
but he's not capable.
The snow owl with the bow tie.
Yeah.
Hedwig.
When he would,
2, 3.
like when he talked about John McCain, he said,
What was that doing?
I like soldiers that don't get
Oh, I
captured.
came in
Remember
here
that?
to check on the sound. Dude, I got
That is
I
a
got the
crazy thing to
main
say,
sound
though. He's a
all the way down
warrior.
to
I mean, it's funny,
and it's
you know,
still
you laugh
hella
at
loud.
the comic, but
Oh, I'm laughing at it because of it's ludicrous.
it's ludicrous. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not laughing at.
well,
guess
no,
the
I
no,
mean,
all
it's
doesn't work.
horrific.
This is
Oh,
a guy
I
that's just
unfortunately
horrific.
will be the first person to laugh at the worst gallows
Of course,
joke.
you're a comic.
Right, and then it'll get misquoted, and then I'm an asshole.
Right.
And you've been misquoted lately,
There's-
terribly.
There's no way around that,
No.
especially in this day and age when they could redefine you with something out of context. But the
I-
point is that what they're
There we
what
go.
it shows, the lack of empathy is the last thing we need right now. But we need empathy. We need
Man, I'm
someone
just
who
fucking
can say something that comes
burning
out of
enhancement
that
scrolls.
inspires us.
160K
Yep.
CP. Holy crap.
I've burned a bunch of enhancement scrolls to get the +2
And
item
this
sets.
together, and we can go forth
I've completed a
and
bunch of
pretend
item
we're
set
not
shit.
and keep burning
I've
Yeah,
got
well,
a
that's
bunch
what I'm
ready
doing. I'm
to
doing the.
screaming in the streets
I
for the heads
was
of politicians and
99,
kill the cops and all that crazy
yesterday.
shit. Or
Or
In-
take your
in-
mask off. I
I'm doing the 1 through 5.
That
Oops.
was
He
when
never-
30K
He wants love.
was
That's the crazy
the
part.
bottom.
He wants to be
tier,
loved. He thinks he's Don Rickles. He
of the
wants
night.
to.
Now I
when
think
he
the
puts
bottom tier
people
of the night
down and
is,
say punch him in the
around
mouth and
38K.
stuff.
Okay.
He's trying
So
to
you're
be
bid.
that
Okay.
guy.
Sweet.
I've known people like him who were just assholes.
yeah, but Don Rickles wasn't an asshole. That's
no,
why
he
it worked.
was like a dad.
Damn, Scrap,
He
you
was a
surpassed
lovely
me in
guy.
power
That's
level.
Why
Love.
it worked. When he would shit on you, it's like when guys
now
who
it's
are
a
really
gift.
fu-
It's like the
yes,
Pope.
Right, exactly.
Finally,
Like, you know,
a real
when guys-
challenge.
Some guys can shit on you, and it's look. That's the
You know,
beauty of
anime
roast
shit.
battle.
Anime
Brian
shit,
Moses'
Scrap.
show, the beauty of roast
I've been waiting for
Uh,
this
what's
for a
your-
long
what is your
time.
Shitting on the most embarrassing aspects of each other.
Perhaps
and
one
both
day your
laughing at
quest
it.
date will get as close to mine
And
as
that's
well.
what Jeff Ross
and then we
says.
can
His
party
whole
up.
theory is I only roast one.
Yes.
Which
With you being
comes
on
from the
Evie
old
1, is there
friars
anything we
and
can do
old
together?
maskers before that.
Yeah, you can warp into every one right now, dude. The
He's
Lunatra
got
Gateway's
a
open.
And all
When you're
that.
in New York, he was like, "I'm in Friars Club. You want to come?" I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You're gonna hang out with a bunch of old dead men?"
Okay, cool.
Like that's how I look.
And how much fun did you have?
I didn't go.
Oh,
But he
He's saying
was,
once you get to higher levels,
he
though,
was
then you'll be a lot
always
more
that
friends.
guy. Was
but
my
you really
point.
didn't want to.
Oh, hell yeah.
Want to be with a bunch of old dead men.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, as long, yeah,
I was
being
crazy.
told that we can
This
warp
is,
between
you
the
doing?
zones, so that's cool.
24,
So we will be able to play together.
I just stopped fighting. I was.
Oh, no.
just
Can
no
you have
longer
cross-server
competing.
Rip.
members with
Okay,
skills?
whatever.
It's
Fuck
like
it.
this maniacal
No, we want a guild that we know is not going to PvP us while we're there, so we can have safe travel on their server.
Were you single then?
Oh yeah,
I didn't wanna
yeah,
hang out with
yeah.
a bunch
I
of
guarantee you, he'll
old
guarantee
dudes
us
and listen to
safe
some
travel.
old jokes and listen to them talk about the Jackie
I don't
Robinson show.
know, my boy. He
Gotta go,
might.
bro.
The only
He
thing
always liked
I have
He
one
might-
fun
he
experience
might,
that Jeff
you
took
know,
me there for
tempt us
lunch.
to come
I go
over
there
and then
this
just
is
one
maybe
shot
15
just-
years
just
ago.
for a giggle.
I think
Just
I
for a
was there
giggle, but yeah,
because I was
at least. But look, if we're gonna do that, we want to have all of our guilds stand around and we'll 1v1 like real fucking G's, and then whoever gets mopped gets mopped.
We'll just let him stand there like a raid boss.
Yeah.
And so I go there, and I hadn't been in the Friars, and I sit there, and I'm just sitting with Jeff, and I get the phone next
He's
to me, and
thinking
the phone
about
rings. They go, Mr. Saget, the phone's good. I pick it up.
That 100K CP is real shit. How many times has he? How many times has he soloed Broken?
114, dude.
Jewish
He's
guy with
fifth.
orange
He's
hair,
ranked 5.
And he goes, fuck you.
All right.
How many
Hey,
times has he
Metal, when you
soloed
when you
Bakhtar?
when you get to
He goes, well,
Red
'cause,
Skelton?
I
when you
don't
get
know.
to
He looked like Red
a
Buttons.
point where you
I don't
can,
know.
I'd like you to help me
Do I know you?
die,
He goes,
rush to the quest to get my
welcome to the
free purple
Friars.
gear
And he
because I
hung up.
think
Yes. Yes.
because the thing is I've got more CP than you,
And
but I
the-
still have
Oh God, I
still
can't
have
wait. Let's go. You're about to get massive CP
Whoa,
jump
whoa,
boost.
still have
whoa,
two
whoa. Hey, listen
I
to this.
think the Friars
He said when.
I
Wait.
would have loved, like
You have a
now, as a
chance-
person
you
who
have a
like,
chance
appreciates the
to
history of
drop-
comedy. I
Holy
wish I
shit.
went. It's one of those things just to see
So
what
he's
it was
saying
like to hang out with
that
those guys.
if we go to
I got
his
to meet Red
server
Skelton
and we
once, that was
die,
cool.
That's really nice.
That was at
to
an
a
NBC event back when I was,
okay,
I think it was
you
on
have a
Twitter.
chance to lose your
But
gear,
it was,
to drop your gear,
it was
right?
cool to meet him.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
But you
Yeah.
can buy it back
Yeah.
at a healer.
I enjoyed
still.
the money.
Mhm.
I enjoyed the people I worked with. They were
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
What year was that? When did you start?
This game has those types of mechanics, and you don't expect Guild Wars like RO, but better since everyone's already botting.
I enjoyed
The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Holy
like,
crap.
nice
The
people
fuck
working
outta
with.
here.
That's a whole new level.
See, that's what I'm saying. You guys don't understand the game you're playing yet. You think you got. You thought it was another auto player, huh?
Because it brought me back
My
to-
bad.
I
You
used
got
to-
got. Wait till they introduce how they about to do PvP on niggas out here. Boy, I tell you. Why you think I'm making alliances? I got Synergy. Yo, SRSDF and Synergy. We straight. If you fucking fuck with Synergy while they're trying to level and complete their CP in their zone, I'm sending sending SRSDF gang, one of my lower level niggas, because Synergy has medium fucking CP, but their guild leaders have like competitive CP, should be getting close to competitive CP to me now. Don't fuck with
He
nanners.
said
Other people have
they
done
go
it,
and
you can do
PK
it too.
people that
And I
AFK and
took a lot of that
Lunatra.
over to Fear Factor.
Oh wow, yeah, I don't AFK and Lunatra. Are you crazy?
Where you would see
Are you crazy?
and there'd be so
Who's
many-
AFKing in
there'd be so many
Lunatra?
people that cried, a bunch of
No.
people.
Oh, but see, look, I'm at that perfect position where I'm in that my own gap. There's a bunch of fucking whale rushers moving ahead of me, and a bunch of people behind me trying to catch up, or like Scrap. Like Scrap's now the same. Basically, Scrap's about to boost way ahead of me. But
Right.
you're that gatekeeper between the regulars and the
exactly, I'm trying to tell people this is where I've always been in gaming. Prepared to boost ahead when I so choose. But guess what I'm doing? I am opening a funnel from level 1 to level 61 for everyone in my guild.
Yeah, but it's like there's
Because
moments on
not a
games
single person that is gonna. I swear to God, if Joker, if you try to PK, first of all, if you try to PK Joker while he's leveling,
like people got
Joker will
elevated.
body
You see
bag
someone
you
win.
probably, and then I'll come up and I'll
There must
body
be
bag
win things. You see people-
90% of this server.
I love watching
That's just
people
a fact.
get better. I love watching them overcome. I love watching them like
Our guild is
go
40
through
something
some
now.
difficult thing and figure it
I'm
out
saying the
and
method
get
speaks for
through it.
itself.
And the feeling
I chose
of
to be here.
relief and of
And
just
we're about to get so we got so much secret lab technology coming out. We got YouTube videos with some
everybody
secret
cheering, and
technology.
they're like,
I gotta
yeah,
Scrap. Could you message Joker what I told you about the secret technology?
With
the enchant
Oh
scrolls?
yeah, yeah, because I missed some of that.
Yeah, because that's for future content. We wanna abuse our secret knowledge first before we give all that technology away.
He's saying a lot of people go AFK in Lunatra.
People don't know how this game works. Obviously,
I know.
No, I didn't.
So I'm watching America's
there's so this. If you look,
a handicap.
if you
There's consequences for making bad decisions.
there's consequences for making bad decisions in
There
this
are
game. Yes.
serious consequences for making bad
It's not
decisions.
just
I mean, it's a
showbiz
management
bullshit
type
selling
game.
something,
You have to
and
manage.
that's that feeling. That's
Yeah,
that you came from
care.
something that you never.
You don't,
It's a dream.
Discord
Mainly
link
combat,
expired?
For a lot of it, it's very
The
clunky.
human
I
spirit.
said it to
Yeah,
never
that's real.
expire.
It's not- people,
But
it's
you
so fun to
definitely-
be cynical for
you have
some
to
people.
manage
Shit
it.
on that, but some of my
I
favorites
used,
are
to,
in
I used to be more
You guys
cynical.
are weak.
Look who's
especially
up.
as a comic.
I've
when
been
you're
up.
struggling,
I've just been grinding on my
you
own.
wait
Whose
for things
ass
to
decided
like,
to
you
join?
know,
Oh.
we joke about the things, but, you know,
That's what I got.
If you were looking- If you were looking at guild chat, you would have seen that my CP and my level are just
Yeah.
going up.
Yes.
Real
Horrible
What I got out of a
and
drop
then
today,
3
bro.
minutes to get the fuck out of
What'd you
what
get
I
out of a
just
drop?
did. And that's going to continue because I can't not
Alright,
say
man.
stuff.
it is a part of being a person.
I mean,
who's
I need to see
who's a
proof
stand-up
where it didn't
comedian.
happen, though.
You know that there's a thing you're not supposed to say, and you're gonna say it. And if you do say it, you know I'm gonna laugh, and you're gonna say it, and I'm gonna laugh. We're gonna go, you motherfucker! I can't believe you said
Is
that.
it because, when do-
Right,
I asked
exactly.
this
That's
to many
and
comedian
that's why
friends
we're not
and people.
taking
When do
with
you
our
think-
gear or anything yet.
I mean, is it the teenager in us?
We're-
Is it that guy that's
just
being
we're
told,
we're
"Don't
playing
do this"?
slow, steady,
Is it
you know,
did you
and
lock in at 16?
snowballing
Do
as
you
we
feel?
go.
I
We're-
kind of feel
we're-
sometimes I locked
we're
in
making
at
sure
9
that our CP
because that was the world hadn't fallen apart for me. I didn't see what fuck.
I'm
how
taking all my
fucked up
guaranteed
everything
games.
was.
I mean,
The
you
rest
could go
of it can
deep
wait.
psychologically with it, but I think at the end of the day, we enjoy.
You're on. You
first
said you
of
started
all,
your purple arc,
when
Scrap.
comedians are around comedians is when that shit's the
Nightmare.
worst, right? That's when the most gallows
No,
humor.
it's
Oh, I try to
Devil instead.
outburst everybody
course.
just because, and that's
What's
how
up,
I-
Choco
Well,
Boss?
that's when you
why-
take those things out of context in quotes. That's when you're
Welcome
gonna
to
get
the
the
guild.
most in trouble. People
Right.
don't. It's gonna for a non-comic
call
to
me
understand
Mr. Root
some of the
and
horrible
collect
shit we'll say at
that
Cantor's
salute.
Deli at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, it's fun.
And be
I'm gonna have to re-up
laughing,
on some mono pots
like
and
dying,
pots.
falling under the table, and all
I
we're
gotta
trying to do
buy
is make
some
each
for
other
that
laugh.
quick.
It's not we're horrible, mean people secretly hoping everybody gets cancer. That's not what we're doing. We're saying inappropriate things because it's fun to do. Because I know you're a good guy, and I know you don't mean it. That's the only way it works.
It's letting air out of the pressure cooker.
Yeah.
It's stating, that's why people go, how could you do that? It's too soon. You don't do that joke. Sometimes you don't do that joke. I
Do
mean,
you know Brian Holtzman?
vaguely, yes.
Brian Holtzman is a legend for doing
Dead.
material way too soon that only makes comics laugh, but he'll do it on stage. I remember Susan Smith, she's a lady who drowned her
Translate,
children,
dog.
and at first she said someone stole the car.
Right,
something
Game
like that,
trying
you know.
to game trying to dig
Brian
me out of some
Holtzman's on
XP.
stage the week that happened, and he goes, I heard those were bad kids.
It's
He goes,
Hyper
"I heard
Universe
they
all
said
over
that."
again.
Goes,
But
oh my
Abyss.
God.
Yeah, it's the whole they had it coming thing.
Exactly. We were fucking crying. We couldn't believe. And you know,
I don't
people
even know
would
what the
say,
Abyss is
"Oh,
yet."
these
fuck, I'm gonna go get my Raise.
what is
I'm gonna
the
go get my
Abyss?
Raise energy drink powder
just want
and mix it with
clean
water.
comedy. It's
Get my energy drink on, guys.
It's hard to explain.
Also the
why-
thing is,
why
I
did
have
they
an
do that?
influencer partnership with them, so I have to fucking. I'm not trying to get banned like what's his name, but I am gonna go get some Raise energy drink. TM hashtag trade that shit. You know what I'm saying?
man.
I expect that he's gonna turn to me and say something fucked
He
up.
wants to be the first person to say it. And I go, Jeff, no.
It's wrong.
What the
But
heck?
I-
So I
I'm-
need
I'm
to I need
saying
to be
no
doing
with love.
these Abyss? Is that what you're saying?
Of course.
Kenneth and I actually,
Once
I'm gonna
you're
date
high enough to
myself.
do them, don't go in there if you're not ready for them.
Married. That's
Dying
what I
is
should do.
penalized.
No, that's the one time. But I know as I'm saying them, but I still say them.
Don't just rush to it
It's a
because
dad
you
joke
can,
thing.
because you're at the level to get
Bill
in.
Burr
You're-
said he was a
If you don't got the
kid.
gear and the ease to get in there and one-shot everything, I wouldn't
I
even
had like a
go in
super
there.
low.
Me, you know what your act is, Saget? Said your act is all the lines
Alright,
you
no.
say
I don't even know
on
what I'm
phone.
doing.
You just say
Do I just go
That's what your act is. And I went,
in here and kill shit or
"What do you
what?
say?" And then he pummeled me for 20
Yeah, what
minutes,
this is
and I fucking loved it. And then I attacked him for like 10 minutes.
About.
But he's one of the best people.
He's one of my favorite people.
He's
ever.
one of my favorite people on the
Yeah.
earth. He went to my wedding.
I'm like one-shotting everything because
Oh,
this is a
fuck.
low level.
I had 9 stories to start, but that's why I'm so happy.
Might
to
be
do it.
completing
Thank
the quest doing
My
it, though.
pleasure. Thank you.
I haven't talked to anybody.
I know you've been stuck, right?
Well, I had a Zoom last night, night before, with Norman Lear and a bunch of musicians.
Yeah, I'm not even a man
friends.
of
Oh wow.
And we talk about the world,
But
and we talk about
I'm in a
what
bad
the fuck
auto
are we
run
gonna
spot.
do, and it's just interesting. And we used to. We would do it in person. We'd all sing songs for 4 or 5 hours into the night and have different friends show up. Stamos came, John Mayer came, Dave Koz always comes to it. It'd be music. You play, right?
No.
I thought you were a musician,
No. Zero musical talent.
but you
Zero.
love.
I love music. Love it. Yeah. But one of the things I love about music is I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to. I mean, I love. I
You
can
have like a
just enjoy
limited
it.
amount of time.
You should start a band though, just for the
People that
fuck of
know
it.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate
Just get like 3 people that
freaking
can
tab targeting.
No.
Why is it that?
But I
trying to
do,
target something behind
I do
me.
love music. I love it.
Trash.
One of the,
That's what I
one of the
said,
things
it
I
doesn't
love
work.
about it
Manuals
is the fact that I have
suck.
no skin in the game.
That's what I
You
told you.
know, it's like I love
You
comedy.
were over there
I
trying to
do
make
it.
excuses
You
for it. I
know,
was like,
see,
It
when I see
launches
someone
your
make a great
horse.
bit, I'm just like, God, I wish I were.
Why you're
right.
trying to
You know what I mean?
combat?
I don't get jealous, but I go like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or I'll
Manual's
see
pretty
it
bad.
and go, wait, I did that 20 years ago.
Well, there's always that, right? There's always parallel thinking. But the other thing that gets me is like if I see someone really kill, I want to go home and write. It's like I get inspired to create.
I gotta go
Yeah,
back to that
music
zone before
just
this
makes me
so I
happy.
can get the teleport to
Like,
Mr.
I've
Dinkus
had,
down.
like my friends Honey coming here and playing. Gary Clark Jr.'s been in here, and
Wow.
Everlast has played in here. Like I've had a bunch of people play music in here. And there's something about watching someone do something that you have
This
zero
zone will be a
talent in.
pain
It's
to
really
farm out.
special.
It's
Well,
like
I
everything
think comics really
goes
do.
up so slow.
Want to be a musician. We
I think
worship.
everything in here is correct.
Some,
One
yeah,
level
some.
per kill doesn't
I mean,
seem like a
yeah,
problem
not all
with
of them, obviously.
the amount of enemies
Yeah,
in
I
here,
never had any desire
with the
to be a
exception of the
musician, all
bosses.
zero.
That should probably
Bill
be
Burr
fine.
plays the drums.
Oh, he's good.
Son of a gun. Well, I was gonna say something about him.
Hello, black
Now,
lip
you
bastards?
stayed on topic, I think. He came to my wedding, and then he had
What's is that guy still in your chat,
does
Joker?
The, gig,
The 100K guy, Danny?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Um,
and he comes back.
Did he start a guild already?
An outfit, like a pink jacket, he
I
left
imagine he
away,
would have.
and is such a good friend. He came back again because he was so.
Oh
happy
yeah, he's telling me this low level
what
one
the fuck else
doesn't
would
give really anything.
than my wife.
Just
Um,
kind of like,
he's just,
hey, this is an
I was
introduction
there
to what you're supposed to
in
do.
Philly
Plus, there's a fuck ton of people.
in Camden at the Tweeter Center it was called. Where we
How'd
were on
you
the
get in
opening
there?
Anthony virus tour. So it was Tracy
click on
Morgan,
it and,
myself, Louis
what's it
C.K.
called?
Is that the one where Dom Herrera got
click on,
tackled and he went on and
whatever they're called.
he literally attacked the
Oh, you're in the abyss.
made Bill Burr a legend.
That was when.
I need to do
Bill-
some abyss
I was
grinding
He said you
anyway.
get a
standing there.
hella
I was
penalty if you
standing
die
there.
in here.
I was
So
under the
don't
fucking
die.
monitor.
Yeah.
Right through the curtain that I was going to come out. I had the sweet spot. You know, Bob will do like 25 minutes in the middle because I'm.
He said he's in one.
So and they put me there, and
level
it was a sweet
7
spot.
or something.
You take a lot of.
What's the name of the guild?
Okay, so
You know, in Jersey.
so
And Bill, I'd known him, but I'd known him.
he's talking about
through
he's in an
clubs,
abyss.
but he got out there, and they were.
So I guess
beating
you
him.
level up in here,
And
like
he's so
Yeah.
fucking
the
awesome.
longer, as
The
long as you
way
get your
he's made.
achievement done or whatever.
That whole fucking
Quest.
Boston brilliance, and he just started to pummel.
It's a
them
grind
back
area.
and said the
In
worst
Path of
things
Exile,
you
it'd be
could
similar
say,
to
very
a
inappropriate
spot
thing you
like
could possibly say, calling
Dry Lake.
cheese sticks and the Sixers and just you know the thing you
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
it.
I've seen it.
And I watched.
It's
it,
similar to the place where I'm at right now.
And I was-
I'm grinding here so I can grind a higher level abyss.
Exactly. It's 15
And I need a
minutes,
party
yeah.
for my
And
abyss
at the
because
end,
that abyss
the
is like a
boos were as
70k.
loud as the
So I need to
cheers.
get
I think he
scrapped.
got a standing ovation.
Where you
He
at
was
on your
sick. Comes
historic
out stage
quest?
like a fighter. He's all sweaty.
Crab don't believe
Shit,
it.
was
Is
fucking
Scrap gone
awesome.
still?
What the fuck was that? I went, Bill,
Ugh.
that was great. Are you kidding? That was fucking amazing.
No,
I've
he
never.
killed. He killed.
And then he still didn't believe me. And then I said, "You're gonna remember this. This is gonna. You don't know what
Crab was
just
saying
happened.
he didn't want to be in
If
the
there's a
same
tape of
guild
this.
as you
This
because
is gonna change. You don't even know." And I bring it up to him, and he's like, he doesn't want to talk about it, but it was a defining moment.
Need to unlock
for his
Nightmare?
Everything.
Yeah,
And
no,
Knights, too.
he's that guy that can just take a moment and rant on things. Like he knows how to rant better than anybody I know. In terms of like in the moment, pick things apart and piece them. Like that's what his podcast is. One of the
yeah,
brilliant
yeah,
things
this
about
one
his
is
podcast,
definitely
he does
meh,
it
but
2 times
I'll
a
just go
week.
ahead
It's
and,
just him.
Yeah.
It's
it was only
just
1,000
him
gold.
ranting, which is crazy that he's got that sort of muscle that he can just
Low
rant on
risk.
things by himself.
Low reward,
Just starts reading
whatever.
things and getting pissed
I'll
off
take it.
about this. You know what? Here's what the fucking problem is. And then he just
Very low value,
off.
but
And what's amazing is he knows what you
Yeah,
know,
for now,
what I know. That he's not alone. He's talking to
Yes.
all of it. So
well, he's ranting to people that love him, and he knows they love him. He's comfortable.
and he loves people.
Yeah.
He's one of the.
oh,
He wants to put us in the body bag, trying to put us in the body bag.
so there's research to be done in here too.
Try to put us in the body bag. He want to put us in the body bag. The low level one? You might have to do that.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to talk about a new MMORPG called V4. 1 week ago, next Sunday released a video on YouTube where they
You
teased
try to
the
put us in the
gameplay of
body
V4,
bag. You want to
and they
put
showed
us in the
a
body
cinematic trailer
bag.
on about 25 seconds. Everyone was like, what is this? What is going on? What are they actually teasing? But today, they actually opened up their website showing a lot of things, and it's not like standard MMORPGs where they show like small
You're
things
too
over
strong now.
years or months. They
What
actually
is a man to
basically
do?
show us everything now that we need to know about this game. So V4 is a new MMORPG coming to mobile and PC. It's very important to notice it's both mobile and PC, so you can play hardcore this game on PC like other MMORPGs, and then when you're at home and you have to go to toilet or something like that, or you're work or something like that, you can always put it to your mobile and play V4. And of course, you will probably not be able to do such great PvP as on mobile and as you can do on PC.
Hello guys, welcome back to another V4 mobile gameplay video. In this video guys, I'm gonna test PvP and also some dungeon type, okay? And I'm gonna show us how we can activate PK, play game mode, okay? So PK mode. So as you can see right now, I have level 57, close to 58, and my CP, my power is
Alright, sounds good, bro. Yeah, I just ate myself.
I mean,
Well, I ate a burger, but.
free to play. 140.
Alright, so once I do this quest, am I done here?
135.
Or do I just stay in here until it kicks me out?
Now, let's.
I would stay until you kicked you out if there's shit to farm in there.
Some type of dungeon is called, guys, demons. Okay. So
you gotta get a certain amount of shit done.
Detect them, okay?
Get it done.
You have all the map that you unlock, and you can detect the different demons. And we have some are higher level, some are low level.
Well, I mean,
okay?
all I'm in here for now is, I guess, whatever XP it's giving me plus the
Okay, so you need this
get your research
bottom
done.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, bottom on. This ones you can get from quest, I think from hunting also. So this bottom on, you need to detect those demons. So let's use. You can use single use. See, just one. And we'll detect only one. We detected this one. So this one, as you can see, recommended CP 41,800. I'm gonna still give it a try.
How do you know how much
And
time
here
you
you
have?
see the rewards, experience you can gain.
I don't know.
Okay, so plus
Have you ever done any of this?
coins.
Nope.
Okay, this you can purchase some items from Penguin Exchange House. So definitely it's worth doing this.
I farmed out that
Okay,
area,
I'm gonna
that,
show you that picture also.
plains.
And this one
Dueling
is
plains.
the normal.
Yeah,
version.
last night,
This
then
is
I
the
came over
weekend
here,
version, so it's harder.
started a
and
few of the
let's
quests.
try more.
then set myself on auto farm
You can
to
use all of them. See, I got this
farm out one of the
stage
bosses.
one. They have different
And I
levels
left.
also. Let me see if I can get more.
Which zone are you in now? That you're farming?
Okay,
The forest.
let's try two more.
Eleanor
Wait.
Forest? Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Okay, got that
Yeah,
one.
it's slower, much slower
And this
grind.
one.
I'm thinking the
Yeah,
bosses
try this
spawn a lot faster in this
Okay, let's go for
one
this.
though, and because of that,
So you just start.
they
After
give
you detect, you
one
you press
one
start,
per one monster per thing. I'm not sure though.
and it's a dungeon, solo dungeon. See, this is how it looks. It's a map where you have a wave of monsters and then a mini boss or a boss at the end. Now I have to eliminate 7 more demons. And my worker, I'm gonna dispatch. You can
They
dispatch
definitely
your
seem
workers.
slower
I suggest to do
for
that
the bosses.
every day
Yeah,
because you get resources, materials, and so on.
It seems like they spawn faster though, because I killed
Oh.
like 16 of that frog
Uh,
when the time I was
What do you
AFK,
think
and
about
that would mean that I would have had to been
Uh,
gone for
the combat?
8 hours.
Actually, I enjoy the combat now
that's
more.
iffy.
The skills, I have more skills. They activate faster. You can increase the attack speed, and they look cooler now.
Maybe they're on a
So the
15-minute
speed,
timer
You have
or
also linking skills.
a 5-minute
Now I
timer.
activated the link. And this is the mini boss stage. See? At the end. And it was pretty easy.
That's funny,
And these are the
You know,
rewards.
that people are AFK in that zone.
Nice. I'm gonna try the
Where
higher
you
difficulty one. The
kill.
41,000 to see if I can do it. And then we're gonna go for some PvP. I'm gonna show you
What
how
happens
to
is
activate.
People don't pay attention.
Oh my goodness.
What now?
Did you hear this? Blizz is literally going going to put RNG on damage.
Huh?
Yeah, I know. So sometimes you'll do more damage, and sometimes you'll do less damage, and it's a 5% difference.
Alright, but wasn't this always a thing?
No, it went away during the Legion, and now it's coming back. You haven't noticed?
No, I don't think this is something that I would notice until you pointed it out.
That's okay, you're slow. This is how it works. If I normally do 100 damage, I might do 105 damage.
In here and
or
hold
I
the
might
fucking
do 95
goddamn
damage.
blast.
Alright, so what if you crit?
Oh no, he's gone insane!
Yeah, dude, you have a 5% chance to crit baseline.
The
and
fat
it's
guy
always been
gangler's
there,
gonna
and
get us!
That's a much bigger difference, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how are these pluses and minuses gonna be a big deal even over just a short period of time?
It's a waste of dev time, you Blizzard chill.
Uh-huh. Hey, it's Soul, and welcome back to another episode of Warcraft Weekly, the show about a game that I just recently learned is about random numbers. The Shadowlands hype train is picking up steam, and I'd be a little bit more excited if it wasn't for the lag on the beta servers. But this week, we have a new build and raid testing and stuff to show and bitch about. But first, a quick shout out to the Brutosaur party over on Twitch and to our valued patrons, as well as our newcomer, Jen. She is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. The other day, Blizzard posted an article to specify what is going away in the Shadowlands pre-patch and what else is going away when the Shadowlands expansion launches. So let's run through that. On the day of the pre-patch, and I want you to imagine, like, the day that you log in, however many months from now, corruption is going to be entirely gone. Done. You are left numb, but grief-stricken. The fathomless power of the void that coursed through your veins ripped away like a flame beast. All that remains is a living corpse, or to be more accurate, just some great
certain games like I wasn't about to play this game, right? But the last time I spoke,
just as jarring though
is
going to be your
we started
level
BDO
and your
together.
item level and your stats taking a total dive thanks to a game-wide switch. Have faith that the next couple of
my
weeks
friend,
after that are going to be really
Davinium.
awkward, but you will still have
he and I
your
played
Heart of
arcades
Azeroth
together,
and essences to keep you warm.
and we
at
had a
night.
blast
So,
when we were playing
savor
arcades.
it. More familiar shifts are going to happen. The PvP season is going to end.
We were
and
in,
the fun and cutting edge will go away.
But he's on
Achievements and
he's on
reward for
Heavy One.
completing the Mythic Plus season,
Yeah, he's on
that is nailing
I've been
15
talking to.
on
He's
time
got
in every dungeon
level 66
will also
tonight
go
with
away. Mad World,
14
and the
KCP.
Faceless One title, which is earned from 8.3's best content,
Wonder if
basking
you
the
can
horrific
transfer
visions
over.
of Orgrimmar and Stormwind will also go away.
Nah, he won't. I don't even know if that's an option.
Gather round, folks, and shout his name.
There's a way that we can work through servers and kind of play together.
It's gonna get scarce in the Shadowlands.
And they
so
provide us
get that
protection
gold as
from
fast as you
PKers
can.
on their server.
Yeah.
And we'll do the same if they come to our side.
Able to
Your
go run with
obsession
them
is going to be taken off of the
Yeah.
MSRP of 5 million gold
Here's some
and put onto
PvP.
the black market auction house.
But the
for
penalty
an
for us
unknown
going over
amount.
there and
A tip,
dying, we
if
lose
you're
our
trying
gear.
to get one after the
We have a chance to
pre-patch,
drop
if you're at the
our
black
gear.
market auction house and you happen to see someone bid above that
That's what I'm
5
saying. People,
million
this
mark,
game is deeper than people
send
think.
them a
Right now,
private
everything's all
message with
Gucci and
an
everything's
LO
candy
dash.
canes and
Buy
shit.
it back
After
from
the
the
Shadowlands
dealer.
launch,
It's just think about it. RO pre-war.
It's got so
Pre-first
many
war.
dimensions
Yeah.
for a freaking mobile game.
The AOTC
But it's
mounts,
not-
that
I mean,
quest that gets you the
you
uncorrupted
can't call it a
Voidwing
mobile. It's
will go away
next-gen mobile.
entirely. You'll also no longer be able to complete
It's a
the
PC
rank
game.
4
Fucking
essence
level.
obtained with
Well,
Mythic
it's
Plus
not even
activities,
mobile,
What's that?
and with that,
crossplay.
you're
Yeah, it's
getting
crossplay.
the rank 4 essence
Yeah,
achievement
yeah.
and title. And according to the blog
But it
post,
started out
your
as
Heart of
It's just
Azeroth,
next
your
gen,
traits and
MMO
essences
is
will
all it is.
deactivate
Right.
when you step into areas
But
or
it's
instances not
the-
introduced in the Battle
the
for Azeroth,
the
but
manual play
from some
needs
testing, it
desperate help.
might be more like if you step foot into
Yeah.
areas
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
instances introduced
Well,
after
to be honest,
Battle for
they're not
Azeroth,
they're not
because, you
designing
can
it
still
around
melt
manual.
boars outside
True.
Designing it
out
around
or
what-
You have
general
to,
with your
because
fireball
all
thing.
the other games are
But
manual,
your BFA
you have to
buttons
have that
and traits
aspect
are
in
going
it
to
for
be
now.
entirely
And,
disabled.
you know,
As soon as
slowly,
you start
Shadowlands
like
content and
if the
your
game
mech
lasts
will be
10 years,
nothing
over the
more
course of
than
10 years, it'll be
your
phased out. Like
most
people won't really
powerful
use
mech
it.
piece
But
until
for now, it's a
in-game
necessity.
content, which
Otherwise,
leads
you're
us
not
to
going to be
a
able to
brief
garner
but
that player base
familiar
from all the other
conversation.
games.
Right.
Why is Blizzard taking things
So,
away?
but
Why the FOMO? To which I would
it's
say that
because
according to
they're
Blizzard
trying to
philosophy,
introduce
it adds
manual
a
players
layer of
into how to manage
to
your
rewards
character.
earned during
Right.
its
Instead of
time.
play.
But you can do
Which
you
many
can
would
do
report
that. You
that,
can do
hey,
that.
that's not the point.
But you have
And
to
I
let them
would
play
respond,
manually too. So like, there's people who like I would
Right.
So
right.
few surprises.
I would prefer to
Question
manage
now
my
is
character. I already know how to do all that. I
is
used
the
to play
freaking
games like this
patch
way
and
back
the
in the day.
expansion.
And it's
While we're at
no
it,
different than Final
we can
Fantasy
guess.
Same.
seven
In fact, if we were
through
to make one
13.
shortly,
Right.
But
in so few words, it's
that being
uncertain.
said,
Ray testing has barely
I
started.
do like
class
manually
balancing
controlling
has
my
only
character. Like
sort of
for
begun,
PvP,
and big
you're probably
pieces
not going to
like
want to have this
soul
on
binds,
auto.
conduits, and
Yeah.
So you'd be like,
still
why
No,
do
not at all.
reiterated, which is
you
like
do that? Like, don't do that.
right? Time
And
for a
they
history lesson,
so what I would
folks.
recommend is
As a
having a
Ray Trace,
manual
the
mode,
first
having
progression
the
system
auto
for Battle
mode,
for
and
Azeroth
then having something that's
was
somewhat
put
in
into
between.
test 3 weeks
Right.
And then
before the
over
beta
time,
began,
Right now,
with virtually
Right
no
now-
interaction
right now that's what
between
they have. It's the
production
something
and
in
launch,
between.
leading to
Yeah, the
one
in between
band-aid
works fine,
system
but the
after
manual
another.
is complete trash.
Meanwhile, the system is being
But
juggled around
you
in
need
the
to add a
Shadowlands
manual
are
in that's
all being
decent,
built from
and
the
then
ground
work
up
on perfecting
at
the
the
in
same
between.
time, with plans to
Right.
expand on these as opposed to applying surprise band-aids. Soulbinds have been heavily data mined over the past couple months, but they haven't been available for testing until the start of the Shadowlands beta last week, which sounds
'Cause,
bad.
like, in
but in my
League,
opinion,
you
from a
have this,
development
right?
slash
But if you
tester
let
perspective,
League
Soulbinds are
do
easier
all
to
of your
mess with
auto
and
attacking
balance.
for you,
And let's
it's
put
not
aside the
optimal.
whole Covenant choice thing
If
for
you
just a second.
micromanage your auto attack,
We do
you'll
need
be
more of
stronger
these
than
conduit
someone who
things to
doesn't.
test. For example, paladins don't have any of these potent
Exactly, and you can
conduits
also
at all.
manage your
And there's
chain
whatever
combo
changes
from your
Blizzard
auto attack
wants
to go
make
off.
on how
Like,
to
even in this
slot them
game,
in
there's,
and out.
you know, if
To
you're
their credit,
grinding in a
they've given
spot, someone else is
themselves
grinding there,
wiggle room to make changes
micromanaging your
like this.
character,
So,
you're gonna
yay,
get more
look at
benefit
you.
because you'll be
Let's
able
get
to
back on track.
last hit the mob.
When
Right.
the expansion?
You wait
Precedent
for them to do
helps
what
us
they
get
do, and
closer
then
to
you
an
just
answer.
use a quick.
The Battle for Azeroth
Yeah,
beta
to
began
get
late
the quick
April
auto
of
attack.
2018
Just to
and
tap it.
lasted for about 2.5
Yeah,
months.
fine.
The pre-patch was mid-July, and 4 weeks
Yeah,
later,
that's why I
the
always
global
walk away,
launch
like,
of Battle for Azeroth.
That's how I
If
get
you
rid of
don't
bots.
consider the multiple
Out of my
concurrent
zone.
walking
If
away
I'm like,
catastrophes
all
that could prevent a
all the
repeat of
fucking
this
boss
pattern,
mobs
the
last night
pre-patch
because
for
of that. They're on
Shadowlands
auto,
will
and I'm just
likely
like,
be somewhere between
I'm gonna
early
save
to
my dash
mid-October.
move for that.
With the Shadowlands
Manipot
launch
dash
4
move,
weeks after
Fine.
the patch.
Manipot dash move,
But does
fine.
this
Manipot
fit?
dash move,
A
fine.
late
What I do
October
when
or early November
when there's a
release would
bot,
mean season
near a
1
bot,
of
one of the little
Shadowlands would begin
rares,
just before
I
Thanksgiving.
just
and despite a pandemic,
manually
we can
kill
count on
the
people
3
taking
that
time
are
off.
nearest, or
So that
however
would be,
many are nearest,
pretty
and it
catastrophic.
keeps the
Let's
bot
try a slightly
auto-pathing way
different
the hell
approach
out away
instead.
from.
The most effective start dates for season 1 of Shadowlands
Yeah, you can do
in
that too.
2020 would be the first
You just gotta
week of
clip
December,
their path,
with
basically.
Mythic starting the week after, where Limit can hold their world first victory party
Or,
over the next 2
you know,
weeks
if
before
there's a
Victory
high
Christmas.
density of
Yeah, I guess
mobs
I'm
and they
calm.
die faster,
From
just
here,
single tapping
we can
them,
piece together a
then you
timeline.
can actually
I'm
like run
estimating
with
that
the
we're going
bot
to get a 3-month
and
beta, which started in
tap
July.
everything in front of
That'll
it,
make
right?
it roughly
And the bot
1
see,
week
and
longer
just
than the
follow it
Battle
to
for
where you
Azeroth
want it to
beta.
go,
That means the
and then just leave
Shadowlands
it there, and then
pre-patch
you
will
can
drop
keep
on
everything
October
killed
13th.
behind it.
A pre-patch of
Basically,
4
you've broken
weeks,
its
just
path
like the
to
last
where you
expansion
back.
means that the launch of
There's
Shadowlands
all
is
kinds
on November 10th.
of ways to
So mark your calendars.
manipulate
With a
the
pencil.
auto path.
The schedule seems to
Keep it out
fit
of your
really
way.
snugly together based on past history. It covers everything, and it lines up with the typical holiday schedule. And in my opinion, this is the earliest launch schedule for Shadowlands now that the beta's begun. If it doesn't launch on the 10th of November, it
Hi,
can
Ogus,
still safely
95,
launch within
thank
the
you.
first 3 weeks of
Yeah,
December
we're
before the holiday break,
what
which
we're
would
doing
likely
is
make
we're
the beta a little bit
clearing
longer,
all the
and season 1 wouldn't
research
start until
in each
after the new
zone
year.
before we get
There
out.
are a
of
couple
those
small
zones.
things to consider.
Well,
Small
and
it
things
keeps,
like Cyberpunk
it keeps our
2077,
CP ahead
which
of our level
launches
curve.
on November 19th, while Sony and Microsoft is going to launch their next generation consoles before the end of the year, with some reports rumoring about that the new Xbox is going to release on November 12th. My money is where it's always been, a mid-November release, or November 10th to be exact, but a December launch window is just as viable. But how about you? Leave your predictions in a comment. There are a few visual goodies in this beta build, like there's a Sylvanas model and pets and other pretty
Everything's
stuff.
still dying in my auto
The
hit combo. I
standouts
don't
for me
see really
are
any
these
changes.
simple, plain-ass weapons. Simple, high resolution, very clean. This is something that I wanted, you know, clean and simplistic designs. Obviously, at some point, we long for the ornate or the outright ridiculous, but I just wanted to go over some basic models,
Not the
knowing
body
that I'm
bodegos,
going to
wait.
do, like some shirtless
got
Finn, angel person, something, and I don't know what weapon I'll use next. The tireless data miners over at Wildcat
And I
have
put
hinted
you
at this
in
a
a
few times,
body,
but I wanted
in
to
a
talk about
body
this today.
bag.
Conduit levels. It looks like currently on the beta, the
Blame your
existing
life.
conduits have
I
levels
blame
that increase their
lag.
potency, but we don't have a darn clue
If you
how
touch
it's
my
done.
mob,
I want to be
I'll
super
hit you
clear
with my
that since this was
wab.
data mined, we can't say with any certainty that this is going to be a thing. For all we know, these levels are something that's in the process of being scrubbed out, but they first wanted to get conduits into players' hands for some feedback. But I sat down for a little bit, I wanted to humor myself and think about just what these levels mean from a progression standpoint, but I couldn't shake this nagging feeling
Yo.
that this kind of, well,
You played a
sucks.
lot
I first thought
more
that
than I did.
maybe these conduits
How the
can
hell
be leveled
did
up
you get
by maybe
past
having
me
them
in
equipped
levels
and
as
doing
well?
content kind of
Who?
sort of like the days of
Where
Open
I left my character on
But then
auto
we
pass.
would
And you got
do
like
that somehow.
12. Yeah,
My
you get
character-
12
my character-
Oh, he just boosted. Damn, he boosted by you, bro.
Character got
He
7
way
levels
past
last night while I wasn't looking at it.
super suck having to farm the same.
Boy,
farm
he
week
boosted on
after
you.
week.
What?
I came back.
About
I left
stupid
at
conduit.
level
I eventually
43. I
thought
came back
that
at level
maybe
50.
these levels are a back-end system, something that we don't
Okay,
really see.
But how did you
and
get
it's
so
tied
much
directly
freaking
with
CP?
renown,
Like you're
like
12K
getting
ahead
a
of me.
certain level
I've
of renown
done
will
the
up the
other
potency
zone
of
to
all of your
completion.
conduits, whether you
What
have
other
them
zone?
already or you happen to
What-
obtain
the one
them
that
later.
you're
That seems to
still
be the
working
most
on.
friendly. Like in a roleplay sense,
Oh, okay.
it's like
I've got
further
all my
strengthening the
monsters
bond
done.
with your covenant and soul
So
binds.
you're
But I also
finished
wondered to
with
myself,
Delanor
if it's going
Forest.
to be that passive, why bother scaling them at all?
No,
Just give
I'm
them
still
to us
working on
with a
Delanor
flat
Forest.
value.
But I've
Please
got all my
feel free to
monsters
share
done in the
your
zones
thoughts
prior to this, except
and
for the bosses.
Doomsaying.
Yeah.
Speaking of
And
why
then
bother,
what I
Blizzard
did
announced
was
in
I
a
looked at
post
the
that
gear
they would restore this
that
random
dropped, and I
5%
combined
damage
pieces
variance
together
to
and filled out my
non-periodic spells in
collection
Shadowlands.
book as
Yeah,
well.
that you need to be
Something
doing that.
I
You need to be doing
didn't
that. That's
know
clutch.
was gone and probably would not have even noticed would return if
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's
for
clutch
this
because that's
post.
permanent
So
CP.
unlike something more
It's like really
noticeable
permanent
item
CP.
level scaling in the
It's the
Outdoor
same
world,
thing as the other
this
thing we
is
were doing.
probably
Yeah.
one time Blizzard
They're
did
both
not need to
collections.
share,
Yeah,
and this
One's
briefing
just
could have been
the other
a lot
like
shorter.
items, like
I'm merely going to describe how I think this works.
Yeah, but if you turn those things into potential,
When an
then
attack
you're making
or
the choice
ability
not to
fires
turn
off,
them into a
all sorts of
permanent
calculations
CP
take place.
increase
But
in
somewhere near
the
end
book.
of that calculation, maybe
Well,
at
you
the
get
very
more than
end, the
enough to
value
do
of
both.
this final attack
True.
can wander between this.
I just like to
5%
put it in the
value
item set
plus or minus
before I grind it to
2.5%,
dust.
or, you know, whatever of the final
Gotcha.
value. I think that's pretty much it. But apparently
I got
that's more
sequencing.
than what
so
some
many
people
drops
can
that
handle.
I
They
didn't
brought up
matter.
extreme scenarios
I got,
to drive
like,
this narrative
when I
that
farmed last
a
night, it
single
filled my
damage
bag.
My bag was
equivalent
full when.
equates to
Yeah,
a
my bag was
DPS
full.
variance.
Yeah, my bag was
That
full
is
too.
going
I didn't know you were supposed to
I
put the shit
got
together. I've
and
been
that
like,
there's no
I've been
apparent,
like
quote, benefit
burning
to
everything
players
into
by
I
reintroducing
increased
the
my bag
mechanic.
space to
Potential
help
that-
out with
You know, these are the moments
How did
that
you
would test my
increase your bag
resolve
space?
if it wasn't so.
By increasing your bag weight.
fun. It's funny because this sort
And
of
it,
speaks
no,
to what
there's a little
little
plus
there
in the
is
bottom.
to
You
actually
can increase your
critique
bag
about
weight if you can
Shadowlands,
look at the
even though
shop.
what
There's two
is
things you can
is
buy there
still
for a
actually
total of
very, very big. This call has relented a little bit, but there's still
520
a
red
real
coins.
grumbling
Then
among the
if you
critics
go
that this
into
change is
your
not
bag, there's a
needed.
plus
No
symbol
one
at the
asked
bottom.
for
If you
this.
click
It
that,
was
for
fine when it
20
was
red
gone, and
coins
it's a
each, you
waste
can
of dev
increase
time
by
to have made this
increase
change.
it a slot. So I increased
Don't
mine
worry.
to
I'm
200
still okay.
to make
You see
because
this
that's all I
guy
could
over
afford
here?
and make sure I had enough
It's blue.
left over
You see
for
those clouds,
my
how
level
they,
50
you know, they sort of move a little bit. Yeah.
developmental
No one
pack,
asked for that,
which
right?
is the last
I'm
pack
not
you
getting
need to buy,
anything out of it. How
with,
do
which is
players
1,500 red
It
coins.
sounds pretty stupid to argue about that,
Alright.
right? Yeah. You
So
see that
yeah,
little
so I've been making
animal
mistakes
thing with
because
particles, it's glowing. Yeah.
I don't
What's the
know.
point of it glowing?
Like I haven't been
Cares?
getting enough
You know
with
what?
red coins.
I think I know how to
the
manage
red
the
gems.
developers better. So, the person who engineered this, no, forget it. They need to do something useful, like make a badass weapon with blood dripping and flames that.
Well, I had to
that
buy
bleed
red
more blood,
gems.
right? Or balance the game.
That's what I bought
Today's
instead of
gamers
buying
apparently
the
have the clout to tell game developers
the
and
pack
designers
that
how to,
had that
in
metal
so
block
few
with
words,
the pets in it.
set the
They're
light,
RNG.
the
I
look,
bought
Yeah, so how much
feel,
have you
the
spent so
minor,
far?
non-impact details that give
I
a little bit
I
more
just
life
grabbed
and
the
personality into their games.
$59.99
Motivated
of the Red
critics will
Gym,
use any wedge that uses a
which got me
thread
the
of logic to push
thingamajig,
their
so I was
agenda.
really, I was also
The comments below
That's all
will
you
likely
need. After
prove
you get that, you'll have
So
enough.
go forth, brave adventurers.
No, what I'm
flame.
at.
The internet.
How much
has
Oh,
only made it
also
more
make sure you
obvious
go
that
and buy.
we're in the
Make sure
middle
you
of
go
a
and
culture
buy
that
the
wants to manipulate the life,
there's
the
some
story, the movie, the game, while it's in
imprint
development,
stones
to their
and
design. Because
some
if this new land, rich with
scratchers,
lore,
like
and
pet
exploration,
mouth scratchers
world
for
building
99
isn't to
cents.
their
to buy those.
specifications,
And for you can buy them for gold, in-game
why
gold.
play it? Which makes
Yeah,
me
I
wonder
bought 'em
if those
with the
critics
in-game
who are
gold already.
otherwise respectable players and fans of the game.
Well,
and all of
yeah,
us
but
are
there's
passionate about
no. What I meant is,
if
if you
they
look in the
want to
shop,
play the game that
there's
Blizzard makes,
something
or
that
do they
says
want to
best
play
for
the
new
game
players,
that they
and
make?
it's
Because
99
maybe
cents. There's two things that are
they're on the
99
wrong
cents.
side
that
of the
you should buy.
business. At the risk of alienating some, or many of you, to
200
ask you all
different
from
stones
your
is worth it.
observations, from
Alright.
your toilets, have we gotten soft? Are we too used to complaining? Are we so bored, stuck in our homes with so little to talk about that we're just left to
For 99 cents?
Because I do believe
Yeah.
in feedback to improve
That
the feel
is
of the game.
solid value,
Heck,
though.
I've said just earlier this week that I prefer fewer
200
and
imprint
easier to
stones each, so
understand
400
procs and
total.
bonuses, so that one,
You're evading my
determining
question.
a gear upgrade doesn't have to be sin,
What'd you say?
and two, to give more
Your
credit
volume
to
is
our
like
creators,
around
so far.
rather
So I
than
don't know
the
what
random
your
lightning
volume.
hammers that we shoot out of our eyes.
Hold on,
Which
I have to
is
pause
in
my
fact
stream.
I
the
can't hear
same argument
jack
as
shit of
this
what you're
whole
saying,
5%
man. Either you
thing,
move
but
your mic
I think
far
the
away.
Twilight Devastation prog gives a much
How
more
how big
noticeable
you
impact.
PP? That's what he's asking.
It's just a little bit of texture.
How much have you spent
It's a
so
little bit of
far?
flavor. We've
Total
celebrated
spendage.
Fire. We praised
140,
Blizzard
I
for
think,
creating
or
a whole
whatever
cutscene
the
for
third.
those who possessed the corrupted
Let
Ashbringer.
me check.
One class, one spec. Okay, they didn't have specs at the time, but you know what I mean. We have hundreds of mounts that do all the same thing, but you know, we have one that does it all better. We have all sorts of things in WoW that don't contribute directly to gameplay,
yeah,
but do
see, I'm not doing all
contribute
that.
directly to its presentation. I think we can accept the notion that Blizzard crafted for us.
I
and
got the
themselves, but more for us. An
49.
MMORPG and
I'm up
not
at
merely
the 149 range,
a
but you don't have to go
performance
there to get the
I made a
things that I
few
got. I
assertions
got
that Shadowlands
what
will
I did
introduce
with that
RPG
was I
elements
bought
to challenge us, like
a
difficult,
couple of things that are
meaningful
best
choices that will
in
take us
slot
down
value
separate
after I did the
and
math
hopefully parallel
that you
paths.
don't
This
necessarily
5%
need,
though,
but are
it is
somewhat
not
helpful,
one of
which
those challenging things. Please, folks, turn
These are the
around,
things that you'll
go back
skip.
to the choice debate, and
be fine.
believe me, we will see each other soon.
let's see, where are
Critics are telling Blizzard that they shouldn't waste dev time on something like this, which is already done.
I got
They're
the
just telling us about
weekly
this.
stone
Can
pack
you see how I find it
for the gems
ironic
and the imprint
seeing
stones.
critics'
That's
energy
not
being wasted
necessary.
here? I mean,
So that
it's
was
double
$9
ironic
there.
because I've been
I got the
carrying on about this. Yeah,
weekly soulstone
that's
pack,
the show.
also
Next
not
week is going
necessary.
to be
and
my
I would
last week on
argue
this
not worth
stage
at
for
all.
a while, I
So that's
think.
20
I'm going to be
you don't-
doing
you
house
shouldn't
sitting
spend.
duties once again, but that shouldn't affect
But
a
for what I
darn
needed,
thing,
it worked
hopefully.
out.
Beta has been pretty unstable over the past couple weeks, and a lot of stuff is still a struggle to test, namely the Queen's Conservatory. I'm really
And then I
eager
bought the
to
other
find
thing
out
I
what
bought that was
farming
30
in
bucks,
Shadowlands
which
is
I
gonna
would
be like
recommend
after
is the
features
starter
like
pack.
Taylor's
You
Farm,
can only buy it once
Garrison,
in your
and such.
account,
Of course, I'm
but
going to be
it
working
gives
on
you
Torghast Survival videos, and I hope to
1,191
have more of that
gems,
soon. But in the
red
meantime,
gems,
thank you so
Mighty
much for
Gear
coming.
5,
I really appreciate it so much.
Mighty
that
Gear
you made it to the
accessories
end.
4.
So, if you haven't already, please like the
Starter pack.
video if you enjoyed
Wait.
yourself. Don't forget to follow me over on Twitter. Watch me over
There's
on
something else
Twitch.
I bought. No, that's
Read
not the
Sword
thing I'm
Action, of
talking
course,
about.
and
I bought
subscribe to this channel for
under
all
launch
this
specials.
and all
It's the same
things more.
price or
We'll see you
similar
next
price.
week. Until then,
Yeah,
stay
same
safe,
price.
stay
Under launch
healthy,
specials,
and stay
there's a box under there for $29. That's 1,190 red gems and 1,000 imprint stones. That is pretty good value, so I got that one too. And then I also got.
Do you need help, Scrapped?
You already have that. You
No,
already
no,
have
no,
that.
no. I'm.
But those are the things. Whatever you
No.
do not
Okay.
buy the Evelyn gift pack. It's zero value.
Hey everyone, and
I
welcome back to the
avoided that
Warcraft
one,
news.
like,
There
completely.
really is something for everyone this
There's
week.
no-
We've got some
there's no
sexy
red
new
gems,
armor
so
to
it's
show off.
all
We've got the
RNG.
curious
Yeah, it's
inclusion
pure
of
RNG.
the Scarlets in a bit of an odd
For
place.
gamblers.
And Blizzard are kicking up a bit of a stir
Exactly,
with
it's for
damage
gamblers.
variants.
For that
so
same
slipping
price-
in a bit of
For
RNG
that same
from
price,
the
you can
past
turn that into
the
red
game
gems
now,
and get
which
like,
has got
guarantees.
some split opinions. There's then new conduit
get
developments and
guarantees.
even more Elune lore that I think will be quite interesting indeed. Now, there's only a few days left in this month, so if you're interested in getting this month's Patreon loot
But you
from us,
definitely do need
then,
to buy
well,
a little bit of
now's
red
the time.
gems
Oh yeah,
because
there's
you
also a
need to
sticker
get,
I really
like
should
cap.
just spend
So it's a chunky
$9.99.
month. Number one,
You
the
need
Warlock
Tapest's Growth
class
Chest
pin.
too, so that you
Second,
can have,
the Tiernan
I
Oak
don't wanna
special.
spend
So if you want some
$200 though.
Irish
The,
lore, and that's
rare
the same lore
chest
from our country that actually
chest.
inspired Ardenweald, things like the Winter Queen are kind of
I won't
from
be able
us.
to eat
And
next
it
week.
can
Then
do
you might like that. Now, of
1,500
course, I mean,
different
come on,
things.
you like some rat shit
I
and
need your your
And,
help,
you know,
stream.
sort of junkyard establishment
Donate, buy my
and
stuff.
up around your desk as well. So that's what's up this month. Thank you for all your support. That helps us out immensely, and we are almost.
Oh,
on
we
the
should
cusp
start
of
forming
launching a
AFK
new job
parties,
role.
too.
That's possible because of things like this, and the big
I don't
goal there
think
is
there's any
to
value in
bring
that.
you more content more consistently. And go
You don't think so?
absolutely
Where
bloody
if we
insane
go
on
and we're all
the
gonna
launch
farm,
of Shadowlands, which will be pretty hype. So, thanks for all your support.
Unless-
And with that said,
unless we
let's get into the
farm in a
news.
similar
All right, we'll
area,
start
but
off
make
light
sure
with
that
some
we're
sexy new
spread out
armor.
far
Okay,
apart,
previous builds introduced the
but
legendary
within the
Maw armor
range
set
to
that
share
you've seen,
EXP,
right? Now,
Right.
this basically is the legendary
drops
set. I
don't
believe
share
that
unless
each
you
one
tag
of
them
those
out.
Right.
pieces is
So-
like
But that's what I'm saying.
legendary
This is
to
more
make
for like
game
if
for.
if Scrap got to
Basically,
my
you
area,
make one, I
right?
think it's about every 2 weeks. And what that
I
means is that
these
slowly
these
you build out your
like
character's
basically if I
legendaries,
were gonna
you
go
build
down
this
to where
cool
Scrapped
new
is,
legendary set that's got,
I
like,
might
it's
want
got
to
the
have
ICC,
Scrapped's
a whole
character
bunch of
around
stuff
in my
sort of
party
put into
to help
it.
my
It looks
character
great.
because
So it's
I
nice
can
to see
kind
the
of take
little
damage
map
from
that
those
we've got, the
guys
two-handed
if I'm
sword
not
down
looking.
behind as well. I'm not 100% sure where that will come from, but because of that, I do
You
presume
can't do
there
that
will be
if
other
you're AFK
weapons
for
that will
long
go
periods of
along
time.
with
That's
this
something you
Maw
do while
set.
you're online.
Certainly, very
Party
nice to see.
party
I
play,
really like
you
how
would have
this
to do in an
expansion
area like
you'll
I
be
said
trying to get your
that
Covenant
you
set,
are
your
somewhat
Covenant set's tints,
far
your
apart,
back
but
armor, and
you can
then you'll have,
already
you know,
take
for
those
each
mobs.
armor
If you're
type,
not,
so
you
maybe
don't
you've
know
got
if
a few
his
characters
auto-pathing
with
your
two different
auto-pathing
armor
are
types,
going to go
you'll
to
be
the
working
same
away
mob. The
on
moment
this
That's
as
true.
well.
up, you
And for
die.
me, that just
That's
brings
true.
back
So
what I
you can't-
mentioned in my reasons why I'm
can't
hyped
do
for
that.
Shadowlands
So
video. That sort of
have to
thing
do
where
it,
across
and
multiple
you
worlds,
only wanna-
you kind of just have
you only
nice
wanna
little things to
AFK
work
into a
towards. I
zone
think
that's
this is
calm.
another example of that, and that's
That way you
something that'll
can't
be
be
really good for the health
True.
of the game. Then next we've got some armor that probably is going to be easier to get, so this
I'm
stuff is
guessing
all
the best place
labeled
to do it
new
is
player,
maybe the
which makes
forest,
one
because
presume
the,
that it's from Exile's Reach, the new player
monsters
zone in Shadowlands. Now, all of these
research
new items
points
are pretty cool, and they're inspired by
plentiful.
low-level items from vanilla, like the
I
one-handed
only
axe
got- I-
is
I
the Dead
did
Mind's Cleaver,
last
the
night I
one-handed
got
sword is the decapitating
1,000
sword,
of
or
the
blood-cursed
frog
Fellblade. You've got
So that
shields,
was
right?
fun,
There's the Alliance shield,
overnight
but there's
is how I
actually
got
some
it done.
other
Doing it
interesting ones
during the
because,
day,
well,
yeah.
for Lordaeron, there's a Scarlet Crusade one, or a Scarlet well, I guess Scarlet Brotherhood one, if we're going to go with the most recent lore. You should check out the video we did in the Scarlet Brotherhood.
But that's the thing. It's like even though
pamphlet,
it's an autoplay game, you don't really want to just AFK.
You only wanna
wonder if
AFK
that even
in a
ties
zone
into
you
that, like
beat.
those guys
Right.
existing maybe. And then there's also one for the Silver Hand. So pretty cool with these new shields. A little bit of me is thinking, oh, does this hint?
This
a
gives
little
me a
bit more
different
development in
sort of
Lordaeron at
way,
some
way of
point?
looking at auto.
Maybe in
Because
the future,
I
that's
understand
something
people like
Blizzard will
you don't
ever touch
play an
again.
auto
I'm
battler.
not quite
It's like,
sure. I can
you
definitely say one
manage
thing,
it
like,
though.
between the passion internally in our team
fucking
and what I see
go
from
AFK
your
in
comments
a
and your
high-level
reviews,
zone.
people really would like to see something go on with Lordaeron, with those classic factions like the Scarlet. So certainly, I'd be interested to see if this is Blizz maybe hinting at that. All right, next, the drama topic of the day, because, come on, it's a week of Warcraft news. There's got to be a bit of drama. It's
If you
just
don't have
how
the
it goes.
CP to AFK
Okay,
in
spell variance
a
is being
zone that's gonna get
reintroduced
you any
into the
value,
game, and it
it'd
will
be best to
impact
set
most
yourself on
non-periodic
AFK,
abilities. Right now, it is
gathering.
5%
Yeah.
variance. So whenever you do a spell, whatever
You
damage
stick it
number
somewhere.
comes out, it will vary by 5%. Now, I don't know if that means, you know, sort of plus or minus 2.5% from sort of like a base damage, or if it's plus or minus 5. I believe it's the smaller one. But basically, yeah, you've got this 5% variance in the output of your spells. Now, you might be thinking, what? Is this more RNG? And, I mean, literally it is, but it's also something you will have had, really, for almost the entire life of the game. See, the way things used to work is that
People are talking
your
about making
spells
ults
result
already.
in
I'm like,
damage. One of the
okay.
variables used for that
That
was the
seems
range of weapon damage. I
like
don't mean
something
range
you
of your
wanna
weapon, I mean
do.
the range of damage that it could do. So, you know, a weapon would
And I'm
do
not gonna
between
stop you.
sort of X and Y damage, and then it would have an average sort of value.
I mean,
Right, that's
and
kind of how that would work.
the
Now, what
research
happened
and,
is that they basically simplified
stuff like
loads
that
of different
here,
equations to work all of that stuff out. in
Oh,
the
if
EFA.
it were,
And
that's
instead
different.
of
You're right.
using the sort of
But it
range
doesn't
of,
seem like
the
it
range
the
of
way
damage
these
your
guys
weapon
are
could do, they instead use the DPS
guessing you'd
value
have
of your
shared
weapon.
storage.
Now, of course, the DPS value.
Yeah, that's
is
what
a
people are
single
using it
number.
for
It's
is the
averaged out, right?
storage.
And that means that yeah, if all of your
Share the-
conditions
your
were the
storage
same,
you shared.
you know, you'd get like the
basically
same
shared
number
research then,
out
I guess.
every time. Now,
But you'd
Blizzard
have to be
said that
transferring the
they've
research
introduced
to
this
the
back into the
character.
game to add in a
Your
little bit
research
of
is
texture.
stored here,
Basically, it
so you
seems like so
transfer
you
your
don't see
hero
the
over to
same
that
number a whole
Yeah.
bunch of times in a row whenever you're doing some damage. bit weird.
But that means
I
making
mean,
an alt
I-
is
I don't think
easier
I'd notice
the
this
higher
much,
you
to be
do with your
completely
main.
honest with you, and I really don't think it would
Either
impact
way.
any of my gameplay. That said, in the more top end of things, I think there is a bit of dissatisfaction there. I'd certainly say it's a situation where, are we really gaining that much from this? No. Are we sort of losing anything? Well, I suppose maybe. There is a I mean, it's not just a perception, it is a thing.
Oh my
where
God, these people are
the-
rolling their gear up to
just the-
plus
the
12.
RNG
What a bunch of
in what
maniacs.
your character actually puts
They're
out
rolling
that's
their
totally
plus
disconnected from what
plus
you're
they're
doing with your
rolling their
fingers on the
purple
keyboard is a
gear,
bit insane
their
some
Brelin
days. So I
armor
think that this is maybe
up to
just
plus
even a bit more
12.
of a straw that's
What a
breaking
bunch
the
of
camel's
bull
back when you've got
motherfuckers.
all of these players
I don't
who
think the
are,
gear
you know,
blows
they're
up.
really wanting to do
Yeah.
well in their characters, and they want to shine
Yeah.
maybe as compared to another person playing their same class and spec.
You sure about
It
that?
gets a bit frustrating for them when
Because it says if the
because
enchant, it says if the
fluctuates
enchantment
or
fails,
because of
then I
just
lose.
lots of random
It
prop
says you
trinkets
lose
and things like
the
that
item.
going on.
It
Just
doesn't
the
say
sort
anything
of
about losing
outputs
the
of
item
their
you get
actions
initially.
vary
And I found a post
wildly from
in
you know from
concerning
parse to parse.
Soulstone
So I think
that
certainly
says
if all of
you-
those things are going
that
like
your
going to still
Soulstone remains
exist
the
and
same
be
if you
sort
lose
of
the,
annoying. I mean personally I'm not a
enchantment
super high end player at all, but I
Okay.
still
Okay.
find it really annoying that
I got
yeah,
the,
my
I
opener I can do
assume
at the
it's the
same
same
time,
for all the other
you know,
pieces
the
as
exact
well.
same way, 5
Yeah,
different
the
times, you get
$20
5
thing and the
completely
$2.99
different
cents
results.
thing.
Sometimes that is a bit frustrating because it's like, well,
That's
I
the
don't know,
maximum
did I just
value
get
you're gonna
lucky
get,
but not play that well? You sort of don't really
Everything else
know
after
when you're
that
really
is
trying to sort of best yourself
bigger.
there.
I posted
So
it in the
this is
link.
basically something that I
Metal.
don't think is
You
going to
wanna
be
see it for
massively
yourself?
impactful because the variance is going to
Word.
be small.
I took my soulstones
but
up to
I can see why people aren't
all of my
particularly happy.
soulstones are
Now I will
the
say that
rare.
variance is something that
But I didn't
is a
fail
little
single
bit
time, so
misleading
that was
because if you do have
weird.
this sort of average,
I don't know if that
5%
Yeah, I haven't
variance,
failed either, so that's why I don't want to test it.
most of your
How did
damage
you get so many
comes from a
soulstones?
really big
Or
damage
from
window,
doing all
maybe
the side stuff.
resin, you know,
I've got
There's
like
a
20
drop rate.
stars aligned.
Each area has a
You
drop
happen to
rate.
get
Look, check your
5%
map.
more damage
No,
then,
but I've
and
gotten
that's going to
20
have
since I've been
outsized
right
impact
here.
on the
Yeah, but
rest of
you're in
your
an area
class.
that probably has a
And
drop
then
rate
you
for that
get the
soulstone.
opposite situation
If you check your
where
map,
you
it tells you
just
what's
sure
there.
get a
dropping
whole
in
bunch
game.
of really bad, you know,
You're adjusting
just
game.
bad
They
luck,
drop-
right? When you're in this sort of your
Yeah, but
big
I've been
DPS
getting the
that
lunch.
sort of producing
Let's see if it
About
tells
to,
you.
encounter. So
I
It doesn't
need-
tell you
I
the
need
essentially what's
actual-
going on.
soulstones.
I
That's
need-
just a
That's
chance.
why
I need
a lot
actual
of players are not
soulstones,
particularly
not
pleased
the
about it.
stones
That said, I
themselves. I
do
need the-
think
Yeah,
the
the red
majority of
team
players
are-
won't
what-
even
what are we
notice this
set-
if they
what-
weren't
what are we
told.
spinning
But I
on?
do think a lot of the mythic
Uh,
raiders or just heroic
so
raiders who really
once
like
you
to
hit
look at
level
their parties all
50,
the time, I think
there's
they will
a
notice
second
it perhaps be a
development
little
pack
bit
you need to
miffed.
get.
Now, Ian did explain in a tweet
see
responding to
that?
Sloopbag that
Yeah.
this is basically how all
Development.
WoW classes have
Are you
worked
level
for 12
50
plus
yet?
years, which
No.
is correct.
So
And
th-
that's
I
how,
wouldn't
you know,
spend
weapon
any
damage
of your
works, as well
shards
as most
until you
mob
get
damage,
that.
and
That's what
Ian's
I
basically
waited
right
until I
there,
got that
but it
to
was
make sure I didn't
changes.
fuck up.
Actually, I was silly. It was changes in Legion.
All right, I'm
and
gonna
then
try
sort of
and I'm
changed
gonna
up,
hopefully my
changed
gear
that
doesn't get
up,
destroyed.
and
I'm gonna
sort of
go
removed
for
the
it. I'm gonna
variance.
upgrade this
So
bitch.
there you go.
I would
The
test it
variance is
with
coming
your
back, and that's
shards
basically what's
first,
up.
'cause
I think
that's
there's
what
maybe
it
just a
says
problem
that
where
for shards.
really
I
once you
didn't,
started hitting
look up
Legion,
one for
you had
gear.
so much just random stuff impacting your character that
I have my backup gear. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna test all this on my backup gear in my storage. Everything I replaced from
I don't
purple.
really think so. So if we're in a situation where you've got just as much random stuff happening on your character, you know, you've got, if you remember the video, just Preach with his big box full of dice rolling around everywhere. If you've got that, and then you've got the 5% variance, then yeah, I can sort of see that being just a bit of a groan-inducing thing for the players who really care about that aspect of the game. Whereas I think the people who don't care about this sort of thing, I don't think they see too much benefit from it. So one of those things where, to be honest, I totally understand how it's a problem on paper, but I also don't really know if anybody really noticed or cared that much, or if it's worth really changing. So, to be honest, I'd like to know what you think in this one. The next up a bit on conduits. So we're covering this in the news. We're going to cover this a little bit later in my video about worries for Shadowlands. But yeah, basically with the conduits, it seems like they're supposed to be permanent items now, so that's a bit interesting. We've also seen Blizzard play with ranks from 0 to 14 on beta, although Blizzard haven't actually talked about them. That's what's weird. The rank system's in-ish, maybe. It's in the data mining and stuff. Blizzard haven't actually made a post explaining any of it. Now, I think that all of them are pretty clearly designed to scale, but they're also designed to be strong up front, so it's this situation where they need to be strong up front so you get a conduit and you're excited about it, but then the scaling up the ranks has got to be pretty slow, or else they could get get really nutty, especially if you could stack them. And I guess it's weird. I mean, as much as we enjoyed feeling totally busted by the end of Legion, I mean, come on, remember how insane your character was. Definitely, the potential for borrowed power to scale and synergize in this expansion is wild, because there's so many different things that could all just sort of align. So really, that's what's going on with the conduits. How will they work? We don't know. I mean, maybe it'll be pure item level like if they drop, from regular loot sources, but I guess the problem is having to, reacquire them if it follows item level rules. And, needing to fight the same boss again to maybe get a rank 5 of a conduit after a patch comes out that, increases the maximum rank a conduit can be. It's kind of hard to know there. I mean, one idea is maybe an upgrade sort of currency thing, maybe an implementation that's a bit more similar to Echoes of Nyalofa. I mean, it's all just a bit weird. This system is totally up in the air because Ian, of course, said that conduits are not going to be...
Combining pets gives you a roll at another higher level pet.
...and all that stuff in the
If you use
so
the correct
really,
pet
we
from
just need to wait
combining.
and see how this
Yeah.
system's actually going to be. That said,
I got
it is
all
pretty
white
heartening that Blizzard actually
Yeah, if you use all
seemingly
white
anyway,
pets, you have a
taking
chance
feedback
at a
on
green
board
pet.
and
If you use all
trying to
green
make
pets,
some
you have a
earnest
chance at
changes to
blue
this
pet.
one.
If you use all
Again,
blue
though,
pets, you have
just
a chance
too
at
early to
purple
call
pet.
right now. I guess though, if
Use
I'm
all
not
purple
reliable
pets?
there, I think this would be a lot more simple if we just
between the tiers, you
kind
have
of
a chance
had
for
them,
downgrades.
you know,
It's not worth it.
effectively be an
We'll use
essence
the things
library,
that are
but I
all
guess they'd have to be
Yeah.
physical items somehow. But just some sort of progressive unlock system where you can get all your rank 1s, and then just by doing harder content, you get your rank 2s, and you sort of, build up your character that way. I get how that can be really annoying for Pug players, though. Certainly, it's not something that would be a problem for guild players, but anyway, that's roughly an idea. I'd like to see, though, from you, how do you think Conduit should work? What is your ideal system? All right, so let's change gears over to the lore, and this is actually quite fun because we've got some alien Night Warrior business. Now, remember when the Night Warrior conversation between, them and her husband appeared, and a lot of people got a bit salty because they're like, what, a male Night Warrior in Night Elf Society, what's
Yeah,
going
wait
on?
till
And
they
then
give me that
we're just like,
awakened
well, look at
dragon.
their names and their accents, they're clearly not Night Elves. Well,
No,
yes,
they
it's
didn't
now
give it to me.
further confirmed. I mean, it's
deserve
already
it.
confirmed in interviews, but through the actual
am the
in-game
dragon.
content, that yes, this is an alien Night Warrior, and the whole thing there
I
is
am the
a
law.
ritual to fight off a very interesting threat. But they were obviously going to die
saying,
from it,
Metallica?
so
You saying I'm gonna
basically him
serve
and
the
the
dragon?
husband decided to sort of try to share.
Do you
the
have
load, like, the
$5,000
Night
you wanna
Warrior
spend?
bad
You're trying to
business,
get
but
for the body
of course
guard,
it
huh?
just got us both of them
I don't
killed,
have to
and
spend
that's why they're in
$5,000.
Ardenweald.
You
Anyway,
can spend
love
$1,000.
what is kind of cool
I'm
about
loved
this,
by
though,
the mana,
is we know
bro.
now
I'm a
why
fucking
he
Magi
took up
out
the
here.
Night Warrior mantle, and basically the lore here
You have the
is
best
that a
CP
dark
level ratio
god
in the guild.
descended on their planet, but like.
You
in
might have the best
actual
CP level
impact
ratio
of
in the
that
game,
dark
but don't
god
tell
hitting the
anybody.
planet, it pretty much took out one of their kingdoms or whatever. Now,
I'm about to
what
kill
what
that
is that?
Bakugo
I think that's
guy
pretty
tonight,
obvious. That
bro.
is
He
old
gonna
gods.
be like
From what
walking
we
all that
understand,
bullshit.
I mean,
I'm
he
like,
Oh,
is
but I got
too
hella
many
research on that
eyes,
rare
too many
mob
faces,
just
all that
off
stuff, but
AFK.
From what we understand currently, the old gods are not
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah,
Azeroth
but
thing. I mean, I'm pretty
how
sure
much
we've
research
known
do you
that for
have?
many
Link
years,
your
and
research
basically they just sort of went
hold on,
out
let
like
me
this big
book
universe
your thing.
parasite,
Then link
just
your
kind of
research to,
consuming everything, right? All life,
the
all
fucking
planets,
block
and
that you killed
obviously in
yesterday
that
so
sort of
you can see
insatiable
how
hunger
much you
to
get per
get
kill.
whatever is in those world souls, because of course they get Azeroth. What
No
then
way I know
happens?
how
Well,
many times I've
then of course
killed.
Azeroth. Yeah, will end
So,
up being
we
corrupted, and I think
did
that's maybe the power
Bro
source to
Cut,
let the old gods
and I've only fought Bro
masters,
Cut once,
the Void
ever.
Lords in. Maybe that's the lore. Who knows?
So
It'll
we need
probably
4 of
change
that
by the time we
bitch.
deal with it, but that's basically the shtick there. Now, the
I
way
did
it works
Riskall.
for these guys' society is that
Ruskall.
basically a
Lower
coalition
level
of
stuff,
different heroes
because
and
it looks
groups
like the
all
it only
rally
give you
behind the Night Warrior, and that is how they defeated this
did you
old
do any
god.
in the beginning
But their
zone?
planet
I have
was
not done.
basically
I have
just
not
left,
done
like,
Bakhtar
totally
yet.
destroyed and messed
You
up,
need to do
such that it would take many
Bakhtar, or we
generations
need to
for
do
it to be
Dingus,
fixed.
because I think
So
those.
basically, what I think is really
Bakhtar,
key learning
Bakhtar might be.
essentially is,
It's
well,
there's
this
just.
is a planet
Let's worry
called
about that
the
in like
God with the
6
power of a
hours,
balloon.
right?
We are
Because
a
bosses
planet
don't
that did
start
that, of
spawning
course,
till
with the power of
22,
the lightning.
20.
So
got
basically,
teleport set
it's
up
kind
for
of just showing us a
If
little
you
bit more.
don't,
Yeah, the
Can
time.
Can we, all right, so at can we set up those teleports in the next 6 hours?
Yeah, I did it
Well, then all you need to do is link it, and then oh fuck, I have to teleport myself.
Literally said in his interview with me,
Link
and yeah,
it
just
can
the
tell you where he is.
example of,
You need to be able
Loon's
to
bunch
teleport
can
there.
do it
All right,
too.
so
It
at
is
hour 5, I'll
extremely
go there,
interesting.
mark it,
If
link
I
it,
was
then
really
go
a
back on
betting
my
person,
journey.
I would say that
You'd only
this
be
Loon
using your
stuff is
teleport for
going to
those
be an
purposes, too.
expansion.
We don't
I
know
think
how
it's
you get
super
more
interesting that
teleport
Loon
scrolls.
has got
I know how to
this
get more
kind of,
teleport scrolls. You buy them
almost
with
sort of
whale
like
coin in the
arcane lightish
exchange.
thing going on in her good side, but then when it turns into Night Warrior mode, like all of this,
I'm out here trying to
slightly
become a
more
god.
evil
I need to figure out
feeling
what's
stuff,
up with
and
these magic
Tyrande is
essences, because I
really
just
willing
broke
to go
down
pretty
some
darn far far to
Some
get
plates.
what she wants.
Got
And a
this
lot of
magic
it is
essence.
pretty nasty stuff.
I'm
and
about
if
to
we
sit
were
on a
to
companion
moralize,
to
I
get
don't
that.
know really if
Okay.
moralizing forces is a thing to do in Warcraft. I suppose it sort of is, but it sort of is a bit
What was
evil
that?
feeling. So I think
Peter
that'll be
Clune is
interesting
now
to learn.
following.
That said, I think
What
we'll
up?
get a light expansion Then I think we'll get an Elune one after that point. But yeah, there you go. Alien Night Warrior, super confirmed from another planet. Maybe there's other planets out there, right, with more life on them. Maybe it's not just us. Yes, we had been led to believe that essentially the whole universe has been scoured by the old gods and by the Burning Legion. But it seems like this is a planet that actually fought off the old gods and was not destroyed by the Burning Legion, and therefore is probably out there right now. I mean, come on, Blizzard kind of just introduced a whole new alien race to us, which, you know what, in any normal circumstance would be a pretty darn noteworthy introduction to the lore. So there's that, and with that said, let's move on. Alright, we've got a quick PvP update where the first PvP talent slot has been removed. Now that slot would basically give you various different flavors of getting out of sticky CC situations, and well, yeah, that's gone now. Players once again will be getting a dedicated PvP trinket. I think that's kind of interesting because it means you'll have your one dedicated PvP trinket plus one other trinket. Now, in terms of how that's balanced out, Rhino. PvP with two super strong like raid PvE trinkets.
All right, now.
Now, I have actually heard that
the value on the return of killing these guys. I mean, I'm still doing most.
Changed some arena comps, like Destro Priest Windwalker, which relies on 20% reduced CC from that to basically avoid dying on its first CC chain that it runs into. So with that not being there, it would kind of change up the comps. So I think that bit's kind of interesting. And certainly I'll say that picking Relentless and then not having to think about it was, in BG's at least for me, kind of nice. But there you go. Basically that sort of side of PvP is going back to a slightly more old school direction. I have to wonder if it's just something that will be a bit more simple and a bit more easy to balance for Blizzard. Of course, not a big PvP person, so if you are, do let me know what you think. The next up, just some coverage of a Morgan Day interview that basically cleared up a little bit of Covenant swapping, where joining another Covenant will be really easy. You want to move away from one that you're currently at, but rejoining an old Covenant that you have been at in the past, that will require extra tasks. But there is an important thing that was brought up in this interview, and that is, I think extremely importantly, that no progress will be lost with your old Covenant's Renown and Soulbinds if you are to leave. I think that's really good, and of course we do know that there will be strong catch-up mechanics with an eye to making the whole thing a good bit more alt-friendly. Now, on Renown, we were actually told that that's not a bar, but a number, and that if you are behind, then the game is going to be offering you new avenues to catch up, including repeatable content. So it seems like if you are maybe joining a new Covenant and you need to get up its
Dark, that does not explain how you got that.
Just sort of chug away at that at a far faster rate than if you were at the bleeding edge.
10,000, like 12,000 over me.
Single week. And then another thing that was also that interview
where you at?
Pretty nice is that
I'm at 34K. 34.7.
Now, this is great, I think.
No, I'm not level 50.
I wonder how that would be in more competitive situations, but from the perspective of the game being
once you hit level 50,
like,
you will buy the item like what you buy.
Yeah, you'll get everything you need. You need to get your level up.
1,500 implement coins is equated to like at least
dungeon,
to
where,
probably like
yeah,
2,000
depending on your class, you could do different things. I thought that was really nice. So it's actually nice to see Blizz.
You don't even have that. Not to mention, you get a fucking
mechanical updates from that
blue,
Morgan Day interview. And to finish things off, we've got something exciting over for Classic, and that is that Phase 5 is beginning this week. Now the big news, of course,
Damn, my attack speed is too high for these hoes. I'm stealing their shit.
Alright, alright. So it's basically I'm level gated.
Most of them are
yeah, you're level gated right now.
Like most of the big servers are going to have the war effort done on day one.
Gotcha.
It still does leave the pretty intimidating
you're not gonna
boost
until you hit. That's the reason why I said I've clearly been on, because I jumped.
Fragments. Now those can only be collected by players who are the most
You
up to
don't
date
hit
with the quest chain. And they drop off any silver.
That's minus
what it
50k
is.
DKB.
You AFK'd in that higher level we're in now, whereas I AFK'd trying to do those.
That's
clear out that finish
By the way, you should check out our total history of vanilla.
Yeah, that's how I got my level. If you want to get your levels, pop your EXP potion and then go to a zone where you can clear out some guys in like 1 or 2 taps, or like for me, a 1 tap for me is actually 3 hits because it's my combo. It's 1, 2, 3, bang.
Yeah.
Yours is probably something of the sort. Find an area that you can, within 1 rotation, kill mobs, and set yourself up to just kill them, and then come back in like an hour and have
final step of the quest to actually become become a Scarab Lord themselves.
I left for like
Now,
7
that's
hours.
something that actually could be a little bit different than it was in Vanilla, because back in Vanilla,
But
well,
I had
the
to make
servers
sure
were
I
falling
cleared out the
over
other zone
whenever
first,
people
otherwise
wanted
it
to go
would've been
become a
strong enough.
Scarab Lord. So it actually seems like now, we've got better servers. So hopefully, in that 10-hour period, everybody who wants to log in
Brains
and
blown
actually
out
make their
back
way
in
over
the
there, they will actually be able to, and the world servers will actually be up. Now, if
Getting
you
my
look at, like,
bosses on that
interesting
other zone
example,
late at
seeing
night
an
though,
entire
that's the
server
strat
working,
right there.
together, you can see that
they ain't
over
doing
for
it.
Incendious. I mean,
They're
here's
either
a
on
look
auto
at the
and you just
spreadsheet,
walk up and say, hey,
it's
I'm
just
gonna
nice to
take
see
this.
things like that happening in the community, and it's something that's just
Took me an hour to get
it's just
max
unique
on
to
both of
how
those
classic
mobs.
is,
Like,
I guess, as
so
opposed to
cool.
live. Now, of course, Phase 5 is actually a lot more than just that, because really when people think about Vanilla, they're thinking about a period of time that really does align with patch 1.
All Demon Stone pieces at max level. The next Demon Stone slate has unlocked. Yeah, boy.
Tables, which brings a lot more player power to those.
Now I just gotta oh man, look at the CP booster your boys about to get. Take a look at the CP I have now. You're not gonna see that CP ever again, boys. You don't even know. Your boy CP. Your boy CP got the CP. Whoos!
You can fill in those slots. You got the pieces.
I know, but I just want to see this go up, see what it's set at after they're all been spent. Before I.
That's what I'm doing.
So
I'm
there
still
you go.
trying to earn
Big
my,
news happening with Classic, and
my
really with
implementation
that,
stuff.
it's just going to be what Nax.
I'm almost done with that.
Kind of
That
going to
disc.
be it.
How
Of
many
course,
was that
we
disc?
are
30?
expecting TBC based on the survey that we got a good few months ago.
The
Now
disc
we are
before the one
expecting
you're working on, was
TBC
that 30?
To,
The disc before.
I think pretty darn exciting.
Yeah, it was
So
like
that's it
it
for
was
the news.
like
There is a lot
30.
going on
I don't
in
know, because it just says
a
star
lot
now.
soon to be going down in
Yeah,
Classic.
but
It's pretty exciting.
But
I
that
can't
just
wait to
put
see the
that's
stories that come
this
out last.
this just
And
put
that's
my
first things
shit
off.
up
Of course, if you want to get
almost
things
1,000
live,
CP
you know,
before I
we're
even put the
slicing
corner
our
pieces
ends
on
as
this
well,
bitch.
some fun lore in the
That's what I'm
back.
saying.
You'll
That's
also
why
Ooh.
when he's like,
class
"Oh,
pin,
that doesn't explain it."
of
I'm like,
course,
dude.
there's a sticker to go along with these
Fucking
guys as
get
well.
level
Then
50.
Patreon is the place
Get
to go.
level
So
50,
you'll
then
very
then
soon
talk
see
to me,
it,
yeah.
some of the fruits of that when we do.
Because
our
he's got,
next
I know he's
Patreon
got to level
posting,
up
and
his
that's gonna be something we
his
really
soul stones.
just
but
need to, well,
until you're level
suffice to
50,
say,
that
a
doesn't
lot more
even
time for
matter.
me to record things, which hopefully will mean more content for everyone to watch. Anyway,
that's-
that's
that
it for me.
can't- that wasn't
Thank
that
you for
great
watching.
Oh my god, the Artemon equip is worth 1,500 by itself? Ooh, I got such a boost. I got such a boost. Such a boost. You look how boost. And we got feats. Oh, and we got feats. We got boost. Let's keep boosting.
God wants you to do.
We got 4K. Oh my God, we went from 58 to 62. It's over. It's over. What's the rank look like, boy? What's the rank look like for your boy? What's the rank? The rankings are fresh out. What's it say? Well, the rankings are fresh out. Racist ratings are fresh out. I'm making my climb back up. I'm making my climb back up. I chose to be out of the top 100, baby. Let's see where I'm looking at in my class. I can control where I am on this. You can gain 4K CP in your boost when you set it up right. Y'all done fucked up. Fucked up and done let me win a game. King of free to plays. Hyper Universe all over again, but this time hopefully it won't go away.
Oh no, he's talking about that. You get a little scratch, fucking shake, bro.
Can you take your Soulstone back out of your?
Yes.
Actually, you know,
it just costs a trivial amount of.
MMORPG
gold.
as a
Alright,
kid
sweet.
of 7 years old when it
And I
was
do
like
mean trivial.
$19.92, $6 by the hour to play on AOL. It was never winter, the first Neverwinter.
Oh boy.
And
You only need to level up the gem that you're gonna use, and then you level up the other one to
really stemmed from
like
my last MMO that I was
get
playing
level
for
50 and then I'll walk you through that part. Because I wasted a bunch of resources doing it, so there's a method to
And
do it.
I really love that game.
Well,
Like,
don't just do it now.
nothing
That's one of these I can get
great
away with.
potential, and I just got.
There's a optimal way to do that and not waste
Alright, I'll be right back.
a ton of resources that I regret.
And let me know if I'm cutting out, by the way. But,
It'll
some of
probably
the
be off and on.
Gotcha.
It'll be alright.
some of the design decisions really just kind of ticked me off. And
I would have,
you know,
I would
had a
have
very
all
large
of my
guild in that
soulstones
game,
leveled.
and I've had a large guild since I was.
They would all be
my
at
favorite
fine and
MMOs I
all
played
leveled
back
out
in
if I hadn't fucked
2003
up.
for many years
But I
was
was learning,
Lineage
so I
2.
made mistakes.
A lot of inspiration I have for Ashes comes from like Lineage 2 through Arcade.
A lot of people brought that up, actually.
Yeah, I thought Lineage 2 was a great game. I really like non-faction-based games that, leave kind of the player
I
agency
need to get another
determine your friends'
hunter,
vote
bro.
for the player.
This nigga be hunting for me, for
So
real.
essentially, I was
What'd you
in
get
San
for
Diego,
rewards,
and
bro?
San Diego's
You
a
my
great
favorite
hotbed
fucking
for
companion,
developers,
bro.
we
You
have
just
a
a
lot of
fucking
studios
goddamn
around us,
gray,
Sony
bro.
Online Entertainment,
It's the realest
Bethesda,
nigga I
and,
got.
Blizzard and
This
Irvine.
nigga
We
went and
have,
collected the
Amazon
real
Game
shit
Studios
for
stuff.
me, bro.
So, I'm a pretty big tabletop
I'm gonna
gamer
dispatch
as
you
well.
again.
I love playing
I
like
know it
Warhammer
feels
Fantasy
bad,
and
but I
Warhammer
got it.
40K, and a lot of the guys
I got
from
a choice.
Sony
You the
would
only,
play at my game shop.
you the only
And,
hunter I got.
I was retired at like 29, and when I was fed up with Arcade, and I said
I'm gonna
to these
send you
guys,
back
I was
on the
like, hey,
mission to go again
what do you
too.
think
Ooh,
about
that's nice.
making an MMORPG? Like, I'll
I
fund
bet
it.
you do. I'm
Let's
still
try
not
to
sure
hire
how
a bunch
you're
of
not a
people
hunter
and
with
see
all
what
that
we can do.
goddamn
So,
armor and that
we
spear.
started like 2015,
goddamn
2016,
fucking
kind of white papering out
grinding
all of the
piece
designs
of
that I had
shit.
for Ashes, all the different systems that
pussy.
exist. And about 2017, we went to Kickstarter, not really as a means for funding. I'm personally funding the entire project, but actually
Yeah, dispatch my
add some
companion 10
additional
times.
features, but
Woohoo!
also
Make sure
mainly
you're
get
dispatching your hunter
a
companion, because
litmus
that's the
test
one
of
that
what
counts for
community
the
thinks about
10 times.
many of our designs.
To see if there's a
and
demand.
Has to be
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially to
Gotcha.
test this design
3 hours.
because
There might be another one that
as
does
you
it, but
know, and a lot of MMO
I only
players
have
know,
the hunter that is
there's been
registered
this
for
kind
good.
of paradigm shift towards a mentality of everybody's a winner,
I need to
and
get
there's no longer a risk
50
versus
more
reward
daily,
type
and
of design philosophy.
9 more
And-
daily.
We've heard of that.
And then
Did you
and
say
that-
that
I
you
can't
upgraded a
stand
rare
that.
to
I
epic?
mean, it makes
no,
me. It really undermines what the
What you're
genre
gonna
was
do
meant
is you're
to
gonna
be.
take your
It
finds
doesn't go to say that there
upgrade
shouldn't
those
be
for
systems
rare.
that are made for
But there's a
casual
way to
players
do
and
it.
systems
Yep,
that are
there
made
you
for,
go.
for hardcore players. You should have a
Wait
diversity
to
of
get
progression.
level 50.
But
Best bet.
I really got
Quest
upset
to
with
it,
that. So we wanted to make
grind
sure
to
that
it,
these
however you get
ideas
there.
Well, I have one rare
with
that's
the
at
MMORPG
level
genre.
30.
And that's
Yeah,
what we
just
did
put
with
that on.
Kickstarter was very successful. And that's when we started
Yeah, I
to
did.
really ramp up in the number of
I don't
developers,
care how you
the size
get
of the
there.
studio, and really
Just
started
get
making
there
significant
if you
progress in
can.
production. So we've
And I
been in
even have
production
some
now for
fucking
about 3 years.
finds
since
that I can
Kickstarter.
give you for fodder when you are ready.
And we
to
have
get
over
your other
60,
ones.
over
Okay.
65 developers that are here in San
Awesome.
Diego, with some
Really
that are
hard to get
outside,
your
elsewhere
rares, 'cause I don't actually
in the
need
world.
these
And then
two.
we're ramping up right now. We just launched another hiring phase
I
with
will
24
gladly
positions
take
available at the same time
shards.
we're promoting.
So that you
So
don't
whenever
have
you're
to
talking
spend
about the
shards to get to
Kickstarter
this
and the
point.
kind of feedback that you guys have gotten, is there any specific feature in the game
Oh,
that was actually
I
kind
don't
of
care
thought
how
of
you
by
get
people in the
there.
Kickstarter, or are these just kind of all ideas
Get
that you've
there
come up
if
with
you
and just different people have enabled them to happen?
Yeah, there really wasn't ideas that we took, so to speak, from a system or mechanic standpoint from Kickstarter. All of these designs are, essentially designs that I created as kind of inspiration from the many MMORPGs that I've played in the past, each of which, contains some, reference to maybe a system that is in Ashes that I thought did well, and I just thought, why not combine
All right, I'm at
all of
30K,
these systems
35
together
4 now.
into a game
Yep.
that represents a
And
wide
you're like, "Yep,
array of
sing it,
player
bro."
ability to kind of focus in the direction
all
and
be
progress in the direction that they want.
Blizzard on crack, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's something that we're obviously we still.
Providing a truly
I get
DX
another
kind of
thing so I
experience.
can have 2 chances at fucking.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I
Need
was
one of
really
them
kind of excited to
there
see, and this is
mounts.
something that I really liked about
I want one of
Classic
them
WoW,
there
for
mounts.
example, is that you had people who basically their end game was doing professions, and
Oh, they're all
with
back
BDO
in
you
the
had kind
Go
of the
farm
same
more
thing
copper,
where you had
bitch.
players who were PvPers and PvEers,
Yeah, you
and then you also
suck.
had people that
When
were
you're 63
working
copper,
inside
you
of the
do
community of the game,
something.
kind of carving out their own gameplay experience. And I feel like professions are playing a very big role in Ash's creation. Am I kind of right about that?
That's
I've
what I'm
seen a
talking
lot of
about,
stuff
dude,
about
bro.
it.
Hunter.
Yeah, so
Why?
the profession
Bro,
system
give me.
is intrinsically tied to what
Yeah, you
is
should
called
give
the
me one.
artisanship
Smash
system.
you
So
late.
the artisanship system really contains 3 branches of focus. Okay, gathering, processing, and crafting essentially. The gathering is focused really around the blacksmithing profession, your ability to craft tools that essentially better your ability to collect raw resources in the world and harvest them. They grant you access to higher grade resources. They increase the chances of proccing rare materials out of, rare resources out of the harvesting nodes. And then the processing is based kind of around your freehold system, with essentially establishing the infrastructure infrastructure for processing those things, not just threefold parcel. And that's like building blueprints of smelters or of stables for the animal professions, that kind of thing.
It's kind of like
And then
middle,
once you
middle
process-
professions.
You know what? You know what
exactly.
thought
Once
is just
you
tripping me out right now?
process those raw gatherables
Like multiple things.
into, craftable
The first one was,
materials, that's when the crafters come online.
think about
Every
this.
focus is
Shitty
on fire
games, shitty
recipes.
mobile games,
There are limited uses
all the
to
time have
recipes,
500,000 downloads,
and there
right?
and that's tied
On the
intrinsically
regular.
to node progression. So as
And
nodes get higher
auto
stages,
battle. I've seen auto
crafting
battlers with hundreds of
stations
thousands
that
of
can be
downloads.
constructed so that the
My
crafters
thing
get
is,
their process
every auto battler
processors
before this
get
basically
their
has been
raw
kind of shit.
gatherers are
Well,
able to
that's
complete
not
a business
necessarily their fault.
So there's like
all
a-
about
it's an
point
assembly
for
line,
Unreal Engine 3.
effectively.
And the problem with Unreal Engine 3
Right, exactly.
is
The key to
it
making a
doesn't allow
successful
you
crafting
to
system
compress
is
files
including
like you need to be able to.
interdependencies
This is
that
only
exist
3
within
gigs.
the system
Yeah,
that
The
it's
other
insane.
ones are like
required to
20 fucking
excel and
gigs,
progress
and
it
they
in
don't
order
run
to
well because
facilitate
they're
that assembly.
trying to move 20 gigs.
Yeah, I
This
totally
thing
agree
at any
with
given
that.
time
I
is
think
trying to
that's
move
one of the
around
best
maybe
things about
5,
the game. It's
10
one of
megabytes top.
the things that
Yeah.
I kind of dislike about
So
Valve
this
is
allows you to be in
the
an
fact that
area
people
with
can
1,000
do
people doing
everything
abilities
all by themselves.
because of that.
How
And
many
this
professions
is actually
can you
gonna
have?
this
You can
is
only
good
be
for
artisan in
the
one
genre of the
profession,
game.
but
Yeah,
because
it legitimizes auto
So,
battlers, auto
as you
players.
progress
not
in
even
one
that, because I'm not a fan of the auto
system
battle part.
with your,
But
with
it
your
shows
gathering
game
process
developers
and
that you can
crafting
have a
ability,
game
it
with
unlocks
a world this big,
access to
with this much content that
certain
only is 3 gigs.
professions that then
For
you
World
have
of
a
Warcraft,
secondary progression
Final
path
Fantasy
based off of your performance in
14, there is no
creating that
excuse for your
profession,
game files
specialty.
being as big as they
Uh,
are.
so think of it like
This
a
is
tree.
It's
There's
it's because they're making theirs open world.
those branches
This is open world too.
Okay, that
This
makes
is open world
It just
too.
doesn't feel like it.
It's actually more open world than World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 4.
There's no raid finder. There's no
You can't
dungeon
go-
finder.
You can't go off the auto path. You can't go off the path when you're like traveling though.
But you can. You can just walk around, take manual control.
So essentially,
walk
I
around
have
and go
tried.
is going to
You
be
can't
Turn
go
off
the
turn
damn
off
road.
your turn off your auto turn off the auto pathing.
accomplish that is
You have to turn off your auto pathing.
tables that
Can't
exist
go off
for
the road.
world
You can't
bosses
get on
or
top of some
dungeon
things
bosses.
due to the lack
They
of jump,
have
but
a,
that but if you
Right.
can see it, if you can see it, then that's enough. Like the programming
However,
is
they have a
not
higher chance
the
of
difference
dropping
between you being able to
material
walk
components
there and the
that are
difference
necessary
between you being able
and,
to see it
recipes
is
that are
less than a
necessary in
percent
crafting
of a percent of a
those,
kilobyte.
those on-par
So
gear.
that's
Right.
not adding any game size to the game. So that's not what you're thinking is not necessarily relevant towards what I'm trying to explain.
Oh, I got my third demon ability. Yes.
What I'm trying to explain is that a game like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, they need to compress their files down.
Yeah, I play
But
Classic
the
WoW.
issue is
I really
they're
do.
trying to use their own proprietary engines, which are not as good as
too
Unreal
much.
Engine.
And
The
the
reason they're
reason why
losing
is
is
because
Unreal
WoW
Engine
launched
does one
around the
thing.
same time
They
as,
make engines.
Lineage 2.
That's
They
it.
make games.
And, you know, I
That's
really
it.
wasn't
They're
a huge
not
fan
as
of the
good.
fact
So
that
if they
system,
switch
you
off
know,
of their engine and put their engine
oftentimes I
into
found
Unreal
myself
Engine,
disliking
they'll be
my
able to
own
have a
faction
better
more than I
game.
dislike
There's
the
people who have done this,
old
like
fight, and I
there's
kind
fans of
you know,
World of
felt
Warcraft
in
who have
Lineage
made
there was an
giant zones of
opportunity
World of
there to
Warcraft,
more guild-driven
and they've
politics,
redone them,
player-driven
rebuilt them and redone them in
interactions,
Unreal Engine
I
4,
kinda got hooked
and
on
it
Lineage
comes
in that
out to
regard,
being
so I didn't play
like
WoW.
No, I can
500
understand that.
megabytes.
I think that the
some
same
shit like that.
dynamic happened in Black
For, like,
Desert, and I can totally
half of
understand it.
Caliber.
It was really fun in
It's
there,
not.
too.
It's
So,
they
like,
could
for
do it.
example, with the
They're just
profession
lazy.
gear, let's say you
Like
kill a
a game
dragon,
the size
dragon
of World of Warcraft or
dragon
Final
tooth,
Fantasy
but you
14
can also get
should would
dragon
be
scales from the
maybe
dragon
10 to
and
20
use
gigs
dragon
in
scales
Unreal
to
Engine 4,
craft, like,
but
a
it would
shield
run
or
better,
something.
and you'd be able to
Absolutely
have
correct.
all
So
of the
there's gonna be
flash
multiple material
from other
components that are
characters turned
capable
on.
of being dropped from
Whereas in
multiple
the
bots
games
that
that
are
we
done
play, you
bots.
have to turn them off,
Those
otherwise our
components
game
will
is
relate to a
shit.
specific type of craftable gear.
It's
Okay,
limitations
and that's
of
where
old
the
engines.
high-level craftable gear comes from. And these high-level bosses and these like world bosses and everything, these are
Even
all
Unreal
inclusive
Engine 3 came out
content,
between
right?
the
Highest
creation
level-
of World of Warcraft and
Not
its
all
current
of them.
iteration.
There
Like
are
the grass
some
in
that are
this
more
game
story
is
related
all.
that get
It's
instant,
just grass.
but 80%
Like
of the
it's
content
grass.
that
They're,
will exist
it's
in Assassin's
grass and it's
Creed is
randomly
open
generated.
world
They didn't have to go and
specific
plot
reason
down
for
each
that.
piece individually.
So,
Right.
Whereas
because
World of
the way that
spot
friendships
them each
and/or
piece independently.
enemies are
So
forged
in order to get
and
a
people have
good
the opportunity
range
to
of
breed
different
or even
grasses,
girlfriends
where
of
there's some
both,
tall
we
and
want
some
that to
short,
play out
and it
from a
doesn't look
testing standpoint as
so
well.
generic
So a lot
that
of
it makes
these
you
hunting
throw up,
grounds
they
or
had
raid
to do
bots
a
that
lot of
have
programming,
opportunity
which
to
ended up with
kill,
a lot of
they're
extra
going to be
megabytes
directly
of data
contested,
to get it done.
potentially
This game is
by your
randomly
enemies
generated,
you
so it
create
was
in the
done
game, or
randomly,
you can
so
work
it
together
ends
to
up
create
being like a
alliances
tile
or
set that is
That it gets
megabytes.
applied to the map. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have
It's
that
just
now in
a
Classic
megabyte.
WoW. It's very,
There
very
it is.
drama
It's
driven, but it's
like
also very social.
it's the same way back in the day when they first
Absolutely.
added
I mean,
color
the
to
social
games,
component of
or
what
when they were in
MMORPGs
cartridges.
as a genre are
You know,
supposed to be
they
have
needed
kind of
bigger
been lost
cartridges with
over
more
the years, in
space
my
because they didn't,
over the
you know,
past
they didn't have a
decade,
way to
as
compress
many of the
and code
designs
color
are
to where
more
it didn't
related
take up a
to-
lot of
to
space.
essentially
Now
creating
you think about
safe
color, you don't
spaces
think
for
that, oh,
players,
that's going to take
which
15
don't
megabytes
create
to make
a
a
lot
color.
of
Or,
soft
oh,
friction.
that
And-
picture's a
and
gig.
I don't
Like,
like the idea
you
of
wouldn't
that. I
tolerate
think
that.
soft
If it was a
friction
picture that was a
is an
gig,
important component of
you'd be
making
like,
people
why is this a
emotionally
gig? Why can't you
invested
compress
in the
this
outcome
to
of
not
events
be a
in
gig?
games.
It's
That's an
retarded.
important part of why we play games. And some of the best
Like, remember back in the day
experiences I've
when
had
you used
as
to
an
record
MMORPG
videos in
player
FAPS?
have been not related around the curated
And it
content
would be
by
like,
designers, but
yeah,
instead
fraps,
by
and it would be like one
unpredictable
fucking
player-driven
World of
environment
Warcraft
that
video of you playing for an
nobody could
hour
predict.
would have been like 5
Like,
or
I
6 gigs.
remember in our
Right.
game, you know, I had a great
Now
time.
that
my
it's
guild
like
was fighting almost the
20
entire
megabytes.
server, and we had
The
literally,
encoding
and
was better.
I'm not exaggerating, we had a
Right.
24
And better
straight
compression.
That's not even,
hour
and that old
fight
video
where I
was
went to bed in the middle
maybe
of the fight for
maybe
3
20
hours,
40p
and I
tops.
got back up
And the
and
new
got back
video is
to
4K, but
it.
it's still
And it was all over the Kraken
like they,
raid boss.
they
that the
have
server was
to
trying
update
prevent
their
us from
engines,
doing.
but they don't have
And
enough
that- I mean,
money
those
to
types
put a
of
research
events
team in
live
to
with
do
you. I
it.
mean, yes,
which-
they're
in such a way that would allow them to transfer all of their
player-driven
files, their old files,
So
into the new
I
ones
guess
without
probably that
having,
that
you know,
experience
massive
is what
bugs
caused
and
you to
glitches
have
everywhere.
the sieges
That's why
be
using
at
Unreal Engine 4
dedicated
is better
times during the
because
day.
that's all they do.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
it's
All they do is
important
try and
that,
figure out,
you know,
okay,
for
if we do
players,
this, implement
we,
this,
I mean, we
can we
work hard so
transfer
that we can have
things
the
out of
free
Unreal
time
Engine
to
4 into
enjoy,
Unreal Engine 2
you
into
know,
Unreal
what we
Engine
like
3
with
into Unreal Engine
MMORPGs.
4 into Unreal
And
Engine
it kind of
5.
sucks if
Yeah, a lot of the stuff
somebody
that's
can
not
keep
compatible
That's
with
why
the
they do
current
it.
Unreal
Yeah.
Engine
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
not
You're
compatible
not
because they're not
transfer
making it
out, that's a
compatible.
really
It just
shitty
isn't currently
so,
yet compatible
kind of the way
with
we're
the
going to
engine.
structure
Compatible
the,
in a
the
year or
server
so.
shards is
And,
essentially
you know,
when you come into the game, you're
if
going to have
you were
a
to
time zone
transfer a
that's
game from
appropriate,
Unreal Engine 3
next
to
to
Unreal
your
Engine
server that
4,
you choose,
you would retain
and that's
90%
gonna
of the
reflect
game.
essentially the
You'd have to
windows
redo
in
about
which
10%,
some of
which
these
isn't easy,
systems
but
can
it's
operate.
better than
So, like,
starting
say
from
for
scratch.
example, you want to declare
True.
a siege against a node.
World of
You'll complete
Warcraft,
that
every
quest
time
to
they
get
do a
the
new
siege scroll,
expansion and they want to...
Oh,
when you get that
we got into a
siege scroll,
tangent.
the
But here's the other
applicable
thought I had. I was like, I could see definitely like with the whole companion system and stuff like that, I could see guilds being able to buy land
Right, yeah.
and control zones
Okay, well, that
in
makes a lot
PvP
of
like how
sense.
they
I
were
think
trying to
that's
do in
probably
RO.
the smartest and best way to do it for the same reasons that you mentioned too. So
Yeah.
whenever you're talking about like this PvE content, like what's kind of
World of
the
Warcraft
difficulty
needs
level
to
of that
step his
content,
game up
and
big
how will
What up?
is the game meant to be like with World of Warcraft nowadays? There's
Shouldn't be
a
able
heavy
to-
emphasis on like
shouldn't
content
be
that's
that
very
funky.
challenging and very hard. Is that
Yeah.
something that you're really looking to
This
emulate
thing
in Ashes
desperately
creation,
needs,
or is
they
it just gonna
desperately
be
need
mainly
to get a
social
game
experience with
developer
difficulty
who
that's kind of
understands
created primarily through the friction of other
manual
players?
control.
Well,
Whoever
I think-
designed this has no
So,
clue.
100%, our objective on the PvE front is to create encounters that have varying degrees of difficulty that are determined by your performance as a raid or group. So essentially,
Never thought
as
I'd run
you're
across a game
progressing
with
through,
worse,
let's say, a raid environment, a dungeon,
manual combat than
and
fucking Final
you're
Fantasy
beating the
14,
first
but
and
I-
second and third boss before you get to the final boss, your
This one's the
performance
complete
at
opposite of
those
Final Fantasy
stages will
14 and why it
dictate
is
the
bad.
AI's performance against you at each subsequent phase. That's kind of the idea behind the varying
I got a new
difficulties.
one.
Now, based
Okay.
on
Already
your
had him.
performance and the varying degrees of difficulty will also influence the
You
drop
did
tables
it!
that
It
are used
looks like
to
the top
complete
of
that
me
content
where
as
everybody
well. So
just
the better
follows
you
me
do, the
to
better
the
opportunity you'll have from a gear and drop standpoint also. Now, that's super important because one of the primary driving forces that I've experienced as a gamer in MMORPGs is that gear change. And the reason people have a gear change comes down to performance, essentially, right? And that performance can either be dictated by your PvP experiences, whether that be casting features or group PvP, whatever, or it's dictated by the ability and drive for you to complete content at a degree in which you have to get the benefits that you want. Right, so we want to make sure that there's difficulty that's reflective of the desire to get best in slot items, and that's a very important component.
So, like, for example, let's say you do the first boss, and if you kill the first boss within 30 seconds, then the second boss gains more health and it drops better gear, and if you kill the second boss within 30 seconds, then the third boss is even stronger. Is that kind of...
Right, so that's a very simplistic way to look at it. I would say that is accurate to a principle standpoint, but really what happens is our
I'm gonna
bosses
stream
have
my screen in
specific
Discord.
AI behavior trees and
Talking about
blackboards that they use
the
in order to
Asmon.
determine the types of skills that they're going to show during an encounter, the type of thresholds on their health pool that instigate either rage mechanics or different types of environmental hazards and strategies that become online. All of those things are kind of predicated in an overall
Asmon Gold
AI
interview.
manager for an encounter. Like, let's say that dungeon where you decide,
My
okay,
CP
I
just went
killed
up by
the first
800?
boss in
Why?
X amount of time. Now the second boss is AI
Just giving me
behavior tree
CP?
number 3 on the scale. Or
Why are
number
they just
5.
giving me CP for?
It's kind of increasing.
So it's
But, yeah.
dynamic difficulty in that way.
Exactly.
Okay, and does it also scale with the amount of players? So like for example, if you go in there with, I think the numbers were 8, 16, and 40. Are you encountering the same bosses at 8 players as you are with 40, or are there certain bits of content in the world that are exclusive basically for large groups like 40 and above?
So we're not going to be incorporating scaling into the
Oh, let me.
encounters
I need to
and
get.
essentially.
I
You're
need
going
to
to have designated
pull up
encounters that are
Confucius.
intended for 40-man groups. You're going to have designated content for party groups, elite monsters, and then you're going to have designated solo encounters, right?
No!
The idea
Just
there, you know, I'm not a
please.
huge fan of scaling.
No,
I think
I'm
that kind of
drinking.
diminishes. I think it diminishes your achievements, and if you're always fighting the same difficulty level, it's a monotonous
lonely at the
experience, and it kinda
top.
sucks. So, you know, that's why we have statically designated types of content.
And so that actually leads me to another question I have with leveling. So whenever you're leveling out in the world, the time frame that they gave in that Lazy Peon gave was 45 days, playing 4 to 6 hours a day. Is that accurate, or where would you kind of expect it to lie?
Yeah, I'm always hesitant to, you know, to have answered that in the
I get
past
that.
because I don't want to give people the wrong impression. But I would say this safely: a lot of games are built around very fast progression, and you know, our philosophy is there are many different progression paths. Not everything is tied to your adventuring class and leveling your adventuring class. There's advancement within societies of nodes. There's the advancement of the nodes itself. There's the advancement of your artisanship classes, gatherables. There's advancement within the religion system. There's
Dude, I
advancement
can't wait for
that
Ashes of
is in
Creation.
exploration. There's a lot of different things that players can do to progress. So it kind of, you know, kind of tie it all back to just the adventuring class and being able to get max level in a week. That's not going to be Ashes of Creation. Ashes of Creation on the adventuring class side will require some substantive dedication in order to level up. You know, we want to get back to that more nostalgic kind of design philosophy where your investment in your character is meaningful and not everybody is going to get a participation reward.
Well, that's certainly a relief. And whenever you're leveling up, so you're going from, like, there are zones that are, for instance, level 20 zones that if you go to a level 30, those mobs are still level 20. And if you go there at level 10, the mobs are still also level 20.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take
So
my
actually, there's a unique component. You know, the biggest thing that sets Ashes
stream
of
down
Creation
and-
apart from
and
pretty much
go
every
live on
MMO
YouTube
that's come
for a bit.
before it
Word.
is that as nodes, you know, nodes are the primary world building mechanic in the game. You go throughout the world, you do your
You should do
normal MMO
both.
things,
You should do all three.
you punch lines, you gather goods, whatever. As you're doing that, you're collecting that experience, and a node somewhere is collecting that experience as well. And as the node
Restream.io.
advances in stages, at each stage, it's actually changing
Yeah.
the spawn
Restream.io.
table around.
Or use
So
Streamlabs.
you have dedicated points of interest
Restream
that
is
exist around specific
Restream.io.
locations, and as the
OBS
node
allow you
advances, it advances
Streamlabs
the level
OBS
of the
allows you
mob
to do
to
it,
certain
but you can
locations
also
so
use
that those areas
Restream.io
remain
if you just want to have.
One of the
You have to
biggest
connect all of your accounts on
problems
Restream.io and then stream to Restream.
Because OBS is like an either or, right?
Streamlabs OBS has integration. The Streamlabs OBS is custom. Is a custom modification to OBS from Streamlabs.
Right?
No,
Or
yeah,
a new expansion launch. And that's kind of one of the
I'm saying
intrinsic
that
problems
there's a
with
website that
MMOs
you
that
can
appears
do
to be
from
like from a new player acquisition point, MMOs don't typically fare well. From a retention standpoint, they tend to fare better than most. So how can we kind of solve that problem? One of the ideas I had was with the node progressing and unlocking new content, that maintains the relevancy of those zones so that new players come back. The reason why it's important is because not new players, level players come back.
Restream.io, RESTREAM.io.
MMO is there's no social experience because of those empty
Everybody's
starting
always max
zones.
level.
Nobody's there to exactly.
Yeah.
So one of the ways we kind of solve that is if the primary source of new content is the node system, then you're always going to have these nodes that exist near the starting areas for players to kind of get introduced into societies, religions, and guilds and whatnot, and still have the relevant monsters and quest lines for them to progress. But there's going to be higher level endgame characters that are present at the node as well for them to get inducted into guilds or whatever.
So, like, for example, I don't know, like, how close this is, but I'll give you, like, a scenario, and just let me know if this is, if I'm hot or cold here. So, like, imagine there's, like, a mountain, and then if you're mining in the mountain, eventually you start finding, small, little, like, fire salamanders, and then you advance your node a little bit farther, and now you're seeing, medium-sized drakes, and then you advance your node even further, and then there's an actual dragon inside of the node. Is that pretty much how it works?
It's not only that, but it's a little bit better as well, because the way we spawn nodes in real time as those assets come online.
And let's go ahead and call this.
Sorry about that, I was getting a call. As the nodes come online, points of interest start to manifest as well. So
damn.
At that node fighting a little fire
They're fighting a dragon and shit. That looks dope as fuck. You might want to pull this up in your second monitor, Joker. I think you might want to see at least look at the visuals for Ashes of Creation. We're watching the Asmongold interview.
So you and the content that you're experiencing with little fire salamander might remain, but as the spawn tables progress and points of interest start to come online,
What is it?
content,
the content I'm streaming in Discord.
Yeah,
it's Asmongold interviewing the game designer, game owner for Ashes of Creation, interviewing lead Ashes of Creation developer.
That's correct. There are 6 primary religions, as well as an underwhelm religion that players can progress in. And religions, societies like the Scholars Academy, Thieves Guild, they all have progression in rank and title.
And when we play Ashes of Creation, we all have to be the same race, so we can all benefit from the racial bonus to a node.
Which society they're going to be a part of, they choose which guild they're going to be part of. As you choose those things, there are progression within those societies that are quest-based as well as objective-based. So essentially, like, the Thieves Guild may want a specific book from the Scholars Academy, and your node is a patron node of the Thieves Guild, so that's the only society it has available to it. You're a member of that Thieves Guild, you receive an objective that many players receive as well, to steal the book from a nearby node from their Scholar Academy building. Scholar Academy buildings are going to be flagged to kind of encounter and see you, and they can try to stop you. But if you're successful, you get experience, and you also get notoriety within the organization that grants you access to special shops, titles, and abilities that come online during either node sieges or.
I think you like forever ago.
So are these different religions?
Is that that old video, man, or are we doing another one?
I think it might be the old video.
Religions and
They're talking about religions. Did they talk about religions in the last video? Yeah.
Are these going to be put at odds with each other?
I might start this over and replay it a few times because I want to rehear and rewatch.
So
this is just.
guilds will have the opportunity to be at odds with one another through the guild war system, but they'll also have the ability to be friends with each other through the alliance system. The societies, which are more NPC driven, those will be predicated on the relationship your node has with surrounding nodes. So part of the mayoral duty is to maintain diplomatic relations with nearby nodes, and that flags the citizens. You can only ever be a citizen of one node, and that flags the citizens as either being at odds with the citizens of a nearby node, depending on that diplomacy, or allies of the nearby node citizenship. So you could either be flagged for battle for a period of time if there's a war, or you can participate with one another in certain events. So the way that relates to those societies is based on that diplomatic relation that's set by the mayor. You can have either cooperative quest lines that introduce players of other organizations, or you'll have adversarial quest lines such as the stealing of the book that I described before.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And so basically all of the kind of forced hostility, like where you see another player and they're hostile to you and you can attack them, all of that is opt-in. Like you opt in to make the decision like who you're hostile with?
That's correct. So there's no forced hostility. So essentially the opt-in can be delegated either to leaders or to the individual. Essentially, let's say you're a part of a node as a citizen, and
oh no, this is the dark version. I'm so high level. I'm in the dark, corrupted version of all of the other zones. This has all the enemies from before, but they're corrupted now.
It's like 120 degrees outside, and I'm burning up.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
the
air
wrong
conditioner.
time if you're in Las Vegas.
No, to answer your question, yeah, it's an opt-in system. Sometimes that opt-in is delegated to leaders like the mayor or your guild leader, but essentially you will always have the option to leave either that organization if you don't agree with the leadership, or to vote them out through the election system of the mayorship.
Yeah, that's something that, you know, as a
I think
streamer,
Godly. We should watch Godly. I think Godly's gonna be on the come up. Let's take a look at Godly
I'm
CP.
certainly curious about that.
The cool thing about the node system
Godly
and
is
its government
being
stuff
diligent.
is that there's four types of nodes
Let's take a look
essentially.
at
There is
Godly.
the democratic type, which is called a
Racist.
scientific node type. That's where the election method is by voting. There's the military type where players receive a champion.
Godly at
upon becoming
19k, but he's level
and they can
40.
level that
He's got a
champion up through
lot
doing
of
quest
CP
lines,
recovery
and they
to
grant
do.
the champion gear, and then they participate in
Oof.
gladiatorial arenas to see who the victor is, and that victor becomes the mayor. The divine node types have a quest-based kind of merit system where the more questing you do for the temple of the node, the more likely you are to become mayor at the end of the election cycle. And then the economic system is more an oligarchy kind, where you contribute resources and gold.
Oh my God,
and
Selmar
for
needs
the
help.
highest bidder to become the mayor. So not always is it going to
Selmar
be
needs
through
help.
popularity contest. That's really just
I
delegated
love that.
to
Yeah.
the scientific system.
I think that's really good.
He's a kill
feature
D.
because you're going to have some people that can just, you know, like if you have like let's say one guild that's completely dominant on the server, you're going to know that these people are always going to be in charge. But if there's different paths to progression, that kind of makes it at least a lot harder for that to happen. So that's
Right, and
certainly a good
not
thing.
only is it absolutely, and not only is it harder, but you know I've always found in games that have non-faction based, more guild-driven dynamics, that having a very powerful guild on the server is really almost always temporary. And either there's infighting that occurs, or internal politics between the alliances, or some other guild rises to fight. And I think that's kind of it replicates that dynamic of good versus evil type struggle, where people become invested. Now, obviously, if the mechanics and systems of a game are built in such a way that they do not provide some rails to how far a dominant guild can go to ruin the experience for others, then it's a bad design theory.
Yeah.
But if the designs are maintained in such a way, such as in Ashes of Creation, where there is success that's demonstrably recognized through the advancement of that particular guild, but you can't go as far as to ruin the game for other players, so to speak. You can definitely manifest your power, but you can't just at every end stop progression for other players. That's an important inclusion in an open world type.
And that leads into the whole corruption mechanic.
Right.
Yeah, and so the way that works, my understanding is that it's kind of like the more that you basically kill other players, the more hostile you become towards the not only other players in general, but also towards the NPCs as well.
Right. So, you know, I took a lot of inspiration for the open world flagging mechanic from Lineage 2. I thought that Lineage 2 did a great job in balancing both allowing the agency for players to kind of make rash decisions out of either, you know, extreme anger or whatever, as long as there's a downside. So the corruption mechanic is really designed in a way, like if you see somebody out there and you just hate this person and they've done something to you that's wrong, or they betrayed your guild and dropped with some boss loot or whatever, you know, the standard you know, drama that happens in MMOs that makes it fun.
Yes.
And you want to kill that person, you know, you have the
He's still in call.
Please be patient.
He's driving, so.
So when I set up YouTube, do I do like when I add the channel? Is it like a YouTube?
Oh no, you just cut out for a couple of seconds.
Oh, sorry
I
about
was just
that.
letting him know.
Sorry about that.
The
So,
channel's called
yeah,
YouTube
the corruption
Events.
system. So basically the way it works is there's a standard death penalty, and that death penalty allows you to...
Oh shit! This is wild. I'm in the final area, but then there's more content that they're gonna expand in the Ziku Dominion. Oh, this is crazy. It's crazy. There's more content coming.
Actually have if you fight back. So if you're rolling up on a person and they're they're not
YouTube
flagged,
stuff
you're
is
not
new.
flagged, you can
All of
attack
it's
them.
new.
You will become a
I just know that
combatant.
it's
They will
like-
still be a non-combatant. If they fight back
Isn't the
and they
website that,
die as a
that links all
combatant,
three of
you
them?
lose half of the normal
Restream.io.
death you would normally lose. So we're incentivizing consensual PvP. If the
Yeah,
player were
exactly.
to kill
You can send me
you
the
and you
link
did
to the
not flag back,
URL,
you did fight back, and
like,
you
just,
were
like,
still,
copy
you were
paste
still a
it and
non-combatant,
send it at the end.
they're going to gain a corruption
So I can
score.
send it up
And that
front.
corruption score multiplies their normal death penalty by 4 times. It also increases
Yeah, I was
it also
wrecking
adds the
scrubs,
opportunity
bro.
for them
You
to
could've
drop
seen.
completed gear upon death, and it flags them for the bounty hunter system. So bounty
From
hunters,
their character. They drop gear from their character?
that's correct.
Whoa, this is a lot of,
so they can drop equipped gear
this-
if they're corrupt. Now,
this
that's
is
a
allowing
conscious decision that player's
Restream
making to
to
become
see,
corrupt,
edit,
though.
permanently
So
delete
it's a,
your
again,
YouTube
you have to
videos,
weigh
ratings,
the
comments, and
cost-benefit
captions.
ratio.
The hell?
Oh,
and
that
the
wasn't there
idea is
before.
that if
So-
you gain
so
too
that
much
you can
corruption,
do it from
meaning you try to
Restream.
turn it
Oh,
into
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
fake
so you can
character
control it.
or something along
So you
those
can
lines,
control
you're
all
gonna
of it
be,
in just that
eventually at some
website
point you're
rather
going to
than
become
Okay.
combat
Alright.
through that
infected.
website. It's
Not
not
only
for
are you
them,
going
it's
to
for
potentially
you.
lose your gear,
Their
security
API
more,
needs
but you'll
access.
also have less impact
Alright.
from combat skill percentage standpoint. And then additionally, for corrupt players, there's 2 ways that you can essentially lose that corruption.
Yeah. I was
When you
wondering about
die, you lose a
Don't forget to
significant
send
portion
me
of
that
corruption.
website when you get a chance.
If you go and you hunt and you gain experience,
Boas said
that starts
A
to
or
diminish the
something.
corruption you have as well. So at that point, it becomes kind of a cat and mouse game because you're present on the map for bounty hunters.
My
and
stream
because
should be.
there's limited
Is my
travel,
stream not
and
offline?
Kind of really
It is.
determined by Metropolises. They're going to have to
It's
travel
offline.
out to
Yeah, this
you,
is offline.
Yeah.
and you're not going to be very easily able to scroll back to town, so to speak, as you would in other games.
I need help setting my
So
stream
that
up.
cat and
I
mouse
just never.
relationship
That's why I
provides
never really
benefits
did
to
it.
the bounty
Well,
hunter
I
if
started
they
it,
successfully kill
and then
corrupt
we
players,
stopped.
but it also allows the corrupt player to fight back against the bounty hunter, and the bounty hunter is always
It's really
flagged
simple.
against the corrupt player. So the
You
corrupt player can
gotta
fight back and kill the
connect
bounty
your
hunter
accounts
without
to
being
Restream, which you've
So
already
it's like,
done.
yeah,
Then
it's
get
a
your
cat and
you need to
mouse.
get the
Okay, pretty
RTMP
easy.
servers
So
and
you
your
have
authentication
to
code,
do a lot of
the key,
things
which
to
I'm called
start
stream
actually
key.
using, this kind of good
You
stuff,
can
right?
actually
Your
just log
combat
in.
effectiveness
You
and
can
all.
actually literally just
Yeah,
connect
not
your
only
account.
is there, you have to do a
You
lot
connect
of
your account, but you're still gonna
different
need the stream key to Restream and their RTMP server.
No,
have a number
you
of
don't.
you don't need
days
to.
on
You do
your
not.
record without going
As
through
long
the
as you log in,
and
as
we
long as
haven't
you
really
connect your account,
described
you don't have
He'll
to.
grab it.
I'm saying for
There is
Restream,
a
for
method
Restream
by which you
itself,
can lower your previous PK
you have to
count.
stream to
That's what I'm
Restream.
saying. You literally go into OBS settings. You go into OBS settings and you choose Restream as your streaming source.
Okay, my bad.
Karma system almost.
You
Right.
didn't have all
Okay,
these
and
things.
so
Yeah,
that's what
when
yeah.
I
You don't have to
started.
deal with
Bridges
the
and all that
keys
kind of
anymore.
stuff, and all of that is completely outside of the corruption
You
system.
can send me
because
the
it's
URL so I can just click
The
it.
corruption system only applies to open world flag. All
What?
PvP
Okay,
events
one second.
that are contained
So
within
lazy.
opt-in
You
systems
can't
such
type-
as
See, when I did it, I had to not only connect my accounts, but I had to put a key in for all my accounts to Restream, and then I had to fucking get a key for Restream.
Do not utilize the corruption system. Those are those where you automatically
That was almost 10 years ago. Holy shit. It was like 5 years ago.
the player
random
pool
ass extra
for the
shit for
defense or
extra
the
shit
attack.
for.
Oh, that's not
And
gonna
so,
work.
Going over
Sorry.
to, like,
Hold
the way
on.
the housing works, the
Oh, it's
freeholds
IO.
effectively
Yeah, I'd
are
have fucked
just
that up.
player housing
Oh,
out in
yeah.
the open world. Is that
That
right?
would have been an automatic fuck.
Right.
That would've
So
been a
there's three
failure.
types. Yeah, there's 3 types of housing. There's in-node static housing, which are open world housing that are, they come online with each.
Watch me creep out here and get this
There's
this
apartment
this
systems,
top
which are
100
Just
again.
copy and
housing
paste
that's
that
essentially,
shit.
you must own a house within
That way I
a
don't
node
have to
zone
type
or
out the whole
within a node
HTTPS so
before
it's
you can become
clickable.
a citizen
I
of a
don't even
node.
know if it is.
Also,
Since apartments
stay
have the
around
ability for players
while we
to become citizens of
roll
those
up this
nodes.
weed
There's
and
statically, there's some that
listen to this
start, but
message
then
from the
also
sponsors.
mayors get to allow.
Listen to this ad from the sponsors so I can fucking get paid. Thank you. Bye. We're gonna wait for the ad to be over before we fucking.
Alright, so then I
The
gotta pick a
assholes, though.
username here. Does it matter what my username and shit is here, Joker? Does it need to be similar to my other one, or does it not matter at all?
I just like to keep the branding on point.
I'm just gonna have to set this up.
I just got
What?
6% EXP. Oh. 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 Oh.
So if you're lonely, you know I'm here waiting on you. I'm just a starlight. Oh, nice. That worked pretty quickly. I don't know.
Now for YouTube, I did have to fuck with the key.
I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do the live Facebook Live one, and I'll probably do that later when I.
You make a page on Facebook for your gaming identity, and then stream to that page. Speaking of which, if you guys wouldn't mind, facebook.com/Metallicat206. I am only 33 follows away from making it in the Facebook Gaming Creator Program. So Confucius, if you wouldn't mind giving Metallicat206 on Facebook a follow. Oh, I know you did. I know you did for sure. A mad minute ago.
Must then collect blueprints for, and then collect resources to build those.
I've been scrambling out all of these every time they come up. Like, let me get that. And Facebook got money to throw. Facebook got money to throw.
Facebook. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't do Facebook, bro.
You have a Facebook. You have a Facebook.
Effectively guild freehold, like something larger, like a castle.
Facebook's way too political for me.
So guilds advance in level.
I don't fuck with
And
that.
the way guilds advance in level is through
Oh, wow.
specific
Nigga, we're hella political. What are you
Yeah,
even talking
connecting
about?
Twitch was easy, but connecting YouTube, not so much.
that the guild can achieve.
What did you say about?
When they advance in level, the guild has the opportunity
Connecting-
to
oh, I'm
allocate
sorry.
guild skill points
Okay,
in their
streaming
guild tree,
software.
either allowing them to
What's the
include
streaming
additional
software part?
membership or to focus
Whether or not you're going to use
OBS.
XLabs or OBS or whatever.
Yeah, you'll have to set up your
So
OBS.
essentially what that allows is
OBS. I have
guilds can
OBS
either
on my
be more
computer. I don't know
focused
if it's
into
set
kind
up.
of
But you have to set up your keys to
I'll
match
help
up
you set
whatever.
that. It's easy.
I'll just
during these large
when it-
encounters like castle sieges and
Just
whatnot,
kind of figure that
or
part
they
out.
can be more on the higher member count.
Yeah.
And essentially at a
versus
certain
pro
stage,
dead, bro.
right.
Wow, do you see how
That's
expensive
what-
food and juice is?
That's where I'm
Oh.
stuck right now. The only channel is YouTube, and it says YouTube events. I click connect my YouTube events account, right?
So essentially what that does is it grants the guild leader
And it
the
says
additional
fuck you.
opportunity to follow
Something
See,
wrong.
now that's one time where I'm glad
Do
I
it
set this up a
manually,
long time
import
ago.
everything over, and it says the streaming
has
URL.
access to and can
Oh, wait, mine
Not
works.
working.
All I
and
did
that
is
allows
click,
them to build a
click
guild
it.
hall out in a
Do you have a
freehold system.
YouTube, like,
Also, there's
is your
static
YouTube
node
logged in right
guild
now?
halls as well,
Log
which
in
come
your
with
YouTube
different
right now,
benefits
and then
opportunities.
Okay,
it
yeah,
works
that
the
makes
same
a lot
way
of
that the
sense.
Twitch one
And,
did.
Oh, that's also how Facebook works. So what you do for YouTube is go to youtube.com and then go that you want to go live, and then it's gonna if you go.
And you can destroy guild freeholds too. You can assault guild freeholds.
You can go live by going to YouTube itself and telling them you want to go live, and then you start OBS on your side. So you have to start them to receive it. You have to start their receiver, and then you start your sender.
Quest
It looks
systems that are related
channel
to
is paused
achieving,
for live
goals.
streaming. To activate channel,
And,
simply visit
players can
YouTube live
undertake that quest,
dashboard, then
they can
come
fire
back
the
to
siege
us.
scroll,
No additional
and
action.
they can then lay the siege scroll down to
necessary.
declare a siege
Okay,
against
so
a specific node.
YouTube
And
live
depending on the stage of the
dashboard,
node
I
will
don't know if
determine
I
the
get there.
quest line required and the additional resources needed
All right.
to reflect kind of not only the amount of effort it took to build that
So
node,
I'm hearing two different
but
stories
that should
here.
be
What I'm trying to
somewhat
figure
equitable
out
to the amount of effort it takes to siege that node, right?
Did you
why-
hear
Once the
what-
siege
Because
has
Metal
been
was not
declared, a
in the
server
chat.
message goes
Okay,
out
so
that tells the
it looks like
server
we have
Yep,
to go to
I'm-
YouTube.
I'm-
next day's time there will be a siege at this time.
There.
And all of the affiliate, all of the alliance nodes with that node.
So when you're in
become
your YouTube, right, you click on your
automatically
channel,
registered defenders for the
or you
siege.
click on your
and they will be
picture,
flagged
right?
as defending the combatants against the attackers. And any player who's not affiliated with an allied node,
in the
that
right,
node,
and then go to your
can
channel,
come and register
and
to attack
all right,
against that,
now
against that node. And what happens is during a 2-hour period
picture
of time,
and
there's
click
a
create a
central
video or
objective
post,
that
little
players
camera.
must participate in. The
Click go
defenders must
live.
run the clock out or destroy the headquarters of the attackers,
That
and the
part
attackers
you
must
lost me
gain
on.
access
What?
to the city, kill the quarterback.
All right, so
which
you're
increases the
in
respawn
you.
time of the
uh,
defenders and decreases
yeah.
the respawn time of the attackers, and then they must reach a center point where they cast a 5-minute cast that's channeled and can't be interrupted by CC, but can be interrupted through death on a central flag that exists
Create a
in
video
the
channel.
node.
Go live.
If the attackers
Okay, so
are
now it says to
successful,
start streaming.
Yeah, because it
allow
defaults
access
to your
the
web.
camera and
raw
microphone.
goods and
Oh.
the processed materials that
Uh,
are
y-
stationed
I'm-
within that regional warehouse.
I went ahead and
that
said
players
okay,
are
but
using
we're not using
become
webcam shit
lootable.
anyway,
A
so
portion of
just
it is
click on
sunk,
stream at the
and that
top.
portion becomes lootable to the
And
attacker.
then-
Now.
So you can
Yes.
steal their stuff.
Oh, this is
You
not
can
made
steal
for
raw
kids.
Yeah,
gather
no,
gold,
you have to
correct.
make sure it says
You
it
can't
is
steal
not made for
completed
kids.
I don't want to
items, potions,
restrict
or
it.
equipment.
It's not
But you
restricted.
can
No,
steal
you don't
the
have
raw
to age
together.
restrict it.
But
You just
the
have
more
to
important
say
incentive
it is not made for
that
kids
as over a
because
guild's
yeah,
lifespan,
otherwise you will
over
end up
a
in prison.
node's lifespan.
And in
they have
public.
what's called a reliquary. The reliquary is
Not
a
even kidding. If you
building
read
within the node that
the
houses
content that's
all
made
of the
for kids,
accomplishments,
literally, if
the
it's not a fucking
achievements,
stick
the,
figure that
unique
looks
and
like a damn teddy
legendary
bear and
items that the,
says
that
nothing,
the node has
then
achieved that
yeah,
the citizens have access to for different crafting
then
things.
it's not made
And
for kids.
it destroys the reliquary,
I'm
and
gonna put my
access
Yeti
to
as
limited
my
use of those reliquaries are
microphone
granted
device.
to the attackers as well.
Allow
Now,
chat.
if the siege is
Video
successful,
contains
the
promotional
buildings
products.
inside are
No.
destroyed, including static and node housing and the apartment building.
How do I
It's
take
not gonna
out
be tedious
the
for the
webcam?
players
I guess you
to
can't.
essentially
I'll
go and
take it
find
out
a
later.
new node, and they can save their, furniture
People and
layout,
blogs.
get their
Oh,
furniture mailed
switch it to
back,
gaming.
so they're not gonna lose that component.
God,
We don't wanna-
your
we don't
microphone
wanna
is so
make
loud,
it,
bro.
Mine?
too tedious
Yeah,
to
you
kinda
just
get
went
back
like
up and running
super loud.
again, because
Good,
change
either.
should be a common theme in Ashes through the destruction and siege mechanics.
Add gaming
But on the
title.
freehold side,
What?
after
I'm gonna
the
put
siege
V4.
is completed and the
V4.
attackers have won, there's a
V4.
2-hour window where the
I
attackers,
think I'm
the
Boom
marauding
Blade.
kind of barbarians, can go out into the open
Or Bomb
world where
Blade.
the zone of influence for that node was relevant, and can attack the freehold systems. Now, players will have the ability to defend their freehold, and if they survive that 2-hour window of destructibility, they will have a grace period where they can wait and
Grinding.
see if another
Did you
node
switch
pops
your
up that they can
description
exist under, and if they do
and stuff?
successfully get another
I
node
yeah,
risen and
I
infiltrated,
literally
then
lost
they'll
all the shit
fall
I
under
typed
the
out
tax purview of that node.
when I.
You have to add it
So you either get all your shit destroyed or you have to pay him.
at the top too.
That's pretty much how it works. Okay, so it's like basically like like a real life, the old Marauders raiding, like different cities, right? After they destroy the capital, they go and they attack the, outside
Correct.
of it. They're just okay.
Correct. And one of the
Yeah.
big things, one of the big targets
I
for
need the
players will be
max.
during that
Alright,
time.
okay,
is
create a
housing is
title
one of the
now.
biggest
Jesus.
benefits of housing is that it offers you a separate deposit.
They like you to
separate
do a lot of
warehouse system
bullshit,
where you
don't
can
they?
deploy chests